7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 289. I'm your host, Travis. I want to thank you all for joining us today. I want to thank our members, any of them that are watching on the live stream. If you guys want to watch us record this live, make sure to hit that members area. All levels will get you live recordings of the show so you can see it before anyone else. We are doing our A1 wrap-up show here. I want to thank you all who tuned into all the videos I put out over the last week here, the lives at lunch, the qualifying live show. Everything I've done really means a lot, and we've got a full studio and a jam-packed show here. So in studio with me, I got the two usual suspects over there, Justin and Cole. Hey, boys.
Oh, hey, buddy.
What up?
Thanks for coming in. Cole, how's the back doing?
Cole is shit.
We'll get into
Tell
this
the story.
We'll get into the story later. We got to move through right now, and then we'll get into it later.
We will. Lots of
Lots of ins and outs.
I'm coming into the studio with lots of baggage today.
So
Maybe you should go
anyway,
East Coast.
yeah, we'll see you in the East Coast.
I think I'm going. Yeah.
Also in studio with us here, Mr. Tom Cooper's back visiting.
Hey, everybody.
So so
AKA in sync.
yeah, AKA NSYNC over here. Got
Which one am I?
everything going on with us.
If it's NSYNC, there's like 5 to choose from, right? Which one am I?
Ooh, which one is
I
it?
don't even.
Well,
know
you're
who
not
it is.
Timberlake and you're not Lance Bass, so the other one of the other three.
Joey Fatone.
He's Fat Joey over here.
Oh, that was rude.
Oh, well, you know, he's not wrong. We're husky right now. Husky.
All right.
Early in the season.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah,
Esteban.
so anyway, so we got a full pack show. We got our 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Worx. We have our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. We've got our Holster Co. Reload rant. We've got a TLR Coatings tinfoil hat. We've got the Isaac Nelson Designs Deegan Danger Zone coming up. Flo Racing going to be bringing you the 250 race recap. Alias MX is going to bring you our friend Eric Grondahl. He's going to jump on here in about 20 minutes to give us his thoughts on A1, and I know he's got a lot. Me and him are going to have a big dollar bet going forward here. Ooh. And then
don't do it with Justin. He don't pay.
For him to bet is something. He knows he doesn't like doing that.
And then this entire show, the way we keep the lights on in this studio is brought to you by our friends at Rev X Oil. Max power over there. You can mix it into any oil. You just take the bottle, dump it in your dirt bike, your pit bike, your regular daily driver. Helps lubricate, reduce friction, etc.
A little lube goes a long way.
Little lube goes a long way. So actually works great in pit bikes for sure. We did a test video with them. If you go to their YouTube channel, you can find the test video. Me, Cole, Doug, and Hunter. We're all out at Battle Creek Motorcycle Club. We did a test. Everybody felt some different things. There's obviously something going on there. So go check it out for yourself. Test it out for yourself. And then leave us a comment on what you think. So,
Shout out to Doug.
Shout out to
yeah,
Doug.
R.I.P.
Yes, I'm glad we got to do that with him.
Me too.
We got to
was
do
a good
that,
time.
the show, the whole little deal there. So.
I know. I still think about him frequently, and I still think how grateful I am that I have like 3.5 hours of me and him talking prior to that. So
Yeah.
I
I think he was. I think he was sending us signs the night before A1. Wyman and I were talking about him.
Oh, okay.
And then I jumped online and Flang Chris Failing posted a picture of his number plate. Matt and I were talking about him at like 8:45 or so. Hopped on there. It was 8:48.
Nice.
Posted the number plate. I was like, it's all lining up.
Nice.
It's cool. So.
I always remember the 6-hour conversation I had with him the night before the National and just bullshitted about 90s and 2000s moto. That was the last time I ever talked to him. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's keep this moving here. Let's jump into our first segment of the night. Opening
back.
ceremonies.
Oh,
It's back.
We're bringing back a couple
We're
old
back,
segments.
I love it.
We're back. All right. Opening ceremonies. Cole, this is your
you
segment.
want me to let it rip?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, I was having flashbacks of opening ceremonies the other day. I was driving down the road listening to a little Ted Nugent, a little Stranglehold.
Okay.
You know that song, boys?
Nope. Maybe if I
Wow,
heard it.
you
Fuck yeah.
uncultured
Fuck yeah.
boys. He knows.
I got playing in my head right now.
Yep. Aaron Plessinger needs to come out to Stranglehold next round.
Right.
Okay.
So let me add a little bit to this now. For this season, I want to know if Cole's coming out in opening ceremonies. How are you riding? How you walking? Are you riding? And what's your song?
Ooh, what am I coming out to
that was
next
like
week?
fuel for us as racers when we were growing up. Right? You were always like imagining yourself coming out in the opening.
I don't know. The only what I can think of right now is I'd probably come out to Paper Cut, Lincoln Park. I think that'd be tight. Next weekend, that's when I'm feeling Paper Cut.
All right. You got anything for opening ceremonies?
The first one, I would go I'm a Thug. I'm pretty sure it's by P.D. Pablo. And Juju.
I'm a Thug.
I'm a Thug.
I can't wait to talk about him.
Me neither.
I'm all about it. So, yeah, Juju, I'm a Thug. That's what it would be coming out in San Diego next weekend.
Okay. You got anything? I don't.
Well, what are you coming out to personally?
Whoa.
Oh,
Careful.
Probably some Linkin Park song, and I'm just
Little
blitzing
Jimi
the
Hendrix,
whoops.
Spanish Castle Magic.
All right.
Or Jorge Prado, our Spaniard.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe a little Don Omar for our Spaniard friend.
I like
a little
it.
Fast and Furious.
How about some
action.
Casey and
Some
JoJo?
Bandoleros.
I don't think he's going to be in opening ceremonies again anytime soon.
Well, that's rude.
We'll get
Right?
to that. We'll get to that.
Once he figures out how to ride whoops, he rides all the Supercross tracks like it's a rough outdoor track. Once he learns the rhythm.
He also rides like Vince Freeze, which we'll get into.
I've got some questions for you
Okay.
with him later, so we'll get into
Hey,
that.
Vince is a good fucking rider.
My opening ceremony song, Kid Rock, You Never Met a Motherfucker Quite Like Me.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I'm
That
sure
fits
Feld
it.
would approve it.
Yeah,
Feld
probably.
would approve it.
Approved and stamped, ready to rock and roll. Okay. So we got, like I said, we got about.
he's just skipping it.
He doesn't have anything.
What? I don't have anything.
He's not
All
good
right.
with the music thing.
I'm not good with the music
All right,
thing at
Weenie.
all.
He listens to Drake. I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah, that's it.
Big and small.
Little in sync.
I don't know. What did you
Ten
pop your
Commandments.
little crotch rocket off to rev limit around when you were going to the
It's all
wayside?
sorts of stuff. Sometimes it was like local independent bands because they were in other people's videos. Because we were all trying to do the YouTube thing back then without getting demonetized. So
Okay, Travis is coming out to Freak a League by P.D. Pablo.
He's coming out to some
yeah, okay, we can do that
some
too.
Fallout Boy from 05.
Oh,
Okay, all
yeah,
right.
there we
Pick,
go.
though, for opening ceremony. So that's yours. What if you're picking?
Oh man, if I'm coming out, oh fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, you're coming out. You just came off you went triple.
I've been waiting for him to come out for years.
Ooh, maybe okay, all right, maybe
Good
some
lord.
Eminem Godzilla there.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Who's your guy?
What?
No, that's him. That's for him.
Yeah, that's for me. Yeah.
He went triple last week. He's pumped.
Yeah, dude, going 3-3 this year for sure.
Well, it's not Eminem anymore. So.
I just got billed the Supercross section, go 3-3 in for sure.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Let's keep it ripping.
Let's move
Okay,
on.
so like I said, we got about 15 minutes here till Eric comes on. So let's talk about some of the biggest news of the weekend
The
here.
elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. So we were all thinking about going East Coast last night, which is awkward for everybody. All right, so Levi Kitchen, he's sick. Now,
Weird how when you deplete your body and you don't have any stored
This is-
body fat.
do you? Okay.
Oh,
So
that's where you're
that's where you're
going
going.
with
Weird.
this.
I was
Okay,
like,
you're
how
going
much?
to
How much tin? Like, I don't really have enough tin foil for everybody to wear a hat this time. So,
Okay, let's hear it, tinfoil man.
well,
Let it
I
rip.
don't know. So I saw something today, and again, who the fuck knows? Because it was some random group on Facebook that RJ had said something.
He
I
said
got
it.
my thoughts on that.
He said it during Race Day Live even.
What did he say? Because
He
I
said,
didn't hear this.
yeah, last week, we were talking. He was talking about going east.
A week ago. No, well, he also made the comment, though, that he had heard that Levi wasn't doing well. That he wasn't feeling well.
So there's two things here.
That I love RJ and he doesn't fucking care.
No, so one, nobody fucking knew until a week before. Thanks, Mitch Payton. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
and number two, I think RJ is like the old guy that's just trying to get into the cool kids club. Like, hey, I'm trying to get in that danger zone.
Trying to be diplomatic.
So he's got his spoon out, trying to get on all this fake beef that's going on.
I thought RJ was West, and then I didn't see him in the main.
He was trying to, and that
Yeah.
wrist
Yeah.
was never gonna. He was never gonna
No.
go west. I think it was all bullshit.
Yeah, like
So
like there was
again, like
talk
he's
he
full
was
of
trying
bullshit
to.
too.
I think honestly, that whole because it's Peter. They're still with Peter Park. He's like, yeah, Peter Park.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it's a Peter Park program, and it's the same thing that the Star dudes always go through. Man, they go through fucking. And we talk about the off-season shit with him and Chase.
you get sick, okay?
I mean, Chase
I
looked
get
alright.
that. The real question here that I think a lot of us have is it legitimate he got sick? Or,
Well, dude, he
or was this calculated effort of he went out in free practice, wasn't anywhere close, and they were like, yeah, this is stupid, just go
No.
win the East Coast title?
There's no way.
You don't
There's
think
no
so?
way There's no way he booked flights. They brought a bike there. They did all this shit. And Mitch Payton's got a whole lineup of dudes and only have one guy on the West Coast.
Back in the day, and even I know this, Mitch used to bring all the guys and make them all ride free practice at A1, and whoever the fuck rode fastest was who rode west.
Look, I'll just say this.
Well, not all the guys were there this time.
That was how it used to fucking work.
I'll just say this.
It's a weird...
He wasn't ducking Deegan. I'll just put that out there. For everybody that's talking about him ducking Deegan, that's the stupidest shit ever. He wasn't ducking Deegan. He literally had talked about it. It wasn't fake. He was sick. I think his body's depleted like a lot of these 250 dudes are outside of a guy like Hayden Deegan and apparently Joe. But he wasn't ducking Deegan. That's dumb. It's like he fucking raced them all outdoors. He raced him at the East-West shootout. Like, you're not ducking anybody. So, like, that's that whole narrative that people talk about, why? You're going to fucking race the dude anyway. It's dumb. Like, nobody's ducking anybody.
Yeah.
I think he got sick. I think he did. Plain and simple. I don't know when he got sick. But it is what it is. Like, it fucking happens. Now, and we can talk about this at the halftime, East Coast is going to be even a lot more gnarlier now.
East Coast is going to be super gnarly. But, I mean, if you're in that situation and you have that option, why not take it?
Why wouldn't you? Because, I mean, you're a title favorite whether 100%. You would have stayed on West, and now a lot of people are going to say he is the title favorite. Go East if he's 100% by then. Why wouldn't you? Use the rules to your advantage.
Yeah, 100%.
Plain and simple. Now, I think the bigger question is, and I put this in the group chat, do we see Drew Adams next week?
Well, Tom Cooper happened to send me a DM
the post
with the post from Drew Adams on Instagram.
What'd it say?
It goes, first, hey, Levi, hope you feel better soon. Second, remember when I let you beat me at golf to boost your confidence? Well, I could use a favor now. Any chance I could borrow your bike and mechanic for a few weeks? If so, hit me up. And he put his fucking phone number.
No, it's 281-830. It's the Mike Jones song. Who? Mike Jones.
Oh, 281, but it's 330-8004. Okay.
Wait,
You never heard the song?
No.
Something like 04.
Okay, well, maybe he'll come out to that opening ceremony.
Well, good for him, though. Good for him, though. He's gonna, and I thought he should have been going anyway. I mean, Davies did. Adams wasn't that far off Davies. He was better than him at times last year. Like, good. He's getting a shot now. But there's no going back. So, like, hey, man, you're officially pro now.
What's the chances you think we see him? Because I think it's 100%. Okay.
I like the teams keeping a guy in the win like that.
I think it's great.
I think the fill-in thing that JGR did, I thought that was dope.
I mean, all of them do it. Club's going to do it with Devin Simonson on the East, with the Aussie kid.
Yeah, they all need to do that.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yep.
I mean, Star doesn't have to because they have 9,000 of them, but...
Well, on that topic, is Triumph grabbing anybody, you think?
They don't...
I've heard they have somebody.
Well...
For Jaliek's spot, you mean?
For Jaliek?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the only person that's been over here is Harrop, but I don't think he's riding Supercross.
Well, that's not who I heard it was. I haven't heard who it was, but I heard it wasn't Harrop.
Somebody in the States?
I guess.
Yeah, States
I don't know. It's very close to the chest. I just heard they have somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, it's kind of hard, too, when the Triumph doesn't have a lot of satellite teams running around.
Remember what you said? That team could be very well full or empty.
Dude, oh, my God. And then we got to make it through the first 2 weekends with Faulkner.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we still have like 10 minutes here, too. And we kind of... Anybody got anything else to say about that? About the kitchen situation?
I mean, do you agree with everything?
The thing is that when you're a Levi Kitchen, you aren't going to A1 and being like, oh, I don't have it. You're one of the fucking guys. So if you're going there and you make that decision, you were already kind of like, I'm not doing well. And then when you get there and you got a quarter tank of gas, then it's like, okay, we're going to pull the plug.
Yeah.
You can't show up and not be intending to win or not expecting to win and take the option to go for it anyways.
Yeah, so his sickness is legit.
And I think Levi, with all the bullshit that has been going on with him and Hayden, that maybe even if it's not from them, it's just the media hyping everything up. Like, there's no way he was going to go in and be like, yeah, he's just better. Like, no, he's not going to say that. None of these guys are going to say that shit. Like, whether there's fans or not want to believe it, none of them are going to be like, yeah, Hayden's just better. Like, I can't beat him. Levi fully thinks that he can beat Hayden.
Let's say 300 shows up next week. Where does he finish? Drew Adams.
10th.
Where Davies did.
Yeah, where Davies finished.
Davies is a bad motherfucker.
No,
Yeah,
I think Davies kicks the shit out of Drew Adams.
We'll get to Davies. Yeah. We'll get to Davies.
Okay,
But,
all right, so...
do you want me to serve? We've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You got any kind of topic anywhere you're going here?
where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Well, I'm ready to serve you some papers.
Oh, God. We're talking about this right now?
Is this where we're going?
I'm ready to serve you some paperwork.
Okay, well, I'll not
So for all those out there listening, I'm suing TLR Coatings.
Jesus Christ, here we go. Here we go.
I pull
Now I really am going to get papers on Monday because some attorney is going to get all fucking hot and bothered with this shit. Or Wednesday, Thursday.
Whatever. I pull into...
Probably from California.
Yeah, I pull into the TLR
so
compound here. I don't know what. 10 minutes ago? 15 minutes ago?
Half an hour ago?
It's a normal day. It's Michigan. It's a little
snowy.
Cold. It's a little
icy.
snowy. It's a little icy. Driveway looks pretty clear. I hop out of the F-150. I don't even hit the running board. I just go straight to the concrete.
So you jump. So he jumps instead of stepping out. Okay, cool. First hole I just poked in your theory.
Well, whatever. I grabbed my Mountain Dew. I got my phone in one hand. I got them both. Mountain Dew's not open. Thank God. Step down. It's like a fucking banana peel. Left leg.
Well, sir, you wait, hold on. You just contradicted yourself. You said you didn't step. You said you jumped because you didn't even hit the running board. So you jumped.
Okay, jump, step, whatever.
No. This is very important in a court of law. So you jumped out of the truck, which is an action that is completely not okay to do.
Okay, Travis, I hopped out the whip and then I landed. Left foot gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Straight to elbow, ass, back.
Do you want to know how
very lucky that my head didn't hit the running board. And you know what I did after that?
I'm lucky that your head
that melon.
didn't hit the running board.
That's why I got a melon hat on.
You realize,
Saved my melon.
First off, let's just point this out. If your old man was here right now, he would be like, "You're such a fucking moron."
Oh, guaranteed.
You should have just stepped out of the truck like a normal person instead of jumping. Big Tom would be all up your ass about this.
Well, maybe a smart business owner would salt the parking lot for their consumers.
We're not open today. You're
Why
not
not?
a customer.
For what it's worth, I drove a couple hours.
He's picking up a frame today.
Well, there's that.
He's not a customer.
Yeah, he is. What's he picking up a frame?
I'm sorry. Did you pay it? Are you paying anything? Did I charge you? Are you like what's
He's
happening with
the
that
fifth,
frame?
I guess.
He is a grand gentleman helping me out.
Oh, okay.
Bingo. He's also a star witness to you.
Well,
I'm saving him a couple $100,000 right here.
anyway, so here's the deal. My back's hurting a little bit. My elbow's hurting a little bit. I need something.
Justin, did you get out of your car okay?
Yeah, I got out fine.
Could you please explain to the court how you exited your vehicle when you got here?
I opened up my door. I looked at the ground. I stepped one foot. I stepped another foot. I stood up, closed the door, and then I slowly walked into the building.
Thank you.
Well, here's the deal. I laid there for a second, and I was like, there's no fucking way this just happened. I feel old. And then I kind of got up, and I was like, I almost looked like Mookie there for a second. It
He almost kicked my car, so I almost had to
I
sue
almost
him.
kicked his car.
Yeah, just say.
Mookie ate.
This would have been like I would have been a pass-through entity for the money here.
Look, it took the breath out of me a little bit. And I shit you not, I got up, I looked around for cameras in case there's a ring camera or something to get the evidence. It'd be kind of funny.
It would be funny. God, I wish we had that, honestly. The ring camera's in the drawer.
And I could take it to the court, and then
to watch you jump out of the truck in a completely inappropriate manner, which is what caused your issue in the first place, instead of just exiting the vehicle like a normal human being.
Whatever, man.
Who's in their late 20s, early 30s.
I got a case here. I didn't see a slippery when wet sign. I didn't see caution. I didn't see.
So, guys, Andrea Adamo was in the States. That's weird, right?
That is unfortunate.
Well, Andre Adamo probably would have hopped out of his F-150.
I don't really care.
Too.
Because I did used to have a sign on the door
yeah,
that said,
really.
"Caution, watch your
Okay,
step."
there you go.
But that fell off a while ago.
Wow, that sounds like a... What's the word I'm looking for?
Negligence.
A negligent business owner.
Oh, okay. Well, this negligent business owner is going to erase this tape and
bury you
in the backyard. Tell Emily I never saw you.
Okay, well, here's the deal.
You better sell that vacuum.
I crawled back into said F-150, sat down for a second, caught my breath, and then I re-exited the vehicle
in an appropriate manner.
Yeah,
It didn't fall the second time.
So,
gosh, that's crazy.
So I drove a couple hours to be here in the studio with y'all today, and it wasn't slippery until the last 10 miles. And then when it was the last 10 miles, it went from perfectly fine to ice cubes.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible out there, man.
The last couple turns, I'm just like, I drive a lifted pickup truck, big old 35s on it, like it goes well in the snow. When you go to hit the brakes and it just goes, you're just like, you're watching the corner go by you. You're like, okay, this is how it's going to go.
Kind of feels like the band shoes I have on. Ow, my back hurts, my elbow hurts.
Mr. Grondahl on the phone, how about Cole's drip today? Look at this thing.
That Kawasaki jacket is great.
Oh
my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. There's electronics on the table.
He's going to sue you now. You just fucked up the whole podcast.
Yeah.
Sue the shit out of you.
And I know a good lawyer.
Yeah, me.
Howdy.
Eric Grondahl, welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show, bud.
How's it going?
That's going great. Thanks for joining us. I just found out I'm in the middle of a lawsuit here. Cole decided to exit his vehicle in an inappropriate manner and fell down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's cool. It's a lawsuit, but he just admitted that his negligence on how he exited his vehicle here on the broadcast. So
the negligence of the business owner not putting a slippery when wet sign, not salting his driveway.
We're not open today.
Yeah. Well,
there's no one here but friends and family today.
Yeah, but he's picking up work you did.
Please show me the pay stub of me paying you to be here.
I mean, it'd be negative, but we could probably find one.
So here we are. So,
are you invoicing him for the work?
No.
If only we had video footage of this for the Patreon.
I know. I gotta put that ring camera up.
Well,
anyway, that's what we got going on over here. I almost ruined my sweet jacket.
All right. Well, Eric Grondahl, brought to you by Alias MX. Thank you for joining us again this year, sir. It's really great to have some insider knowledge like you have on the show here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited for a new season.
Yeah, so here's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 3 minutes of unadulterated free reign to tell me how great Chase was last night. And then I'm going to tell you about how he's going to get 8th place next week.
Can you be a little bit more respectful?
3, 2, what?
That was
stop. Hey, dude, I fully believe now you just have something against Chase. We went through this with outdoors.
I don't have anything against Chase.
But you such disrespectful.
The problem is the man on the phone has a problem with my guy. All
Jet?
right? Yeah.
he rides Jet Stick so bad.
He's got a problem with my guy, so I got a problem with him now.
Huh? I don't have a problem with Jet. The only thing I have said about Jet is, I don't like that everybody acts like everything he's doing hasn't been done before.
Thank you, Eric. I've been saying this for years now. Thank you.
Here we go.
And I'm on board like granted, his homerism over here.
Granted, I feel like he has put it together the best out of anyone before, and that's why he's been so dominant. But now, Travis and I were having this conversation last night as Jet was crumbling.
Wow.
And his new poor me, everybody hates me, oh, why are there so many people that hate me attitude is not working out for him. And I called that the second I saw all these friggin' bits and clips and interviews and all this stuff of him talking about how he's so hated. And I'm like, dude, where is the hate? I feel like this is just getting made up. Unless I'm just blind to it and not seeing it. But I don't know anybody that hates him. I know people that agree with me and dislike the fact that a lot of people act like he's god of motocross and
thank you.
Yep.
Has done stuff that nobody's ever done before. Everything he's done has been done before. And so it's what gives here? Because I don't know. To me, I don't love the victim, poor me mentality. And I knew if he kept that attitude going, it was going to affect him. And sure enough, it didn't take long. Round 1, and he was not the normal Jet Lawrence.
Look, Eric, we'll see a post from him this week. He's super pissed off, and it'll be a caption people will find out, and it's going to be a sad pouty face, and and it'll be fucking Fort Worth all over again. He's going to come back with a vengeance, and it's just the same thing over and over again.
And but he kind of looks like 30 seconds next weekend.
His post already came out.
He looks like he's got a stick in his ass now every time you see him. He's just super pissed off all the time, and he's just angry. He's just like an angry bear. Angry kangaroo. I'm sorry.
Listen, in his defense, I'd be a little angry and pissed off, too, if they're trying to start some fake beef between Deegan that's not even anywhere near being on a 450 and Jet. I think that's a little far-fetched.
That stuff is so dumb.
I think that was stupid. Dumb. The whole press conference thing, ready to talk shit to the 450 class? Ooh.
Look, man, it's what happens when the two most popular. It's what happens when the two most popular dudes in the sport are still children.
Look, I said it to you guys last night, and I think I said it to Eric too. When he retires, the show's shutting down because we're just going to be out of
now we're talking about Deegan now.
We're just going to be out of content at that point.
I think he got his necklace at the buckle. Did you see that thing?
I will guarantee you that was not from the buckle.
It looked like a affliction or something.
I'm waiting for him to show up in a choker.
Cole, are you a guy that walks around iced out? I've been thinking about this.
I mean, I got a necklace, but
Oh man,
I rock a necklace, but I ain't putting no rings and shit like that on. I don't think.
One of the things I got going right now, I work at a real fancy place in downtown Detroit called Sexy Steak.
Sexy what?
Sexy Steak. It's real.
I love how Eric's just like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's funny.
It's real sweet, but here's the thing.
Sexy steak.
That's right.
Yeah, sex the steak. I can't do it.
It's a real. It's like a real.
So like it's a restaurant.
Oh yeah.
With strippers.
But it's badass.
So it's like that big ass fucking steak that Deegan had.
Why are you holding your fist like that?
So we get like 3 to 5
Anyway,
people
go
a
ahead.
day, and it's like 70% badass women. So I consider walking around iced out every day. Let me just be honest with you. So if to see him doing that on the broadcast, fuck yeah, go ahead.
For why though? What makes you feel like you need to be iced out?
You ever been around 300 or 500 9s and 10s every day?
I mean, that just sounds like a lot of maintenance.
Let's get off track real quick. Can we go back to Moto?
yeah. Where is this going?
All right. Anyways, back to shitting on Jet and talking about how good
Sexy
Chase was
steak.
last
Oh,
night.
my God. All right. So, hey, hold on. We got to give our man 3 unadulterated minutes to talk about how good Chase was last night.
And start the clock.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know that I need 3 minutes. We all saw what happened.
I mean, they seem to have
No.
that KTM straightened out.
I thought you
You're
said
right.
you were going to give him 3 minutes. bro.
Sorry, I can't help
Yeah,
myself.
shut
I'm
your
not good
mouth,
at this.
dude.
Fuck. Okay, you know what? I'm muting
I mean-
myself. Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to get too far ahead of the curve. You know, it was round 1. It's one track. I don't want to say that, you know, oh, the bike's perfect. Everything's going to be smooth sailing for the whole season. I don't know that. I do know that I had dinner with him in December, and he said he was in a much better spot than he was the year before. So he said he was enjoying riding more. So I think they definitely have gotten it a lot better than where they were last year. And other than that, I mean, yeah, other than those 2 little mistakes of him stalling the bike, which was pretty weird to do that twice in one night. But yeah, other than that, pretty flawless riding. Looks like he's got his starts dialed in with 2 good starts. So hopefully he's able to keep that up, and we can have a real championship this year between him, Eli, and Jet. Look like the most likely contenders. At least we thought, but
Yeah.
I mean, Roczen was pretty unbelievable last night.
You can't count Webb out.
Anderson's riding good, and you can never count Webb out. So, I'm hoping we have a good championship year, and it stays pretty close, and hopefully no injuries for anybody.
So let me ask you this: with Tomac tucking the front and Sexton, I think that was going to set up for a hell of a battle.
You weren't the only one.
Those two going head to head, who do you think comes out on top?
Well, I mean, that's hard to say because it's just a big what if. I think
A little bench racing.
Chase, I feel like Chase is quicker in the opening laps, and I think he might have been able to get around Eli. And but then obviously Chase stalled it, so it's like you would think Eli would have been a little bit closer to him than Kenny was. So I don't know. I like to think that Chase would get it done, but Eli was riding pretty unbelievable all day, and for him to come up from last all the way to 5th in that field is very, very impressive.
100%. Hopefully we get it next week.
You don't have to get the whole shot, but you can't get a bad start.
Yep. Yeah, you absolutely cannot get a bad start.
I think
That is for sure.
I think Brayton said it best with Chase. 2023 speed, 2024 maturity. And that's what we got right now so far.
Yeah,
I think he's. I mean, when is Brayton not right? But I think he was totally right. That's what I saw last night.
I completely agreed when he said that on the broadcast. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And that's a fucking problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, no, the golden boy is not gonna walk away this time. That's for sure.
God, it's great to have another person on this podcast that just totally disagrees about Jet. Are you going to mute me right now, you son of a bitch?
I'm unmuting myself. I'm not muting you. I'm getting back in the game here now. Look,
I'm stoked to see the starts.
He got 4 minutes of unadulterated, so now it's my turn here.
All
so
right.
look, here's what's going to happen.
Oh
so we're
my
going to go
God.
into next week. They're going to get something figured out on the bike, and we're going to freaking end
I'm going to go out
up.
and salt the driveway.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Why is it the bike?
Why is it the
I
bike?
feel like nobody accepts that it's the bike when it's anybody else, but then the second Jet doesn't dominate, people are like, oh my God, his bike
What do you
sucks.
mean nobody accepts
'Cause
it's not
he's
the bike?
perfect.
All last year we were like, dude, that KTM under Chase fucking sucks.
We're talking. He's
Yeah.
talking about Jet though. He's talking about
mean,
with Jet. It never
I'm
can be
talking
anything
about-
else.
What do you
I'm
think
talking
Jet
about
did wrong
overall.
last night?
Well, I mean,
he
that
got
start-
he got
that-
squeezed on the start, so that was his fault.
Well, we
'cause he
can
got
talk about that
squeezed on the
start. We can talk
and
about
then
that
he got
start
anxious
technique.
Get a
and weeded
good
it in the
start.
sand.
We can talk about that start
Okay,
technique
There
was
was
a little
like
shit.
5 other
Problem.
dudes, so he made one mistake
made
in
two.
the sand.
He made two mistakes.
What?
He made
and
actually
then
made
he
3 mistakes
crashed.
last night.
Oh gosh.
Hey man, we could talk
You
about that start
fucking
technique.
guys.
That start technique was pretty shit. That
Yeah,
led
that-
him to getting a bad
Look,
start in the
they
heat
better
race.
send those get ECUs back.
I was gonna say we struggle with the get ECUs. All right?
Dan Truman, what the fuck?
He's the one.
I
that taught me
mean,
a lot,
for
I
him
guess.
to say
Yeah, Dan's
in
legit.
that make your perfect SMX racer or whatever, and his
Me.
answer was me. Well, you didn't make yourself look very good last night.
I think
Here we go.
I-
We're
I-
gonna
some
really
hilarious
read into this
videos
first
about
round
that.
with
Cor-
him.
correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but I think what Eric's trying to say is I don't think that people aren't accepting when they say it's the bike. When you're at that level, it's the small things. We all know that. But I think what Eric's getting at is with Jet, anytime he has a bad race, it's just always the bike. It never can be him.
Look,
am I correct
maybe
on that?
last night he just sucked.
And
okay,
I
cool.
think
And then
a
next
lot of
week he'll
people-
win.
Okay.
I think a lot of people discredit
Everyone
other
else.
riders. I'm not talking about just Chase, but I'm talking about other riders. If they're struggling with the bike, they're like, "Oh, it's the bike, it's the bike." And they all kind of say the same thing. But for Jet to have one off night, nobody's just like, "Oh yeah, he just was off last night, or he just had a bad night." It's automatically, it's definitely the bike, and people just assume it before Jet can even say anything about it, and that's what.
Well, he's
That's
the best
what bothers
motocrosser we
me.
ever had, so it must be his bike.
Have you
Yeah.
has anybody seen an interview from him? Did he say it was something else? Did he say it was him?
I haven't watched any interviews
no,
with him.
he said, "Yeah, we gotta walk on the bike, and then next
No,
week we'll
but
be
I'm
back."
saying you, Travis.
Oh,
you last
oh,
night,
he's pointing
you
you
were
out.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
the bike,
Oh,
the bike
hey,
sucks."
hey! Just remember when you point a
everybody
finger,
else
there's
is
3
saying
pointing
the
back.
2025 Honda is the best Honda out there,
You,
or the
Look-
best bike
look,
out there.
sir, you told me that these 25 Hondas are the best thing out there. I haven't even rode one yet.
No,
all right?
he said the Works edition.
They are.
He jumped
They're
on
friggin'
this thing
amazing.
and immediately told me this is the best fucking bike I've
Dude,
ever
it's
rode.
kind of like that second
It
moto
is.
at Fort Worth when Chase ripped the start and gapped by 10 seconds, but Jet flinched on the gate. Everybody's like, "Oh, if Jet wouldn't have flinched on the gate, Chase would have never done that." And I go, "Where's the evidence to that?" Because what I saw
Yeah.
that second moto is Chase. That was outdoor Chase. Yanked to start, clear track, and do his own thing. Who's to say that?
I think we're all getting confused here. I'm not
Here
necessarily
it is. Here it is.
saying that he would have won last
I've been
night,
listening to this for 5
but
years
not
now.
a distant fucking 15th.
No, I don't think anybody's saying that, but I think
had
that.
Anderson not been not fucking gooned out in the start there.
Oh, so it's Anderson's fault now.
Dude, he is leaned on Jet.
Did you see
there's a
Jet's
picture.
technique?
I
Jet's
saw a
handlebar was in
picture-
front of Anderson.
I saw a picture of him literally leaned on him like this, and the caption is, "Hey Siri, how do I stop Jet Lawrence? Turn left here." His wheels literally cranked left. He's leaned on him, and then if you watch that start, he just never lets off, no matter what. Like it was almost like
So what about
ironic
the-
of
what
a
about the
fucking
heat race?
Faulkner last year.
What about the heat race?
Yeah, what
I
happened
mean,
there?
It looked to me like there was like 4 dudes that locked bars.
I mean, there
going
was a
into
lot.
that, and Anderson was just along for the ride and somehow came out of it.
Look, Jet just needs to stop hitting fucking tough blocks in the first turn, bro, because this is not the first time in his career he's done that.
Look, we all say, oh, it's the first round, we're not going to read that much into it. And then I go, yeah, because next week, Jet will win, Chase will get 8th, and next thing it'll be like a 5-point fucking spread.
The difference is that
But
Jet's
of course we're
never.
going to read into it when I say that.
Look, you.
It's different
When
now
I say
though
that,
because
nope, Jet's just fucked now.
it's different now though because I said this in the group chat. Jet in all of his title runs, he's never been at this big of a points deficit after the first round.
So imagine when he racks off the next 12,
Hey,
how fucking
hey,
sick
hey,
this
hold on,
is gonna be.
Hey, Cole, hey, Cole, you brought this up last night. All right, so
There's
how,
only been 3 people in history to do it. Carmichael had a shit round in 02, and who was his biggest competition? Like
Villapoto.
Villeman, and that was it. Villapoto did it, and he had to beat a very subpar Reed.
And Davey Millsaps, who was on a brand new bike.
And who had an injury mid-season. Basically 2 guys.
And when Stu did it, he had to face Chad and a decent JG.
Yeah, so now you got Chad. That was it.
Yeah,
he reeled off 7, and Chad was good enough to have it a
Jet won the title last year. Jet won the title last year.
Yeah,
when he wasn't in a big points deficit, and he still went down to the wire with Coop.
Yeah, it was a rookie year. We were struggling.
Okay, and now we were learning. Now he's almost a full race back.
Now, he's almost a full fucking race back. And now they have bike issues.
It's only 15 points.
Listen, how does the old saying go?
So what happens if he doesn't get the bike figured out?
You can't win the championship at the first round, but you can for sure lose it.
He didn't finish 22nd. We didn't lose shit.
What happens if the bike doesn't get figured out until we go East Coast?
Oh, God.
Look,
hold on.
Look, listen.
Everybody on the fucking show right now are not going to read too much of the first round. Jet lost the fucking title already.
Yeah, because it's a big deal.
Listen, a guy that can rattle off 10 fucking wins in a year loses the fucking title in the first fucking round because he has a bad
How long did it take him to start rattling off consistent wins last year? To the end of the year.
We had 5 fucking mud races in the first 6 rounds.
Okay. Wait, that's what happens when you have Supercross races outdoors.
5 mud races.
We can have what?
Maybe
8
we'll
of them?
have that this year.
Okay, blame Mother Nature.
Blame Mother Nature now. It's Mother Nature's fault.
Here's my thing. Pause. Everybody's muted. Everybody's muted.
Eric, you see the shit we got to deal with?
Lord, here.
If he comes back from this deficit,
It'll
I
be
will go on record to say that that would be the most impressive championship I've ever seen.
Then none of y'all can say shit and y'all can suck my dick.
If he can come back from this one and Tomac stays healthy and all the boys are still there, yes, that will be very, very impressive.
What we're saying, why we're making a big deal.
18 points down?
18 down.
Who gives a fuck about 18 points?
What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah,
18 points after the first round?
He's not 18, he's 15.
Okay, so he's still double digits.
15.
That's nothing.
That is a lot, bro.
That's nothing.
Bullshit.
The Anaheim 1 winner in the history of Supercross rarely ever wins the championship.
We're not saying the first one.
Look,
but they don't get fucking 15.
We're not saying, look, as much as I know the other person on this phone call would love to say that Chase is going to win this title, we're not saying that it's going to be Chase that's going to win the title. We're just saying the Jet is in a huge hole right now. That's why we're making if he'd have got 5th last night, we wouldn't be making a big Cole and B would not be making a big deal about this.
And again, like I said, next week he gets 1st, Chase gets 8th. All of a sudden, we're like a 5-point spread.
What happens if Chase gets 2nd?
Right back to whatever.
What happens if Chase gets 2nd and then the next weekend Chase goes and wins, Jet gets 5th? Then we go to a triple crown and Eli wins and Jet gets 4th and Chase gets 3rd. A lot of ifs, and guess what? You're still at double digits.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to make. We're not trying to say that Chase is going to win this all of a sudden.
It's not like it was back in the day where you're
and
literally got one guy to worry about.
3 people that have ever come back from that big of a difference
I'm doing a solo show
after the
from
first
now
round.
on.
Go ahead, man.
Why? Because you're getting your cheeks clapped?
I'm not getting my cheeks clapped at all. Y'all are trying to not read into shit, and I go, yeah. So next week, literally,
you better hop in the truck with Tom and go over to Sexy Steak.
I'm not even talking that fucking Chase is gonna get 15th. I'm like, bro, he just gets a halfway shit start and ends up only being able to get back to 8th because there's a fucking gaggle of guys that can fucking do this, and Jet wins, and now all of a sudden that deficit's cut like at least in half,
only
if
if
not
Chase
more.
gets 8th.
Okay, but I'm just saying, even if he gets 5th and Jet wins,
so what happens if Kenny gets 2nd
so
again?
So you put 6th, great. Then Kenny's fucking up
but
on him.
But that's the point we're trying to say, though, is that right now, because of it's because of the big points deficit and the guys that can actually beat him.
Yeah.
All beat him last night.
I love this. He's starting to get like old Justin right now, which is great. I'm
Travis,
gonna keep pressing.
Do you feel like Jet choked last night?
Do I feel like Jet choked? A little bit, yeah, because it was very underwhelming when he crashed the second time.
I was hoping he was going to back down.
He did not move through the pack like I
No, he didn't.
No.
That's
Deegan and Jet choke, and it's a photo of Travis. So I'm glad you didn't back down.
Why does that not have the what's it called?
What are you talking about?
I put a thumbnail up for that. Is that what that thumbnail?
All right, we got Eric.
Thumbnail, dude.
We got Eric on. We're taking up his time.
Oh,
does he?
Oh, did you just screenshot it when I put it?
Eric, you want to talk about
literally
the
on there when I
class?
uploaded that? Oh,
I can't.
Give the man the floor.
You can't handle this.
Anyway,
Five
Eric.
people talking at a time.
Let's move on from the 450 class.
All right, Eric. What else did you notice last night?
Jorge Prado.
Awesome.
Heyo.
I think.
No, he definitely exceeded expectations. Go ahead.
Right.
I think. Yeah. So listening to like the pre-race shows and podcasts and stuff, everybody was saying, oh, he's not flying at the test track. But when I was watching those videos that were being posted of him, I honestly thought he looked very good. I mean, lap times aside, if you just look at his corner speed, it's pretty unbelievable. And once he figures out, A, how to hit the whoops, and B, I mean, I wouldn't even say B anymore because he looked pretty damn comfortable, like soaking it up and moving the bike throughout the rhythms. It didn't look like he was just jumping the rhythms, like he was pushing through those rhythms just like all the top guys do. And for that to be his 5th Supercross ever, and I think he set like the 8th-ish fastest lap time in the main event, like that's pretty damn good. Like if you think about all these dudes in the 450 class right now, they have how many years of racing Supercross, and he's only on Supercross number 5. I think he's going to be pretty damn good as long as he can stay healthy.
He's going to be a bad
because
that's what he's going to be.
Yeah, and he's really good at starts, so he's going to be able to adapt and figure out that fast pace at the front pretty damn quickly, and I would say he'll have at least 2 podiums by the end of the year.
The 2 things that really stood out to me too is how like bulldogish he was fighting for position. Like it was
he wasn't giving up, he wasn't rolling over.
No, not at all. Like passing guys back, like diving in the inside, playing really good defense. Same thing Vince Freeze does, but everybody shits on Freeze. But anyway, like the other thing that I really noticed too, like you mentioned his corner speed, like I haven't seen a guy flick the rear end around that and just ride the rear like he does. Probably since Villapoto.
Since Villapoto. I was just going to say that.
Yeah. It's so cool to watch.
Yeah.
It is. It is really fun to watch. And
did anybody pick up, sorry Eric to cut you off there.
No, you're good.
Did anybody pick up too, like he doesn't have a lot of time on that bike. He's been hurt since he's been here because he broke his pinky and then he had that crash where he hit his head. So like when I heard all that, I was like, oh, he's lacking time. That's why before the race, I was like, man, he's something to keep an eye on to see like how does he handle this period with the lack of time that he's got going on.
I still say wait till we get to East Coast when he gets running.
Definitely overperformed.
Wait till he learns how to ride whoops.
Yeah.
He hits some like braking bumps, not like he's trying to tiptoe across them.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm at the Cowie test track this week, like I'm making him ride whoops the whole time. And I don't know why they don't, and maybe tell me if I'm an idiot, Eric. I don't know how you learned to do whoops, but
Jesus.
Why do these guys not start with like a pad of 4, learn how to enter them, and then maybe just add 1 or 2 until you get the entrance figured out instead of just sending a guy through a full set?
You know what we need to do? We need to send the Science of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath, over there.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Like, how did you learn whoops, I guess?
I think it's too costly to do that because then you're running machines all the time and you got to have somebody that knows how to build legit whoops there. What we used to do is we would like kind of skim them. First, we would start out like skimming like a couple of them backwards, and we would just kind of angle it so that we went off the track in case anything got hairy. And then we would skim the whole section backwards. And then once we felt confident enough, we'd turn around and go the other way. And then it's just about doing the drills, hit them 20 times a day, just doing circles around them at least. And until you feel like you have, confidence in those things. But another thing is the whoops at the test track are a hell of a lot different than the whoops on race day because those whoops every weekend, they're brand new for that weekend. So they break down way more and get way more cupped out, rutted out, whatever. So it's almost a different technique, and that was something I struggled with the most when I was racing. Was those whoops have so much traction that you kind of have to adapt your technique to them because my bike would drive forward so much more than I would expect it to. and it would end up screwing me up, and I'd get all out of control, and then I'd be scared of the whoops for the rest of the day. Yeah. And, a handful of times I would have them figured out and feel good in them, but it was more often than not, it was very difficult to wrap my head around that I had to ride them differently than the ones that are rock solid during the week, because you're just kind of skating across them.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. That makes a lot of sense, like watching Prado a little bit too. The couple of times that he did skim the whoops, it looked like he had more speed than what he expected, and he was just dumping the front end.
And if you looked, I saw it would the bike would kind of come out from under him, and that was exactly what would happen to me, where you wouldn't be expecting it, and so you're just not really hanging on tight enough, and you kind of see your head go back, and you're like, your whole body just kind of goes back, your shoulders go up, and you're like, oh shit, this isn't good. And then it looked like he tried jumping through them, and then he just got cross-rutted and ended up going down.
Yeah.
Eric, are you retired from racing?
Yes.
I see.
No. He's a Southwick pro.
Yeah. No, that was just a one-time thing for last year.
Oh, you're not doing it this year?
No, I was going to, but the more I've thought about it, I was like, dude, that was a lot of work and a lot of money last year to just do one race. And so I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel like dedicating, another 3 weeks to just strictly riding 4 days a week and, driving all the way to Southwick to get used to the sand and the track and dumping money into a 250F and all this stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not about it.
Since you're
and I
retired,
really
you still
only
ride?
did it for Alias, because we didn't have anyone to wear the stuff for the relaunch. So I got me and two of my buddies, we all wore matching gear throughout the day, and we looked pretty cool because we took off 1, 2, 3 in the first practice, and it made a pretty good impression on people. So it was definitely worth it last year, but now moving forward, not really too worried about it. Especially now I got Justin Starling wearing the stuff, so it's nice to have a top privateer out there in it.
No,
and then I don't have to go race.
Yeah, that kit did look good this weekend. His whole setup did look good.
Yeah, thank you.
Is he doing outdoors this year too?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he's doing the whole thing.
Man, I haven't seen Starling outdoors in a long time.
That's excessive.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. A lot of riding for a year.
Really want that SMX money.
Well, SMX will do it to you.
SMX LCQ is going to be loaded this year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
what's up with St. Louis? How are they going to do that in a dome?
Supposedly.
They're going into the convention center.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a bit weird.
Where the indoor pits are, they're going to put it back in there somehow.
What?
Yeah.
Sketchy.
I think it'll be sick if they do it right, but...
It'd be real cool if they do it right, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm figuring... the only thing that... I don't know how they're getting in and out. I feel like that lane was very narrow.
I feel like it was too. But I guess... Well, so when we were down there going for track walk...
That was a narrow tunnel.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think it was that bad. Because it was almost divided up. We went in on this side of it, and then there was post, and then there was this side. Because I remember there were guys pitted over here. So I guess you could go one way and then the other, but it's going to be basically really flat going both directions.
I don't know. It's going to be cool, though.
Let's put it this way. I wouldn't want to race. I wouldn't want to race down that tunnel at those speeds.
I mean, they don't really do anything else with that building anyway. Just blow a new hole in there. It's
I mean, it is St. Louis, so,
Yeah.
Nobody does anything there.
It's a loose program there.
Yeah.
Last year's playoffs, I thought that the tracks were underwhelming. They were fast and narrow, and it kind of made the racing so-so. So I welcome the change for the St. Louis round. The ZMAX Dragway and the other one.
Oh, we'll see,
cool,
though. Because if it's good, they'll be like, all right, we're good. We can do this more. But if it goes bad, you'll never see that shit again.
No.
They improve on it because the tracks are getting narrower and narrower, and it's making the racing more one line, more one. You can follow a leader, and it makes it faster and more dangerous.
We know they're never going back to Fort Worth, though. So,
that dirt was garbage.
That was bad.
Although, I don't know. Do you think they're going to... So, I guess we could talk about this a little bit. Do you think that... Because we've talked about how they're going to rotate through, like, the Midwest or whatever. So do you
the second round, at least?
Yeah, I guess, because the other two seem to be pretty set. So do you think they're going to go, like, with a Texas round, a St. Louis like this,
Atlanta,
and then they'll come back to Chicago?
Or Atlanta?
I don't think they'll do Atlanta because they're going to North Carolina. So that pulls the same group
back to
down
Chicago
there.
would be sick.
Chicago would be cool.
I was expecting Chicago, to be honest with you.
That Chicagoland track was really good. I don't know why they don't go back there.
I thought the vibe was good there, too, man.
I don't
I
understand
still
it
think
either.
that was the best. That was the best SMX
I
track
agree.
we've seen.
Yeah,
I
that
agree.
facility is a shithole. So that, I mean, if they cleaned it up a little bit, but
Okay, what's a bigger shithole, that or St. Louis Stadium?
At least
Because
in
I think
Chicagoland,
St. Louis is worse. Chicagoland, I thought was pretty okay.
Yeah.
It was a
Right,
racetrack.
right, I
It was
guess.
just a...
plus you're in NASCAR country when you're Chicagoland.
Yeah,
so
the
it's
cool
like,
thing about Chicagoland though is they had no boundaries.
Yeah.
you could do whatever you want.
plus the dirt was
Yeah, the
spot
dirt was
on.
good.
The dirt was really good there.
Yeah, I think Chicago, you can probably get it for the same price as St. Louis, which is next to nothing. So in my mind, I don't know.
They better keep that one in the rotation somehow.
I think so too. I don't know. I'll be interested to see where we go in 26.
The problem is that there's only if they want to do the Midwest, there's only so many options, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the only problem.
But I mean, you think about it now. Like, did any of us have St. Louis pegged as
No,
an
when
SMX
I
place?
saw that, I'm like, that's got to be a typo. That
Yeah.
can't be right.
That's what I
I'm
thought,
for it
too.
though.
I'm
I
all
am
about
too. I'm about it.
Where they park the semis though, across the street.
I don't know. It's St. Louis.
Oh
It's
God,
dangerous.
That is dangerous. It'll be like Oakland.
Well,
Yeah.
There's not a lot of parking around there.
That's what I mean.
No.
And then if they're gonna take the whole convention center and put a track in there, and it's September.
Yeah, September
It's getting
13th.
a little chilly. Like, what are they doing?
Maybe they're not going to take the whole convention center.
But still, like,
I
Yeah.
got jumped in St. Louis 2011. True story.
really?
It's a sketchy spot.
We're
Damn.
if we go, we're staying
Well,
over by
if
that
you're wearing
mall.
that bling, you're gonna get dressed.
Oh, I
You're gonna
know.
get jumped again.
Oh, I know, bro. The last time Travis, Cole, and me were in St. Louis in 2022, we were rolling around in the bad part of the neighborhood. We walked into a gas station at like 2 a.m. after the race. Was just looking to get some food, and there's just a security guard standing there with a shotty.
That was, dude.
No,
that was right.
that wasn't me. I don't think I was there.
You were
Yeah,
there.
you were.
Yeah, you were.
You went to St. Louis with
2022?
us.
Was I hammered?
Shark Bar.
Probably Shark Bar.
Well,
Shark
I
Bar.
remember- No, these guys were hating on me because I wore a Martine Davilo jersey.
That
to
was
the
No,
Me
race.
bro.
too.
We were hating on you because you took us to Shark Bar.
Oh my god, we went to Ballpark Village, and then that
Shark
bar got
Bar.
a little weird.
Little.
It was a lot.
There was a
weirder.
guy in a
Wasn't
shark
that-
costume.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
another time.
Look,
Another time.
we're not staying over on that side of town anymore by the stadium. We're staying in that other side where I took you
Where
guys to
the
the Lego
Lego
store.
store was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember we went there that we saw a Lamborghini, a
Bentley, yeah, it was
and a
nice.
Mercedes GT,
Yeah, it was fine.
GTR, whatever. Yeah, so we're staying over on that side of town.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be fun.
Okay, all
buff.
right. Anything else, Eric? You got anything else?
250 class.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about, brother? Go for it. This is your world. We're just living in it right now.
Now when you talk about Jet.
I think Juju
Yes.
made a huge step. I was expecting him to be better. I didn't think he would be that good and out-qualify Deegan.
Love it.
Heard through the
Loved it.
grapevine that Deegan blocked him on Instagram after
Aww, that's so
Let's do
sad.
some investigating.
qualifying.
I know.
That's so sad.
After qualifying?
which is a weird move.
Yeah, how's
he
because
gonna
Juju
talk shit?
out-qualified
Yeah,
him.
how's he gonna talk shit? Be like, yo, not in my league, dog.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit of an odd move.
And Juju to be like, I'm better on a jet ski, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and then,
different.
Yeah, Joe absolutely killed it. Finally got a good start and put together a whole main event. So, hopefully those two can give Deegan a run for his money, but I still think that he's got to be the favorite. Well, and Jordan Smith, too.
Jordan
He looked pretty good on that Triumph.
Oh yeah.
Let's ask Eric since he's on. What's your take on the Levi situation?
I think that sucks because they were not expecting that at all. Because PC has Drew Adams as like a backup last minute type of guy, but they were not expecting it, so they didn't have gear or anything for him. and so he wasn't able to hop in and fill in for him. But yeah, I mean, clearly it had to be bad if he didn't think he could safely race through the night.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty sick at an outdoor round, and he was grinding it out. And I think Bud's Creek, right? And when he won Bud's Creek, he was not feeling so hot there, and he was able to grind it out.
He's had a couple of these issues.
I don't think he was afraid of the challenge either.
No.
Like I was told that he was the guy from the PC test track.
I mean, I honestly think last year, speed for speed, he was still the best dude out of all. Obviously, he didn't win a title, but outright speed, I think he was faster than everybody last year. Both coasts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I mean, I would like to go back and see the lap times, because I do know there was a few nights that RJ was definitely shredding. But,
oh yeah,
I mean, he's definitely one of them. If it's not him, he was definitely one of them.
Yeah, bummer
But
either
now
way.
that East Coast is going to be insane.
Yeah.
RJ, Levi, Tom, Faulkner. I mean, yeah, dude, East Coast, the whole star
Anstey,
team.
your boy Thrasher.
Yeah, bro, Pierce Brown.
Pierce Brown,
the
I
rest of the
forgot
Pro
about
Circuit
him.
squad.
Bennick.
Voland. I mean, yeah, no, East Coast is wild.
Eric, were
I'm
you
curious
at Anaheim
to
1?
see.
Or did you watch Anaheim 1?
I watched. I did not go this year.
Do you have any rounds you're planning on going to?
Probably Foxborough, because it's
Detroit.
pretty close to me. I'm not going to Detroit. I am not going.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't know. We were thinking about maybe going to like Arlington or something, but we'll see. We'll probably go to one of them. We wanted to go to a different round this year because we've kind of gone to A1 pretty much every year for like the last 3 years.
That's why I was thinking Pittsburgh. I think I want to go to Pittsburgh.
Dude, we were talking about?
Yeah, we were talking about going to Pittsburgh.
That's 5 hours for us.
That ain't shit.
Just a little over 6. It was the same thing as Lake St. Louis
Yeah.
that we were talking about
Yep.
preseason. So
Go out there, go to a Penguins game while you're there.
Pittsburgh's nice.
We're gonna go to the Frick Park Market.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
letting
Picking
you
out the
take us
garbage.
anywhere ever again.
No, we're not going anywhere that you suggest.
Yes, wherever you say, we're going to go to the
Matt
opposite
Miller.
direction.
You guys are idiots.
Word to the wise, that's a Mac Miller thing.
Don't care.
I don't care.
If Cole's suggesting it, I'm out.
Do you even know who Mac Miller is?
Yes.
Okay.
Rapper.
Either way, Pittsburgh.
Died too young. R.I.P.
Yes, sir.
Wow, okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyways,
Anyways, all right. Anything else 250 class you notice, man? I mean, the 250 class is light on the West Coast here.
Yeah. Cole Davies. He was shredding in practice.
He was good,
And
yeah.
then It looked like he started like dead last. I don't know if he went down with Deegan or what happened, but I mean, he came through the pack to what, 8th? Like he wasn't
Yeah,
that
he came
far
from a
off
long
of
way
Deegan,
back.
which is pretty impressive, especially considering, I mean, he was good in the futures class last year, but I wouldn't say he was the best guy. And so to me, he made a huge step forward.
Word on the street is there were days he was fastest at the test track.
Yeah, I don't know
with the
about all
star
that.
guys.
I don't know about all
I
that.
mean,
I heard
after
that.
seeing that, I could see why they threw him in. We
I
didn't
could
think they
too.
were going to throw him in, but
No.
now, he's ready. He's
He's a
ready.
bad motherfucker is what it
Dude,
is.
he's buttery smooth,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
He's buttery
I
smooth.
love watching that kid ride.
Well, it helps when Ben Townley's your
And
been your
that,
trainer
and that
for a long time.
100 looks good.
The 100 looks sick.
Yeah, minus the vented.
Yeah,
that was-
Bennett
that was a little-
Blake
that
kinda
was a little
fucked
weird.
it up.
That was a little weird.
Yeah, why did they not cut around the number? Why did they try and paint the number on the vent? I don't know how the AMA let them get away with that, to be honest.
I mean, the
Loose
AMA is
program.
pretty loose.
Loose program.
But yeah,
Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not.
it looked pretty. The whole setup looked good. It kind of reminded me. I'm gonna throw it way back. Justin will know.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Fonseca.
Oh, yeah.
on
yeah.
the
Yes,
Number
YOT
with the 10.
bike when he ran number 100.
Ernesto
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that team has got another, he's from New Zealand, but this kid is Aussie with Cade Manier.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you got Manier and Dudney that are doing the futures program. I mean, dude, Star's just
Y'all
a
listen to Daniel
richest.
Blair's
Dudney's
Gypsy
nasty.
Tales?
Dudney's the next one up in my opinion.
We'll talk about it. I didn't
I
listen
did
to it.
not.
Oh, man, you got to listen to it. He talks about all that with them going to Star. feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, I do, man. He brought Cole Davies over. He hyped the kid up, got him to that point. Well,
He runs through the entire gamut of things that we all saw and the things we didn't see. You go listen to it.
And the crazy thing is I actually think Manir also is going to be.
I want to see his one with Tomac too.
I know that's on my
list. The Tomac one's probably going to be good.
That's on my list for tomorrow. So
yeah,
and then next week J-Law.
No way.
No, I hope. That'd be pretty entertaining.
No, did you listen to Pulp this week, though, with Wyndham talking about J-Law?
Yeah, Wyndham's hilarious, dude.
Wyndham is hilarious. So, Eric, to fill you in, so Wyndham was on Pulp last week, and he was talking about J-Law being there at his place riding, and he's like, off the bike.
Recently?
Yeah, within the last 6 months. He's like, super respectful, super nice dude. Never think it was J-Law, really, right? He goes, but man, when he puts that helmet on, he's like, so he's out there riding one day by himself, back 40, middle of nowhere. No one is even out there. So I walk out there, I watch him, and he rolls over. He's like, hey, man, you're killing the fucking vibe out here. And Wyndham's like,
he's like, you got to quit watching me.
Yeah, he's like, okay, but you're out here by yourself. So, like, I guess Wyndham stands there, watches him, he keeps riding, whatever. So then, like, he comes off the track, and he tells Kev, like, hey, man, I know it's your place. You're going to do whatever you want, but you're really hurting the vibe out there when I'm riding. And Kevin's like, all right, man, like, whatever. So next day, I guess he's doing it again. Wyndham goes out there, and he's like, he comes ripping by and goes, you're killing the fucking vibe, or whatever. And Wyndham's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to do, man. Like, I can't let you be out here by yourself, bro.
Yeah, it's like a liability.
He's like, but every time he comes off the track, he was like super respectful, like, hey, man, I know it's your place, and like, you're going to do whatever, and I can't really say anything, but you're killing my vibe.
Yeah.
Just the most J-Law of J-Law things to be.
What was he doing to kill his vibe?
He just didn't want people watching him, I guess. I don't know.
The way he was dressed? The way he was watching him? Like, what?
I don't know. I mean, I think the other most hilarious part of that whole conversation was Wyndham talking about Honda gave him a bike last year. And then this year came around and they were like, hey, we need that bike back. And he was like, okay, cool. Can I get another one? And they're like, bro, you never took a video riding the bike. You rode everyone else's bike but the one we gave you for free. And to top it off, you don't wear any gear, so we can't use any of the videos you would send us anyway. And I'm just like, it's just this. And then he's like, oh, yeah. So about that bike, like, can we get one? Or I'm just like, dude, K-Dub's the man.
He'd probably send it across the pond.
Man.
K-Dub is the man, dude. I love that. Every time I see one of those videos of him on like a 65 with no gear ripping whoops, I'm just like, God, I fucking love this guy.
I was so confused at Minios.
I was there.
What the?
At Minios this year, he was there announcing.
That was awesome. He didn't do shit, but he looked sweet.
K-Dub, I don't know. K-Dub's wild, man.
So supposedly he's coming to some Supercross races this year in a more professional manner, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, casual manner.
He says he misses the pro races, is what he was saying in that interview, and he's gonna come. He didn't say what he was doing, but I assume he'll be announcing race day live, something like that. So
that'd be cool.
You know what I was thinking about when I was watching the fucking broadcast? Opening ceremonies. We talked about opening ceremonies. Why does nobody go out there and do transfers and stuff?
Because nobody has the balls the size of K-Dub.
Dude,
and Fel probably would not be all about that these days.
Also retired at that point.
Does anybody...
They're all bad motherfuckers.
They got too much to lose.
Is Deegan doing them? Does anybody know?
Too much to lose.
I don't know.
Because he's been doing them a lot in the offseason. I thought, okay, maybe he's going to try to bring this back, which would be something he would do.
Well, I don't know. Opening ceremonies is not like it used to be back in the 2000s.
Well, another thing for Deegan, so this is a great thing. So when I was a kid, when we were kids, there would be great opening ceremonies. Guys would be doing knack-knacks and shit. Like, when I talk to general-ass fans, people who don't really even watch Supercross, they're like, oh, man, talking about tricks and stuff. Dude, if you're winning a race, throw a fucking can. Throw a knack-knack. Throw a Superman.
Throw a
can. Go crazy. And you know what? That's the best thing to do for the sport, right?
I think you could get away with that if you're a certain person.
Line them all up. Send them off the ramp.
I think if you're a certain person, you could get away with that. But some of these other kids, man, I think that their team managers pull them aside and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, Deegan's been throwing knack-knacks and shit like that.
But Deegan can get away with it, though. You think if fucking Nate Thrasher's out there winning the one main he's going to win every year and he pulls a knack-knack and wads it on the finish, he's going to be like, Jensen's going to be like, bro, that was cool. That was good. Thanks, bro.
I think it's fine. Okay, so let me, Eric,
programs are too tight now. I would love to see it, though.
Before we wrap this up with you, since you sat at home and watched this last night, what did you think, and I'm going to ask the guys here, too, during the halftime report, what did you think? I like where the sport's going in a sense of we had a pre-show, we had a post-show that was very
Love it.
pro sports-esh. Like, they got...
Wait, there was a post show?
Yeah.
Sexton straight off the podium.
Yeah,
I went
like-
to bed. I didn't know that.
Dude, Sexton straight off the podium with Brayton and AC sitting there right in front of the track.
AC
Weege
giving
hosting.
him shit. AC's like, you better turn the idle up a little bit, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think about that kind of stuff? Because I actually like it, even though like
That's
you don't
sick.
ever get anything super great. The post race was actually great. Like I was like I didn't watch all the pre race. I was busy, so I didn't get to watch all that.
I watched the pre-race.
Was the pre race good? Did you enjoy it?
It was pretty good. I had probably 8 or 9 people over, so it was
Okay.
There was a
Party
lot of
Grondahl.
us, so we were kind of just chit-chatting, not paying super close attention to it. But when I was paying attention to it, I thought it was pretty good.
Missed that invitation in my inbox. I'll check for that next week.
Yeah, why don't you just get on a plane?
Yeah,
fly.
better go catch a flight.
Yeah.
We talk about the casual fan experience, though, and for someone that, even honestly for us who are fucking knee deep in this stuff, you don't know who's on what coast, you don't know what the new numbers are. Half the guys you never heard of them before.
I mean, I know.
For a
Not-
channel, here's the thing, if we're trying to grow the sport, having half an hour before the race for the pre-race, like, hey, here's who the fuck's showing up, here's what's going on, here's what the track looks like. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I like
Yeah.
during practice though how AC was like, "Yeah, I didn't even know Mosman was racing."
Yeah.
I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
AC and
Breath
Brayton
of
on
fresh air.
race day
Oh, dude, it
live
was
were
watchable.
fucking dude.
Without
when
Hubbard there?
Dude, when AC brings up golf and Brayton goes, "Well, only took us an hour to get our first golf reference from him. Welcome to the golf pre-show here."
Well, the other thing AC said too was they were talking about Prado, and he's like, he hit me for 12th, broke my finger, stole my gear deal, and my bike.
Hey, dude, just
Yep.
just epic.
It's I love it though, man. I love
Yeah.
it. Like the race day live is watchable again.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
yes, it
cased
is.
something, I think, too, and AC called him a frame case Freddy or something.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
No, now we just need to get the camera guys to do
Oh,
a better
no
job
shit.
on race day live.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
filming people on their fucking roll laps.
We're going
Oh
in the
my
right
God.
direction.
Bondo
It
needs to be fired.
drives me insane.
One thing at a time
Somebody-
here.
It happens every time. They watch somebody. We watch the last 20 seconds of a fast lap, and then we scroll to someone on a roll lap.
Then boom, Freddie
and
Norton
then
rolling around.
We watch the whole roll lap, and then right as they're about to get going, we pan to somebody else on a roll lap. I'm like, oh, cool, thanks.
Or
So
kind of like
glad
how we
I'm watching
missed
this.
both of Eli's heaters and
Yeah.
Chase's heaters
Yep.
because we were too busy
Yep.
panned on fucking Jet.
Oh, let me ask you this: have you heard anything about the Insta 360 deal? Are we going to get cameras on guys? Like, have you heard anything about this?
They had one in Bloss
Okay.
for press day, I think.
There's a chest
at
mount,
least.
though.
Yeah, but it's an
I
Insta
don't
360,
know
so
about
we
the
can
rest of
actually
it.
see something, as opposed to like GoPro where they put the chest mount and it's only a certain field of view. So when they're riding, you're just looking down at the gas tank, basically. Where we're like the Insta
They just
360.
need to go back on the freaking helmets.
Well,
Yeah, that's
true
what I'm
too.
saying.
I mean, we have them in the
Like-
GPs, but we can't have them over here. It's
Right.
fine.
So, as a guy that's worn the Insta 360s and made videos and stuff with them, the Insta 360 that's actually 360 field of view it looks like a banana. It's this big long camera. And
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable to wear. Like Benny
Tom,
Bloss.
don't say anything. Don't make a comment.
No, Justin's the wiener guy. So
Really, Cole? Really? McAdoo?
yeah.
Just over here eating hot dogs for the shape, not
Whatever.
the taste.
The Insta 360 camera with a 360 field of view is a McAdoo on your chest. And it's not comfortable to ride with in a whole race, let alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I preached and pushed or whatever I need to say. Fucking let them sign a waiver. Like if they're really worried about people getting hurt, if the guy wants to sign the waiver and run the camera, that's his choice.
It
And
doesn't.
It's great for the sport.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It should be the same thing as they do with the helmet
Or the
safety
GP guys.
It should be the same thing they do with the helmet safety system, which is where every helmet manufacturer that they have should have to build in a camera mount under the visor here that works with the roll and whatever if you crash, so that
Yeah.
way we can all have it. Just like they do with F1, just like they do with MotoGP, everything.
I don't know.
Because
Something. They
as
need
my
to do
boy
something.
Jace from Gypsy Tales says, every fucking guy should have a camera on him. Every fucking person, which again also makes a lot of sense if you go to Jace's thing of, hey, in Supercross, we should not have privateers. Like, we need to have
we don't have time to get on that.
Actual legitimate thing there.
No, don't say privateers. You got to separate it a little bit.
Okay, yes.
Is this the politically correct way to say this?
I'm talking about the local Joe Blow who's just there to do it for the bio.
Look,
get him the fuck out of there.
We need a limited field there.
One's from Michigan.
Of the best of the best, tip of the spear.
I'll say
and
names.
then we need a development series or whatever somewhere else. Whatever. Like, not get rid of the privateers and just fuck them, but they get their own thing over here that they can develop, and then when we need someone to fill in because somebody gets hurt or whatever, retires, then we have this stream of dudes.
All right, this is a whole different conversation.
That's what we need.
Getting real distracted over here.
Like it does, yeah. Well, I'm just thinking.
I don't know if I am totally on board with that.
Well, we can go. We can go for 4 more hours.
No, my God.
I have a real quick.
I think it's got to be like a lap time thing, dude. If you're 30 seconds off, like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yes,
those guys,
1,000%.
that's where I'm
Anybody
talking
30
privateer
seconds
guys.
a lap off in qualifying needs their license revoked.
Like, I'll say the David Pulleys of the
so
world.
Bad, dude.
Let me ask you this:
The whole C practice doesn't even need to be there.
Is there
A and B.
a lack of Mercedes car sales because there's only 2 Formula One seats in the world for Mercedes? Did Mercedes go out of business?
You can't go
because
that's
Supercross
apples
to
to orange,
F1.
dude.
We are the F1 of motocross in the Supercross
Listen,
series.
motherfucker, everybody drives a
I'm
car. Not everybody rides a dirt
I'm not
bike.
talking outdoors. I'm not talking any of this. It doesn't matter. None of us even buy dirt bikes because of the fucking races anymore.
Hey, man, I wonder if-
Everybody's got a fucking...
Look, man, I wonder after seeing Jet's performance last night if Honda sales are going to dip.
I'm going to buy a 25 tomorrow.
Really?
Yep.
You should be.
You want to know why? Because Eric told me it's the best fucking bike.
Oh, God.
I got a little tangent with some news right now.
Oh, boy.
My first race.
Is it
of
a
the
steak?
year- But my second race of the year.
Medium rare?
Will be at.
What?
Kind of. My second race of the year will
Sexy
be at
steak.
Dallas or Arlington because I'm going down to pick up a 350. Your boy has been retired since 2012.
Something like that?
Guess who's back? I'm not racing.
Eminem's back.
KTM's gonna make you want to retire again.
It's a husky.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I would consult
Throwing
with
heat.
I would consult with Malcolm Stewart first before you do that.
No, I mean it's.
Yeah, well, okay.
Hold on.
I just
Eric has
the
experience.
350. The 350 is an amazing engine. It's just that new frame, that new chassis is just not very fun to ride. It's fun if you have sand. Do you have sand tracks to ride?
Yes, he does.
It's all
Baja.
here.
Everything
In the
here is
sand?
sand, yeah.
In the sand, that
not a brand
chassis
new
is
model
totally
you're in.
fine. It's just when you go to really hard packed tracks that the bike. I literally wanted to throw my bike in a trash can.
Tom, you should buy a Honda.
In all fairness, it's a 2019, so...
You should get that
I
new
was going to get a Honda. And
Oh,
then
hold on.
Then
Hold
you're
on.
good to go.
Eric's like, you're good.
to go. Eric said you're fine.
That's a good chassis. The
should get that new
the previous
KX300.
gen chassis was a good bike.
Shut up.
But
I was
the
honestly
new
going to get a
bike,
25
the
Honda
back
250.
end.
I'm a 250 kind of guy, and then this 350 fell in my lap for an insane deal from somebody I really like. It's already set up really well, so sign me up. Let's go.
Yeah, that's sick. And no, that's a good chassis. And yeah, the new bike, the back end just never wants to settle.
Is your friend
For
Kyle
me.
Regal?
No, I do. He is my friend, but he.
No, I know. I
I'm
am.
getting the bike.
No, I was just wondering.
Kyle's here. Kyle's in Michigan now.
Get
Is
a
he?
KX300,
I don't know.
dude.
He was supposed to come on the show at some point, and then he bailed out.
I wouldn't be able to
Well,
be
that's
on that
because
show.
I didn't holler at him. You don't fucking do nothing.
No, he messed it. I was talking to him on Instagram.
Yeah, he was gonna expose Stu.
Stop.
Oh boy.
I do look forward to riding with you guys. And now the little tangent I want to talk about is that I have a GoPro, and since I'm getting back into riding, how do you carry your GoPro? So like yours, I like the video a lot. The quality's really good. A lot of times I'm trying to look up at the very top of the screen because I look ahead when I'm riding.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you carry? Do you have a chest mount, a helmet mount on top or underneath? The
I use
visor?
a-
Mine's under the
I use
visor.
a chin mount.
Yeah,
Use
the
a
chin mounts are sick too.
Chin mount.
Yeah, there's a company out there, Chin Mounts, and they 3D print shit for each helmet.
Oh.
Then you can just put it on the chin. So the chin's like a super cool view because you can see the bike working under you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the
That
best
way when I'm
view
riding
in
one
my
of those
opinion.
flags,
Yeah,
grab
it's
like
definitely the
50
best view if you want to look cool. It is a bit goony looking on the chin. For me, I like to look cool. I'm one of the vet riders that like to look cool, so I put it under the visor on the bell, kind of like Hodges does. So if you look at Axel Hodges' videos, he's got it right up.
You would pick a
underneath the visor.
Kawasaki guy.
Whatever, dude. They all do it. Who else does it?
Check,
All right.
check
With
cash,
grip like this,
check
he's got
cash
on
this
right
week.
Do we have any more questions for Eric?
I don't think so. And
Because I feel bad for him because he's just kind of over there and I can hear him.
Yeah, I mean, he got hit with all kinds of shit. He got hit with sexy steak. He got hit with jewelry.
He had to listen to Travis talk about Jet for 5 hours.
He's
I
like,
gave him 4 minutes unadulterated.
Oh, man.
I muted myself and just drank my drink and sat quietly.
Do we have any more questions for Eric?
I don't think so.
Eric, if you decide you want to come to Detroit, I'm nearby and I have a parking lot you guys can use.
And he will get
Always
you
welcome.
into sexy steak.
Yeah, I think that's a hard. From the sound of it, that was a hard pass on his
Well,
end.
thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, he will give you the best meat you ever had.
Best meat.
Can you stop?
Australian Wagyu. Yep.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god, I'm pretty sure Eric's ate some good steakhouses in his
All right.
life.
More than likely.
We're getting off on a little tangent with that.
All
was
right.
weird.
Well, Eric, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thanks,
Appreciate it, man. We will talk to you next week, and I'll text you about Jet in an hour, okay?
Stop.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, you guys have a good one.
You too,
All right.
man.
Later, buddy.
Eric.
That's it.
All right. Eric Grondahl, brought to you by Alias MX. Appreciate
Wow.
him coming on.
How does he tolerate us?
I don't know, man. God.
How is he friends with you?
Where does he
How is he friends with me? Yeah. Because I'm fucking awesome.
Yes.
All right, let's take a break.
Hey, where does he live?
What do you want to...
Mute
Oh,
it.
man. Dude, bro, plug the light back in. Help. There we go.
Pause it.
What? I'm not pausing.
Let's take a
nothing.
break.
I don't want to take a break. What do you need to take a break for? You gotta go
Okay,
pee-pee?
whatever.
You gotta go pee-pee?
No, Eric's
Forgot
from
he's
New
getting old. He's
Hampshire.
got to pee all the time now.
New Hampshire. His father also owned Geico Honda.
He's the
Mike.
Mike Grondahl.
what's the gym called?
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Started
Yep,
Alias.
That's Eric. Alias gear. Lots of
Good kid.
Yeah,
Everybody, yeah, real good kid.
he's gonna be the new John Gruy, vet class assassin.
I mean,
Mini O's.
Gruey's a bad motherfucker right there.
Gruy is a bad motherfucker.
He is bad. He's ripped.
Yeah.
Good looking.
Yeah, stop.
That's just... Anyway. All right.
Sounds like a gutter work segment right
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks.
Taking your-
Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. God, we're back, baby. We're so back.
Justin Barsha's back.
If you guys need some
Barsha is back.
if you guys need some exterior modifications to your house and you're in the Southwest Michigan area, make sure to look up Gutterworks. Josh and Kayla, great people there. Moto people, big Moto family, and they can help you out. All right.
Josh is a bad motherfucker on a bike too.
Josh is a bad dude. All right.
natural.
450s here. So Sexton rattles off a win early. So I guess they got the KTM working a little better, which is positive.
Look, I mean, he was going through the whoops before the season.
Yeah, that's a big. Oh man, that was what I meant to say something to Eric, because I had said that to Eric the other day, and he's like, "Wait, he said that out loud?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I didn't even know that." I was like, "Oh yeah, no, he said it," and they said it in the press conference
yeah.
too. So it was, yeah.
So speaking of press conference, you think he was PR trained to take Anton's question?
I don't know what was that. I don't remember.
Hey, let's address the elephant in the room with KTM's financial trouble. Does that put any pressure on you?
Bro.
And he just goes, I'm here to win. You can ask so-and-so about that.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Because you want to know why? None of them will touch that.
Yeah.
None of those press people will touch that.
Well, Anton touched it because he's on his own now.
Anton touched it a little bit, but he's still not going to touch it that much because his livelihood depends on that,
That was
dude.
Johnny Hopper.
Huh?
I thought that was Johnny Hopper.
No.
it was Anton.
No, it was Anton.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not connected to a Swap Moto Live anymore.
No. I didn't know he was going to do his own thing. I thought he was
Yeah,
just
that was
done.
that came out like what 2 months
And
ago. I
honestly,
think?
like,
I don't know.
why has he got to ruin connections? He can go on YouTube and be just fine.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know, but it is funny because everything's fine. Everything's
yeah, and
fine.
then Weege even talked about it in his post show a little bit, but he gave the diplomatic answer. So
Look, I hate to be that guy and to bring it up, but
no,
does the bonus hit?
that we'll find out in April.
We're going to find out
Because
pretty
I
quick.
assume it's quarterly.
It was a
It's
restructuring
quarterly, I'm
deal.
sure.
It wasn't like, hey, we're never making money again. As a restructuring deal.
Yeah, that's what they want to tell you.
They have how many 200 and some thousand units in the U.S. that aren't selling?
They're
on the floor?
265,000 bikes just sitting in a warehouse somewhere.
It's a lot of fucking motorcycles.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
money,
because
too.
they're not moving anything. Yeah.
Where are they going to move? What money are they going to move around to restructure? Chase Sexton's bonus, the MotoGP teams. Where's all those guys' money is going to be used to restructure?
I wouldn't be worried about KTM here if there wasn't that whole big debacle about the MotoGP where literally they went to that court and that court was like, look, you have to renegotiate. Like, number one, Moto 2 and Moto 3 in MotoGP are fucking gone. Period. End of discussion.
No.
See you later.
Yeah,
They eliminated those teams, and then they went to the MotoGP, and they were like, you guys have to go renegotiate the contracts that you already have with these riders for less money.
Their business is to sell bikes, not go racing.
Nope.
So when they want to restructure and move money around, the fun stuff goes first. Every time.
Yep.
Anyways, back to Chase.
That's why Chevy gets out of every racing series every 10 years.
Yeah, so back to Chase.
Brandon was right, though. He looked like 2023 speed Chase and 2024 maturity.
He looked really, really good.
And we've all said that's going to be, if he can learn how to harness that speed again, and we saw it right off the rip, just even in free practice.
Yeah.
Like, it was there, and we're like, and I'm just sitting there going, oh boy.
Yeah. The most impressive part for me was, hey, we worked on starts. Like, okay, sure you did, buddy. We've heard that before.
Oh, it got proven.
He proved that. He got a whole shot in the heat. Did he whole shot the main? No.
No, he was like third.
He was in the mix in the main.
No, I was going to say Tomac whole shot that
main. He was in third until he ran over Eli.
I thought that Prado got the whole shot, and then...
Prado did get the whole shot.
And then he spread Eli's cheeks with the back tire.
What I loved about Chase, though, when he stalled it, like, and this talks about where it was 2023 speed but maturity, 2023 Chase would have just fucking went psycho mode and forced shit and would have ended up on the ground again. And he's like, take a beat, calm down. I'm faster than all these dudes. I got him covered. Kenny reeled him back in a little bit. Chase, after about a lap, when he got settled again, got his heart rate down, he put in another heater, pulled that gap, and he was fine. And it's like, dude, Brayton fucking hit the nail on the head during practice.
So, not to discredit this win with Chase, but I want to see what you guys think about this. He's got 10 wins, right?
Damn, it's 10 wins already?
I think 10.
Sure.
Is what they said or whatever.
No, I didn't know that, but that's the case.
You look at a lot of his wins have been he got out front, chaos happened behind him. Have there been any wins where he's actually had to work his way through and win it, or has it always been the same situations?
You'd probably have to go back, and there'd probably be some races in 2023 that he did it, but like, I guess, what is your version of like...
I want to see him be fourth or fifth, a guy out front, run him down, have a battle, and beat him.
But do we really think this year, though, depending on who rips a start and where that guy is, that's even possible anymore?
That's damn what we had this weekend, honestly.
With Eli, we talk about that, but like that's also like my point though is that like, okay, even with as good as Eli was riding, like, do we think any of these dudes, and we talked about this in our pre-show, get a fifth place start and if Chase is out front and clicking, can Eli run him down though? Because even with Eric, like, we don't know. But here's the thing, even though Eli's a bulldog, Chase is a fucking bulldog too. So Chase ain't gonna wear down at the 19-minute mark. No. And you know that like 12 minutes in, he was settling in. He was saving shit that if Kenny just decided to catch a toe.
I'll be honest, the main thing I took from last night is that I think we're going to see a shitload of parity this year.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that was the wildest one in a long time. That whole thing we talked about where we like weren't quite sure like how many's Jet going to rattle off. Oh, he might get one. Oh, he might get one. Oh, he might get one. After watching last night, I went... we may have 6, 7, 8 winners. Like, because
speaking of parity, we can just go right to the second place guy.
Yeah, which is
okay. I definitely gotta. If we're gonna go to Kenny, I gotta eat crow on that one.
Ken Roczen, dude.
We all gotta eat crow.
I gotta eat crow on that one because everybody knows to watch the pre-show. I was like, Kenny ain't gonna do shit. This is gonna be 2018.
In all fairness, if you look at his qualifying, it was shit. Even did you watch the press conference?
No,
because even Chase was like, yeah. You know, I looked at where he was in qualifying. Was like, that's oof.
He was like, what, 12 that for a while.
14th is where he ended up. He and Kenny's even like, yeah, it was 2 seconds off, and I was like, that's not good, you know. And then he came out and did that heat race, and Chase is like, as soon as I saw him in that heat race, I went, oh, we got a problem. We got a big problem. Like Chase is openly saying this in the presser because he knows what Kenny's capable of, and
it was ironic. Like on the X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, I sent one out and was just like, let's see who shows up when the lights come on. Because there's always that guy that sucks ass in qualifying. Kenny being one of them.
Kenny's one.
AP's another guy.
49 heat race wins is crazy.
I didn't hear that.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that is second all time. 49 heat
Kenny,
race.
yeah.
How much money is that? 8 grand times 49.
Yeah.
Math on that.
What'd you say? 8?
They're usually like 8 grand, right? Heat race.
Maybe give 2,000 more.
$392,000.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Just off some heat race wins.
Just on winning heat races.
Yeah. How many Stu got?
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
49 times is a long... He's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, and if you think about... he missed pretty much all of 2017, and then 2018, we can just kind of throw that one out the... so you basically from 2019 to now.
2 years. Yeah, and I think Kenny's like at this... you know, you're seeing it with Eli too. These guys that are crossing 30 years old, Kenny was just like, "Tain't my first rodeo. Like, I got the bike set up for the main. I'm not worried about throwing down a heater in practice." And he said that he's like, "I knew my bike would be good."
Yeah, same settings for the last 7 years.
That shit worked. So.
Yeah, I mean Chase is right. That's a problem. If that Kenny's going to show up every weekend, and because we now know the last couple of years, at least the last 2, that he's gotten his medical issues out of the way, where he just doesn't stall out halfway into the year.
Yeah.
Like if that Kenny's going to show up every weekend, that's another fucking dude that's going to get a win. Like
Kenny looked ripped as fuck, by the way.
I mean,
he
Kenny,
always has.
Yeah,
Kenny's
he's a veiny looking motherfucker. Always.
It's a German.
Like
It's a German thing.
ripped.
Yeah.
Veiny.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I'll eat crow on that, though, and happily, though, because we're all, I mean, I don't know about, I assume, but, like, we're all Kenny fans here. Yeah. Like, that's great. I love
anybody
it.
see that? Anybody see that thing that Stu didn't see
What?
in the main?
Oh, he barely hopped over the tough block. Get off his ass.
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
he jumped over the tough blocks there in the corner, which is weird that they didn't put a pole there, because usually they're pretty good about catching that stuff.
That tough
They
block
went
was
over
hanging
top
out
of it.
there
They didn't
because
go
somebody
inside.
caught it. They've had it pushed back in. Like a
Yeah,
lap
well,
after,
like
but-
I said, it was funny. Dude, I was laughing because like Ricky and Stu were like, "I didn't see that. Wasn't me. I didn't see nothing."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, at the far end of the rhythm
Yeah,
section, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that
okay.
90, yeah.
I was wondering what the hell they were saying, because they said that, and I'm like, what are they talking about? What's so funny?
I saw it too. I saw it immediately, and I was
Stu's just like,
"Ooh."
yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Last thing on Kenny, I kind of had like an epiphany like week or 2 in. I'm like, or a week or 2 ago. I'm like, man, it's been kind of a quiet off season for Kenny, and usually he's pretty flashy on Instagram, dropping some stuff. And I was like,
Does his bike have e-start now?
No.
No, not yet,
No, they were
which-
working on that. That's something he's been asking for. But I think, man, like
They were
Kids,
joking about
that's
that in the
fun.
press conference last night
yeah,
too.
to keep the weight off that bike probably. But
Yeah.
how much you credit the way he's riding to being back on a factory transmission, and then going back to the
Is
KYB.
he though? Because what's his
That's what
nuts?
I
said.
He said that, but then Hopper kept asking him about being on that stock transmission.
Hopper's a jackass.
Well, I also want to.
Hopper didn't watch the broadcast like we did, where they.
I also
talked
want to
about
know what the fuck is he talking about, though, because why was he not on a factory transmission when he was at Honda?
No, he said he hasn't ridden one since the Honda.
Yeah.
He said 2016, I thought.
Oh, I know.
No, I don't- well, maybe
He
I
did
don't
say 2016 in the
Yeah,
press
so
conference.
like I'm thinking, I'm like,
Oh, I don't
is
know.
that like him just crediting Suzuki and like a jab at Honda? Because
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, there's no way Honda's gonna not give him a factory
lots
transmission.
of tranny talk.
Lots of tranny talk. Lots of tranny talk.
Controversial.
It's an awkward time to talk about
Caitlyn
trannies.
Yep, these
Oh,
Bruce
okay.
Jenners are getting out of hand.
Anyway,
God.
From my experience in the pits, when you have a Supercross only bike and you have a factory transmission, really it just means, especially on a 450, that you get rid of first gear and you get rid of fifth gear, right? So you have a more close ratio second through fourth. I don't know how much of a difference it really makes, but maybe it makes shifting simplified. So second is now first, so you go second gear, also known as first gear, when you have that factory trans, and then you just do a little bit of shifting comparatively. How much does it really make a difference? I don't know, but here's the thing: when you're in that league, when you're at that level, a little teeny difference makes all the difference.
You know who's not taking out
Yeah,
fifth
I mean,
gear?
moving
Jason
the power
Anderson.
around. What's that?
You know who's not taking out fifth gear? Jason Anderson.
No, he'll use
Motherfucker,
it.
too.
He'll
Jason
use it.
use it.
He'll use
Jason
it.
Anderson, third last night.
Hey,
Hey,
let's give our Kawasaki guy over here some credit on that one, because he called him. Did you call him for a win though?
I called.
You just said he was gonna be really good at A1.
I said he'd be good at A1.
Yeah.
but
Gotta give you credit on that one.
He won a championship, didn't he? He won that Anaheim one.
I don't know if he did.
At 18?
maybe.
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Give him some credit on that one.
Man, I also didn't really realize it until going back and watching the interview and stuff today. I rewatched the broadcast today so I could actually hear what the fuck they were saying. Man, I think he would have been a little better hadn't he had a blown out front wheel. He was talking
Yeah,
about how
I
he
heard
was
that.
riding and you could hear the spokes hitting the fork.
Yeah.
And then going back and looking, he made two pretty big errors in that rhythm section.
Okay.
Where he cased a little, and then the one where they passed him, he cased it pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, you're out there riding, and you know you got spokes blowing out.
That's
like,
so fucking scary.
Yeah.
yeah, imagine how you're feeling up here. I think maybe there'd been a little more in the tank if you're not thinking about that.
In
Maybe.
front of 60,000 fans.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, no, that was a good ride by him, and that ride made me go, okay, cool. He's got the possibility of winning one this year too.
yeah.
Because he's there to party.
The only thing I'll say about Anderson, and this is not anything to discredit him because I'm pumped on it. Like I like when Ando's feeling it, like just the racing's better just because he just doesn't care. He was good last year at A1.
Yeah.
But granted, we went to a mud race the next round, and right now everything I've seen from San Diego and all that, like it's going to be the same weather we just had in Anaheim. So I don't think that's going to happen.
A little smoky.
Well, yeah,
Team
we're
Green.
not going to get into that.
That's the other podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I kind of want to hear where you guys are.
But
We'll talk about
I just want to see. I want to see what he does in the second round, and if he can continue that, then it's be like, okay,
this is the point I keep trying to get across about the fucking Jet points deficit. With the parity I see here, literally Jet can go in, win next week. We can flip-flop a bunch of these, and all of a sudden he's down like 8 points after round 2. And then
we'll get
it's
into that
like
when we talk about Jet.
Cream rides at the top.
I'm just saying, it's like
let's wait for when we go to Jet.
Everybody's panicking after the first
Let's
round,
wait
and
when
I'm
we go
just
to
like,
Jet.
yeah, we had a bad one.
Let's wait when we go to Jet. We'll talk about that when we go to Jet.
I know you just can't
let it go.
Let it go.
Paul Webb,
a.k.a. Cooper Webb here, 4th place. I think that was quietly good night for him.
He was just
100%.
He was just kind of there. I mean, that's how it was last year. Just kind of there.
How many wins for number 2?
I think he gets 2 or 3.
2 or 3, and he's gonna be.
He gets a couple this year.
And he'll be in the title chase all the way down to the last round again.
Yeah, I mean, look at him at the end of that race. One more lap. You know how he is. He's always going to get somebody on the last lap. Ando was shaking in his boot.
And I mean, dude, the whole entire time when he closed up on Ando, I'm just thinking, dude, he's going to pull like a 2020 like he did to Kenny, and he's just going to fucking right on the inside, just saw off that front end. And
he's freezed.
Yeah, and then
he's a saber-toothed fucking tiger. It's my favorite thing about him because there's not that many racers right now that are mean. The ones that are Vince Freeze, who's a dickhead about it and does stupid things, but the ones that are like really on their edge of being the guy that's gonna go for a win, that are also aggressive, I love that shit. Chase is like that with lappers, and I love that, right? But with Cooper Webb, he's the shark under the water, and when it comes to the last 2 laps, you better look the fuck out. It's coming.
Another thing I'll say about Coop too, you talk about Kenny being in shape. Coop looks like this is the best shape he's come in at A1, and obviously he said that in the offseason. He's like, dude, I'm way ahead of schedule right now.
I think he's a little behind the 8 ball, to be honest with you. Based off his crash. Like, there's a couple weeks off with that arm.
I just mean like in the sense of what he's come in at the first round the last couple years, just physically.
Well, I mean, last year, man, he was on fire.
I tell you what, though, man, he looks good in that flag gear.
Hey, question for you guys: the bikes for Star, has this platform been a couple years in the run right now?
This is year 2.
2 or 3.
This year 2.
Okay.
So we'll get a new one next year.
Next year, the
No,
year
it's
after.
got to be 3.
You think it's 3?
When Tomac blew the Achilles out, that
2023. 2022 was the old version.
Oh, okay. So maybe
3, 4,
because remember
5.
Dylan got on the 2023 and he was bitching up a storm.
2026 will be new.
Yeah. And then they're like, we're not changing anything.
Dylan.
No, that thing was.
We'll talk about Dylan. That was a bummer.
Speaking of aggressive that you brought up, I forgot to bring up. How about that aggressive pass out of Kenny? We don't see that very often.
Yes,
No,
sir.
yeah, that was good.
You see that very often?
Not
last time you seen him.
Kenny doesn't really get brought into those games anymore.
Well,
But he's not really good at it, though.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the first time I think I've ever seen him take a guy outside and force those guys both to do a different rhythm.
I also think he has PTSD every time he tries to get into it with somebody of his arm getting wrapped in his rear wheel.
Yeah, that's true, too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
That goes.
You've been hurt pretty bad a couple times, right?
No.
He's been knocked.
No, collarbone.
What?
Yeah.
Collarbone.
You've been knocked out a couple times, all right?
I got knocked out once.
Okay.
You're the only fast guy I know that hasn't been through a bazillion.
Collarbone in a foot.
Look, you need to stop calling
And a
Cole
thumb.
fast these days because you need to let it go to his head. You know, slim of that fucking shit.
He might be past the prime now, but he's still
I know.
I don't know, man. I just wilded it up in the
fucking
driveway.
with him. He's like, I'm getting fucking old. Shit, I can't even walk straight
I'm
no
getting
more.
ready to trade my 450 away for a 2-stroke.
But there you go. But yeah, no, I mean, I think Kenny gets PTSD with that kind of shit. He's like, dude, I got my fucking
Fuck
arm.
yeah, I would.
I'm out.
Hey, before we move on, I got a question for you guys. Yesterday, the race, we all watched it on Peacock. Where were you? What was the situation? Did you have a party? Were you guys watching?
No,
it
I don't. I don't
was
like
at a party.
I don't like to watch the races with other people.
in the dark in the basement.
I was
I don't-
partying.
No, I just don't like to watch the races with people. And him and me have talked about this
Yeah.
before.
Like, me and him can watch it together because
No, it
neither one of
depends
us
on the
talk.
people you're with.
Yeah.
If it was like me, you, him, and Wyman or something sitting
Yeah,
there, or
Rev
us
Racing.
4 at the table here,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'd be fine.
But if it's like a bunch of people, and like I got no problem with this. I know everybody does Supercross parties differently,
that shit.
but like I can't do that because and it's I'm not talking bad about any people, but you always know there's gonna be that one group of people that don't know anything, and that's fine. That's not their fault. But like they go there and they're not really there to watch the race.
Yeah,
and all my
100%.
brain hears is them talking about has nothing to do, and this is gonna make me sound like a total dickhead, and I'm not trying to be, but I don't watch the races to hear other people talk about everyday life shit. I'm watching the race for a reason.
I usually have to watch it again after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
like
why
I watched
don't.
it again this morning.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the broadcast.
You
so.
and me. Well, I talked about this with you the other day. Of like, yeah, I can't do that because like I have to be locked in. So like as soon as it's done, it's like, okay, cool, turn the camera on, let's fucking go.
Oh,
And that's
today
fine,
Emily
like-
was pissed at me because I was out in the other living room, and she kept asking me questions about something, and
The other living room.
Yeah, I got 2 living rooms.
It
Son.
must be nice to
He's also got-
must be nice to be fucking
Yeah, he's
rich.
also got a pretty cool vacuum. He's also got a pretty cool
Christ.
vacuum. Anyways, go ahead with your story.
Oh my God!
Go ahead with your story, man.
It's an 1,800 square foot house. Jesus.
Go ahead with your story.
Must be nice.
I'm not hating on you for having another living room.
Emily comes out there and
Is
was
that the
just,
butler's living room? Is
Oh
that
my
what it is?
God.
it's the boys' living room because
the boys.
I got the wood stove in there and stuff. So I'm in there just.
So
chilling.
Emily comes
This is
out
the
and
one he
she's talking to
doesn't
you.
vacuum with the
And,
fucking.
yeah. Anyway, she comes out and she's like talking to me and she's like, "You didn't hear a word I said," and I said. You interrupted me 3 times. I'm locked in right now. Like, come back in like about an hour.
Like I said, no problem with people do it. Everybody does it.
Yeah,
I get
that's
it. But when I
fine.
watch the race, I can't be in a room with people that aren't there to watch the
Are
race.
you an alone at the house kind of guy?
Usually, yeah. Yeah.
Do you wear pants?
Yes, I'm wearing pants. Thank you.
Just wondering.
Thank you,
I
bud.
think she was in.
What do you
Yeah.
wear? What's your lounge wear?
Why are you asking what the
I'm
fuck
just
I'm
wondering.
wearing? I'm
I'm just-
wearing
I'm
fucking
just-
shirts and
You
a
wearing some-
short.
you wearing some
pants.
Ethicas?
Trying to picture what he looks like when he's sitting
You wearing
there.
some Ethicas or
I don't wear Ethicas. I wear Fruit of the Loom. Thanks.
fucking
Are they all just white? All white?
I don't wear
fucking-
white, bro.
fucking
Colored
free
ones, man.
fucking free balling over here.
Yeah.
That fucking painful.
I've been years like that.
Oh, dude, I can't do that in the
All
summertime.
right, all right.
Yeah, he's
You
leathered
were at
up.
home with the chick. You were at home alone. You were at
Yeah.
a party?
I was at a party, dude, raging.
What were you
Was it a
doing?
banger? How many people were there?
Oh, if you want to start counting infants, and I'm like at that stage in my life where everybody's
That's
got
cool.
2, 3, under 2 year
You're
old
next.
kids, so
You're next.
lots of kids screaming. Justin would have been stoked.
Usually
would've
for
been
Anaheim
stoked.
1, we get like a movie theater and we do one whole whatever you call it, movie theater.
Yeah.
Jeez, they're big balling out here.
Well, if you got fucking,
They go down to West Columbia
Well, he's
7
got a
and rent
gold
that
watch on
motherfucker
right now.
out,
if you
dude.
got 100 people, I mean,
Celebrations?
You dude,
Cinema?
I would be fucking annoyed if I was around that many people trying to
Oh,
watch
me
the
too.
race.
it's
Oh.
all
too.
racers and babes.
That's fine. But
I
if
would-
there's people that show up that aren't there for the race, I would be that asshole. Be like, shut the
It
fuck
doesn't
up.
matter.
Not me.
So
I mean,
there's
I watched it last-
there's racers that still talk too much while they're fucking.
Yeah, I
races
can't-
I
I
going
watched it
on.
alone last night, but that's not normal for me. I like having a good time and then going and watch it back and do my
Yeah, it's
homework
fine.
afterwards.
I got no problem with it. I just can't do it.
Anyways,
Anyways.
all right, back to this. So Eli Tomac, fucking just Captain America ride from last back to 5th.
How many
let-
wins?
Oh, dude.
He's got to get 2 or 3 this year
I think
minimal.
it's, dude, after I'm gonna be honest with you,
Look,
after watching that, like, look, we don't know what Jet's gonna do, but if anybody not named Jet is gonna like rail off a bunch of wins in a row, as much as I would like to see it be Chase, Eli's right now my pick to
Let
be
me
that guy.
let me give you my first Gypsy Tales reference here. That boy came to fuck last night.
I was thinking it was awesome
Whoa.
that Jace drops the podcast right around like the say like with A1.
Yeah, of course. That
Oh,
was,
he's a media mogul.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. And then the piece that JT did at the house.
Well, hang on. I will pull out media mogul maybe, but all Jace did was take the Joe Rogan
Oh, I know.
playbook and add it to Moto.
Yeah, well,
He
that's
just
what he's trying
niched
to
down
do.
the Joe Rogan playbook.
But Eli's dude, he's locked in, and the fact that he both practices was it Jet's like going out there doing a thing, and everybody knows that like how Jet goes about qualifying now, waits for the last couple of minutes. Eli's like fucking hold my drink.
Eli Tomac is a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
badass,
is
dude.
it safe to say that for opening ceremonies next week, Eli Tomac is coming out to Return of the Mac?
Hey, I like that. That's a good one.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's good.
Is he back?
I think he's.
Oh, I think he is.
The Mac's back?
And I'll be
think he
honest,
is.
everybody kept referencing him
That was
like
impressive
2022.
yesterday.
Him 2022.
23.
No,
No.
I mean people were talking about like when he
Oh,
won his
yeah,
title in
yeah.
2022. I honestly like right now that version of Eli, and you know because it was just you and me when we did the show. That was 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Look,
Wow.
ragged
Folks at
out,
home,
just
hey.
fucking yarding everyone.
Folks at home, tell us how many wins for Tomac this time.
Like that was 2017 Eli speed, where like
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you're doing, I'm gonna be at the top of the board, and y'all are fucked because he wants to win, and he
Yeah.
can keep talking about like oh this and that. No man,
hey, look, jury's out a little bit for me, though.
really.
And I'll tell you why.
Because it's not.
I think he came in with a little extra confidence because he spent that whole month in Florida riding that layout.
with the hyenas.
With the hyenas.
With the
but-
hyenas.
But it was that layout.
Yeah,
And he's like, there's no way I shouldn't go fast on this. Again, kudos to him. That's a confidence thing. If he comes in with that confidence into every round, yes. But I want to see second and third round of the same Tomac, and I'm in. I just think he had that little extra confidence coming in because of
Do you
that.
guys want a fun TLR tinfoil hat?
Maybe I'm an idiot.
Here we go.
You want a fun TLR tinfoil hat about Tomac?
Sure, go ahead.
You think he's got some deal with his wife that if he wins this year, he gets to keep racing?
I mean, he brought up the whole thing.
I don't know. I didn't think about that with his wife, but I kind of got that feeling yesterday a little.
No, that's the guy that finished behind him.
I hope that he does win, and I hope that he does defend because I think that it would make a hell of a history.
Well,
yeah, I think if he wins this deal, he defends. He wants to run that number 1 plate. That's pretty fucking cool.
I'm just not sure. Okay, so did anybody else?
Puts him into all-time great status.
Dude, he's already at Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
he's already on the Rushmore.
Did anybody else pick up on it when they did that piece on him though? And he's like, "Yeah, so this is our little like funny farm or whatever."
Oh yeah,
like kind of like a dude like making fun of like, "Yep, so she wants to do this."
I mean, like a Barsha thing.
He's a farmer. He's just now they're.
I understand, but do you think?
Love having his mom on there. I love Kathy.
Yeah. But a lot of guys,
in a weird way,
don't necessarily want to do what their parents did, right? Like, for example, my dad owns a concrete company. I don't really want to work in a concrete company. Would I love to own a concrete company that can make money? Yes, but I don't want to work it.
I can't speak on this. My dad worked on shit. I went into working on shit.
So, like with him, it's like, yeah, they've been farmers. Do you think he wants to be a farmer? Maybe.
No.
But I don't know.
I think he enjoys it.
I know he does.
Probably.
I know he does it, but he does it right now because he doesn't have to do it. If he retires, there's nothing to do. And he even mentioned on like the Pulp, I think he was on Pulp not too long ago, of like, yeah, I'll probably try to find something to do afterwards to still be involved in the sport. Like, not like, hey, I'm going to be Stu and retire and go ghost and just see you later. I'm not fucking around anymore.
I think he's around in some capacity.
He doesn't, I don't know that he wants to leave, which is why, like I said, and this is all pure speculation, just guys bench racing on the tailgate here.
Maybe he said something in Gypsy. We haven't listened to that.
Yeah, that's true, too.
That show goes a little more in depth.
Now, I know they ask him point blank at the end of the presser, too, of like, hey, is this for sure your last year? Hard. And he was kind of like, well,
The problem, I think, with Eli, too, though, is like, he's been like all these kids, like Ando, fucking Malcolm, Barsha, Kenny, all of them at that level. But it's also different with Eli in the sense because it's like he's been in this competitive nature literally his entire life, not because of just racing moto at a high level. It's like he learned how to ride a dirt bike. But you got to think about growing up around what his dad was doing. So it's like you talk about all these other people like Barsha, Malcolm. I mean, Malcolm obviously had James, but that's a whole different thing because Malcolm never really wanted to do this as a career. But like you talk about these other people, they weren't around that. Like, I don't know what Kenny's dad did, but I'm pretty sure he didn't do any sports at a high level. Fucking Barsha. I mean, dude, I don't know about you, but like I've met Barsha's dad. Like
I never have.
He wasn't. So like I talk about these other people, but like Eli's been in this competitive mode his entire life, and I don't think he can just get that out of his system. I understand he's old in the sense of dirt bike age, but he's gonna be 34 next year.
He's probably
can relate to this. I've been in moto racing, whatever else, my whole fucking life since age 4, and once I retired in 2012 ish. You go the rest of your life trying to scratch the itch. There's no way around it.
Kind of.
For me,
you do it with go-karts, man.
I'm in my 3rd season playing minor pro hockey, and it's the closest thing I've ever had to scratching that itch. There's nothing like it. And for a guy like Eli Tomac, when you have that level, it's very hard to replace that. A lot of times in other pro sports, those guys come unraveled because it's like, what do I do with my life now? They don't have.
What happens in this sport?
Which I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to be very. I don't think he'll go RV's route where he just goes away and doesn't do anything with the sport. Because I think he watched RV do that, and I think he's got that. Because like RV's the same way. Like RV's got a competitive nature, and that's why he stepped away. And he was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm so bored out here. Like I gotta find something to do."
He hated the end of his career.
Yeah,
he's way cooler now than he was.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Well, it was always in there. Nobody saw it.
Yeah,
I just wonder what if he re-ups and he re-signs, how much Brad and Bobby are going to pay him, because it's going to be a fat check.
Yeah,
that's the other thing where the chips fall on the money side of things.
Well, it's like who was I listening to?
Has there ever been a budget, or was just like, let's fucking sign everybody?
Well, they did finally announce who took over for Coker, and that was Rich Simmons, and then Jordan Troxel got named the crew chief. So,
really? Okay.
That's interesting. I like Troxel. Yeah, I like Troxel, and then Rich Simmons. I mean, he's been around forever.
Must be a 1-year deal till Ducati.
Dude, I don't know. That whole team's just weird.
Well, I guess Jordy has been with Factory Honda, but
yeah, he's been around a long time.
With Troy Lee, I'm particularly excited about the Ducati thing.
We'll talk about that halftime show. Yeah. All right, let's move on here. So Barsha on that Rockstar Gas 6th. I mean,
contract year,
baby.
One thing, the last thing I want to say about Eli before we move to Barsha, I'm sorry, but like the one thing I want, Eli got knocked around quite a bit last night, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, he got ran over.
Yeah, well, I mean, and Hunter he put a little extra sauce on a couple of those passes.
Okay, I have that in my notes too that I didn't think about. Yeah, the Hunter-Eli battle. Like,
dude, if I'm Eli, bro, I know, especially at this age, you don't want to ruffle any feathers with it, and that's never really been his thing. We all saw it when he tried to do that with back in the day, and then the Barcia thing has never worked out. But, dude, if I'm Eli, bro, I'm just, hey, man, you know what? Free practice next week. If I'm behind him, like, I just run you high a little bit in the corner. Like, don't fuck with me, dude. I got no problems with you. Don't fuck with me.
I don't feel like he had any fear with Hunter because he didn't feel like anything was going to get too sketchy. But did you notice when he got to Barcia there?
Well, he's always had this issue with Barcia. He's never like, dude.
Everybody.
We watched all of fucking
5 years later. We're still doing the same thing.
We watched all of 2019. Every time he get behind Barcia, he would spaz out and he'd be like, "I don't want to go any faster."
Have you ever passed anybody clean? This year?
This year?
Best line.
Barcia's fucking octane. It just went up like, you know.
All right, what do you guys think of Barcia's night?
Look, man, I watched it back, and he was 10th or so on the opening couple laps and ended up working his way up. Obviously, maybe a gift from Prado, some stuff like that, but he's kind of worked. He picked a couple guys off to get to where he was.
Yeah.
And I think I told you guys this in the pre-show, but I like the Baker program thing. He's doing a little less. Contract year.
Mm-hmm.
That's an asterisk to me because he's going Ducati next year for sure.
I think he'd probably be in the running for Ducati. I would agree with that.
I mean, he's a perfect spokesperson.
One, because he's going back to his Troy Lee team, and two, because the Ducatis I haven't seen yet, but I understand that typically they have essentially a valve springless.
We talked about this a while ago.
Rev the fuck out of it. That's Justin Barcia all the way.
He'd be pretty good on that bike if the valve spring kind of works. That. Those pieces fit together, and I think this year he wants to perform to prove that he's the right pick. Mm-hmm. Contract year, baby. You know how Barcia does.
For folks at home, normally a Supercross style bike, you kind of top out around like 14,000 RPMs because the valves, the spring can't expand back out fast enough for the RPMs. So when you don't have a spring, you can raise the limit. That's how like F1 engines and all that stuff work. So it could be a very interesting growth to our engines in the sport.
Or, maybe they should just put him on a 350. What?
Does he do any better than this year? Or is 6 kind of like
I think he gets a podium, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he continues on this trend, being that good already right off the rip, I mean, dude, there's no reason why we get to East Coast.
Yeah, I mean, these old boys...
AP or Barcia, who finishes higher at the end of the year?
Oh, I've got to go AP still.
I don't know. Yeah, toss it up.
I like both.
Throw them in a hat and pick a number out.
I like both of them, but I got to say AP still.
Okay.
Just because I don't think I think Barcia's still going to have Barcia moments.
Yeah,
where he pisses somebody off.
Yeah, or he just gets a shit start and he's like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, he I don't know. Yeah, I definitely think he sneaks a podium in or something. I think this is going to be a good year.
Look, man, he's always good at Daytona.
and all these old boys, we're calling them old boys, but the Barcia era with Roczen, Eli,
Malcolm, yeah.
All those guys, like, I mean, they get a 5th or something at A1. I don't think they're concerned.
They don't spaz out.
I don't think they're putting all their eggs into the A1 basket. So
nope.
Can I talk about
come out of there in a 5th's good.
Can I talk about that whole gas mechanic get up though? Looks just perfect. The all red. Just reminds me of Ferrari.
Yeah, that's true. It does. It does. Very
I was
Ferrari-esque.
like, damn, you guys got Ferrari mechanics? That's cool.
J. Coop, 7th.
Quiet, but
Jay,
good.
just
He worked his way through. I mean, he wasn't.
Fade show.
Yeah, he wasn't. What?
Fade show.
Yeah, but I mean,
You
still.
get passed by bad motherfuckers is the problem.
Yeah, he just.
Cheese
I mean,
pizza.
dude. Yeah, just consistent all the way, man.
Cheese pizza.
He's the new Brock Tickle.
Cheese pizza. But, dude, how about getting on the PJ to come out, fucking Louis bag, all this stuff.
Google the tail number.
But, again.
That'll tell you everything you need to know.
What is it going to tell me?
It's owned by a real estate investment firm.
Which is probably owned by his wife's dad.
Or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cole came to play today.
It doesn't matter to me. Are you going to get on PJ?
Yeah.
I don't know what Jet Lawrence is, but the difference is if his was free.
Pay for it. I am so here for this all year.
Just hopefully Jay Coop's not getting slapped around anymore.
The thing I do like about that, though, is
Can we talk about jiu-jitsu?
Is like Justin Cooper wearing the watch, having the Louis bag, flying the PJ.
Yeah, be swaggy. He's low-key swaggy.
Yeah, but this is the kind of stuff that like helps grow the sport nowadays because we need this which is why we need the Lawrences on a PJ every weekend. We need the Deegans flying private every weekend.
McGrath showing up in his Acura and SX.
Yep.
Look, man, I agree with that.
I heard Deeg showed up in a Lambo this weekend.
I don't get into all that stuff like you guys do, obviously, but like lean into it. Everybody knows
100%
that his wife's family is fucking some
Tyson
of the
chicken.
Yeah, Jay Coop's wife.
I don't know.
His family. His family's
Tyson Chicken. Or something.
They're fucking billionaires.
I don't like Tyson Chicken, but I like that.
They're
whatever. PJ's cool.
Yeah, they're billionaires.
That was great for him.
But lean into it, bro. We all saw during outdoors, and even back to 2023, we all saw you on the private jet. Like, lean into it, bro. Like, people
okay
are.
with it.
Yeah,
people
people
already
in the
don't.
comments.
People already don't really have a big opinion on Jay Coop as it is.
Yeah.
Like the cheese pizza thing, but in all seriousness, people just don't really like have opinions on him as a person. He's just there. Look, bro, lean into it. Like, if people are gonna hate you, people are gonna hate you. If they're gonna like you, they're gonna like you. At this stage of your career, you're doing whatever you're doing. You're a solid top 10 dude. You got a factory ride. You're made into a family that's loaded. Like, who out of all of us wouldn't do that?
I
Like,
mean,
who gives
he's
a
pretty
shit?
loaded himself without her. So
Yeah, he's got money. So now you add on the fact that now you're a billionaire all of a sudden. So like,
The dollar signs thing means fucking nothing to me.
The people that are outside looking in, they go look on Instagram or whatever. If you go look at the comments, all the kids that are 12, 15, whatever, like, damn, didn't know Jay Coop had that drip and all that stuff. Like, they're pumped on it. So
My thing is I was laughing because they asked Jet about the private jet or whatever, and he was like, well, I don't know, that's just a lot of
too much
money.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
he's a
and
pussy
I'm like,
about it.
And I'm like, you guys don't pay attention to what Ricky and them were doing, right? So they did it, and then when you listen to them explain why they did it, it's like, okay, cool. Well, now I can fly in, instead of having to fly in Thursday, I can fly in late Friday, sleep there Friday, race Saturday, and be home by Saturday night to sleep in my own bed to fully recover Sunday instead of being at the airport or in the air all day, to then by Monday I'm back to riding moto.
you're not breathing that Levi Kitchen air.
100%.
and let's be honest, Jay Coop,
100%.
let's be real, probably not paying for it anyway. So why does it matter?
Yeah, well, that's what
So
I'm saying.
why does it matter?
That's
He's not paying with his own money.
Find a personal sponsor that'll cover it.
The thing I'm saying is, like, you look at, like, the Lawrences and stuff, too. It's like, I don't understand why you guys aren't doing that. You guys are making that kind of money to be able to do that.
Yeah, or find a personal sponsor. Like
I mean, we
that
all saw
would
the
cover
thing
it.
with Kenny
For
and
a jet
Eli
card.
back during the fucking scamdemic and all that bullshit. Like, when they did the whole private jet thing together, which we all kind of were like, well, that's interesting. But, like, dude,
It's just
Or
interesting.
find another guy and split the cost.
so many of these dudes
yeah.
could do it. Like, all I'm saying with Jay Coop is look, if people don't have an opinion on you as a person, lean into it, bro. Lean into it so they
Like I
start
said,
talking about
I
you.
love it. 'Cause
Hey, here's a tinfoil one. Maybe a little more TV money to the teams. They could send
Oh, boy, here we
they
go.
could send their riders private.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Well,
shit.
here's that. So my hockey league is like lower end. We don't have flights, but most of the higher up hockey leagues have buses and private jets. And that is the fucking experience right there. Playing cards with the boys on the plane and that kind of stuff. If we had, like, we go back to this every year about, like, the Players Association, the Racers Association kind of thing. If we had to where it was, like, organized like that, it changes the whole experience for these guys. And it takes our sport from, like, great, but to, like, the actual professionals, right? And I really welcome that when that time comes. Because, boy, would that be something to hear stories about fucking Jet and Eli Tomac gambling on the plane. Or
Oh,
Jet
that'll
and-
never happen. That'll never happen.
I don't know. They're already riding the same fucking plane.
No.
My thing is that if
I don't know if there's enough interesting
the
people in
ironic
moto.
thing
I
is
wanna hear
that,
those
like,
stories.
a huge majority of them are all in Florida, and if they all just banded together, they could, like, not only these guys, their entourage, and the fucking any of the team guys that are there, you could get yourself a private 737, 747, whatever flight
There's
going
not
back and forth
Yeah,
for
there-
not that much.
There's enough money
Per
in the
person.
sport for that, but
Yeah.
it's just not going around, and that's a whole other tangent we can go on.
And there's enough dudes in
None of these
in
dudes
the 450
put that together
class.
yet.
There's enough.
I'm honestly surprised Myrtle hasn't put that all together yet.
They already take Jet. Like,
I
Ricky is on the same jet with Jet, or same plane with Jet all the time. This is not unusual. This is not new. It's just organizing and having to be like, hey, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I just like it. Good for Jay Coop, man. Like, I
Yeah.
don't pay attention to that stuff, but like, hey,
whatever.
man, nobody's got an
Jet
opinion.
talk.
Yeah, cool. Good
Well,
for you,
and
bro.
like I said, this is the stuff that will grow us nowadays.
What
This
I
is
liked
what we
a lot
need.
was seeing Hunter and Justin Cooper battling in the main, because those guys
Brought
kinda
back
came
some
into the
2021 vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some 2021 vibes.
All right. So 8th place, Justin Hill.
Tampa Hill's back,
Surprise.
baby. Don't even get me started. You want to make a bet?
No,
I
because I
can't.
listened to that Hill podcast with Gypsy
Hey,
too.
yeah,
Became a Hill fan
yeah. He was
just
dope.
that quickly.
He's-
5 hours later,
You became
I was
a
Hill.
fan?
I was a Hill fan.
He's pretty good on that.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah.
I liked it.
Hill is
Yeah.
always going to be one of the most naturally talented dudes to line up
He's gonna
anywhere.
be a lot of what
he,
if, but he's
yeah.
proven to himself that there is going to be no what if.
Yeah.
So, no, hell of a ride for Hill. How about the pass back on Tomac?
Yeah.
Dicing it up.
Dude, when they were going 3 wide, I was like, wow. I was like, Hill came down full.
All right, here we are, and we're here to party.
Justin Hill, dude.
Justin Hill, bro.
Yep.
All right, so with that being said, since you're the Hill guy, hold on. Like, how many is like, what's his ceiling right now?
5th place.
Because we do know there are going to be.
You can get into the top 5. I think he's just going to get rolling. You know, Tampa's coming up in a couple weeks.
He has notoriously struggled, though, on the East Coast with ruts in the past. Which I feel like a lot of those West Coast dudes do anyway.
Sir. Let me put Tampa on the TV. There are a lot of ruts at that
Tampa
track.
2018
Look,
here.
bro, look.
Yeah.
I got no problem with Jay Hill. He knows this because I was all like, when he won his title in 2017 and then the year later with JGR, I just want to know,
We knew
like,
the
what?
bike sucked,
What do you think his ceiling is? Because there are going to be some rounds that he struggles with certain dirt.
I think it'd be 5-3, 3 to 5.
I don't see him with a podium, but I see top 5. I think he can get a 5th. I think that's a ceiling.
One of them, couple of them.
I'll go a couple. I'll go a couple. He's got to get a start though. He's got to get a start.
Podium last round of the year when nobody's there.
I mean, he's already done it before.
He's already done it.
Was it
He's
2
already
years
done
ago?
it.
Was
He
it
might
20?
win.
Yeah.
All right, calm down.
Jesus. All right, AP,
Cole's not even coming to the show the next day.
AP 9th place.
Quiet.
I mean,
Quiet, not the
I think
best.
underwhelming for him.
Yeah,
I think he was
for
expecting
opener.
himself to be.
you want to
a
talk
lot
about
better.
no off season? I mean, I know that's not AP's thing, but you want to talk about no off season whatsoever? Like hype videos? That's AP.
It was very quiet
I didn't
all
say
off
shit
season
about
for
AP.
everybody.
I didn't even know AP was alive until like December 23rd.
I did because I was watching the Baker's Factory training camp
Yeah,
stuff.
those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Hate to beat this dead horse, but KTM financial issues.
Oh God.
So this connection back in the day, obviously we were kind of concerned about where these guys' heads coming into the thing. And I think AP, with his dad in his corner, ironically enough, back when his dad won his off-road title, KTM was going through the same issues.
No shit.
And when Scott Plessinger was riding for KTM, and then he won a title that year despite the financial issues.
Interesting.
So for
Did
me,
he ever get paid for it?
I don't know, but for
should
me,
ask him.
you got your dad who's been in a very similar situation in your corner that's going to get you through a season. So I think that's
Scott's a hard ass. So
yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting when I saw that, and that's where my head went. So
Yeah, good info. Good info.
Yeah. All right. Stu, 10th place. Ooh, that was a bad wreck.
And James just
That was
goes.
okay.
James just goes. Us Stewarts, we not hit the ground.
did you say that?
He did. He straight up said that. Like Ricky was like trying to be like, oh man, I really hope Malcolm's okay. And James just goes, yeah, we were built to hit the ground. And I just go,
Well, I love when he's
God.
crashing. He's like, oh, bro.
And then he's just talking about, he's like, dude, you better do something, man. I paid all this money for that. The kids
paid
bread.
all
I'm
that
like,
money.
what the fuck?
He's like, I flew my kids out
I
here.
flew my kids out here for this.
I flew the kids out to see Uncle Malk.
Look, bro, that
Seats.
that heat race though. I mean, we talk about
He
heat race
raced Mookie.
Mookie. He showed up to fuck, and then he got fucked.
Yep, that was it. He was there to party.
Ass on that track.
Oh, dude, I thought maybe ribs or something. Obviously, I mean, after what I just did out in the parking lot, I know he was out of. I know he was
I know
out
how
of.
it feels now.
He was definitely out of air.
Cole,
for sure.
no offense, your build and Mookie's build a little different.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He got the double whammy though. He took it to the chest and then flipped over and
At
took
least
it to the back.
Let me show you how this build's different. You ready? That's Mookie, and then Cole.
Don't make me go there. Don't make me
We're
go
not
there.
going there. We're not doing this. We're not
If you
doing
know,
this.
you know.
We're not doing this.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah,
Don't make me
and
go
we're
there.
just saying, look,
All
man.
I'm saying.
Hey,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Malcolm,
There we
he's
are.
been eating steaks lately, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Mookie needs a steak, dude.
Yeah.
I think Eldon maybe would gift him one after that
Nah,
ride last
dude,
night.
but
Maybe
hey-
we'll take him to Sexy Steak.
I
Sexy
straight up,
steak in
straight up,
Detroit.
the guy that came in there 3 weeks ago, I was like, is that fucking Malcolm Stewart right now? Like, that can't
Just
be.
in Detroit randomly.
He was solid at Paris SX though, man.
Yeah.
He was good.
He
so,
looked okay yesterday too.
I mean, and that's
It
the
looked
thing.
super good.
Dude, for a 10th after hitting the ground like that, it's pretty good.
Can I just say, like, when he hit that ground there, the only thought that went through my mind was, man, I bet he's sad he didn't follow Craig over to Star. Fuck this. Fuck this.
I got on the
All I
phone.
could think about was like those dudes coming from the other lane hitting that quad.
Bro, how about, well, we'll get to it. in
He
the
probably
250
just
class.
went back to the rig after news. Okay, be like, Christian, is there gonna be an opening at Star anytime soon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I gotta get
Can I
off
ride
this
your
bike.
bike till you're better?
Yeah, you good?
Okay, so next two here, we'll just talk about them both in parallel here. We've got the Lawrence brothers, Hunter 11th and Jet 12th.
Somehow they find each other. They
Look.
always find each other.
So I
Hunter was
jumped
geeky.
the gun in qualifying and said, oh, they got the bike figured out. And then I watched the main and went, I don't think that bike's figured out. And part of it is a jet thing, but you look at Hunter. Hunter also did nothing in that main.
Hunter struggled on.
He did nothing but hit the ground. He became a statistic.
Hunter is not. Hunter is not an 11th place dude.
Hunter struggled on. He hit the ground on press day. Hit the ground twice in free practice. Was nowhere to be found during time qualifying.
They don't have that bike figured out.
He was okay in the heat race, but then.
And there's nothing better than racing to figure it out.
Here's my question. I watched the race twice. When I'm watching the race, they didn't finish well, but they didn't normally. We got trained eye. Normally, when you watch them, you're like, oh, the fucking shock is too fast.
Did you just say we got the trained eye and point at him like you
Justin
two?
does too, but you know.
Oh, okay.
Fans of the show asked Justin about technique.
I'm gonna go.
Well, here's the thing.
Over here and fuck
Hey,
myself.
grab me a water while you're over there.
I'm gonna go fuck myself.
What doesn't look good on the bike?
You going to salt the driveway?
The place they finished.
Next to your car.
Yeah.
See if you can.
Just
Are you
the
gonna
place they
piss
finished?
next to my
No,
truck again?
I don't. I'm not jumping. Like the bike is an issue just from what they've said, and their biggest issue is just how stiff the chassis is, and this is mostly coming from Jet because just the way Jet rides is he likes the plush bike, which when he first moved to the 450 class, I had my thoughts on that. That's never going to work on Supercross, but dude's so talented. But like Hunter, I don't think Hunter's issue is the bike. I think that Hunter has just got a lot of shit that has always been his issue physically.
Yes, I hear.
Physically, I'm not going on the bike. Physically, and this has been Hunter, and he's got type 2 diabetes. He's got all this shit. He's dealt with it in the past during outdoors. I think Hunter is always going to have issues with his body that are just never going to go away. I thought Hunter rode fine last night. He dropped off at the end of the main.
Yeah, but the crashes are uncharacteristic.
But the crashes are uncharacteristic, and that's why
the whoops
and
from the rear end.
And that makes me believe too that his biggest thing also too with Hunter, and we'll get to Jet, is Hunter has other stuff going on. Because I'll be honest with you, ever since Paris press day, Hunter has looked like ass to me, and I know that he did well.
Yeah, I didn't think
physically, he just didn't look. He just didn't look right.
Looking kind of ghosty.
Yeah, just kind of like just there.
So I hear this about the bike. They got to do this, that, the other bike. Well, it looks like a pretty good bike to me. What do you guys think? What seemed off?
Well, that ignition is a problem.
Well, the ignition seems to be a problem. Thank you, sir. Wow.
What was the trouble with the ignition?
They
went to
ECU. They went to GET on their ECUs
instead
That's
of
not new.
No, they never used to use
They
GET.
were using factory
They were
ECUs.
using factory Honda ECUs, and then they just moved to GET this year. And apparently, they're trying new fuel. I don't know much about what the fuel they
I
changed
don't know
to.
what the deal is with the fuel.
I don't know the octane. I don't know what the oxygenation levels and shit. But like, that was something that they were trying to figure out in the off season.
So what the ECU, the GET system's traction control is different, and that's what you guys
Yes.
are
The
saying?
whole GET
I mean,
system's
yeah, I
different.
don't even know who's tuning them. They got a little Japanese guy in Japan directly tuning them
He's
again.
still there working on it, from what I understand.
Because
He is
before,
working
like
on
the
GETs.
ECU's coming straight out of Japan.
Yeah.
The first GET system we did at KTM was our guy Dan
Truman? Yeah, he's still doing
was
it.
there,
He
and
still
did it
does
with
it.
us.
Dan's still the
He was really
GET
good,
guy.
But here's the thing: 10 years ago was unbelievable. What do you guys think is the weak spot of this?
Well, it ain't the ECU coming out of Japan with the same guys that are tuning the Formula One cars.
Yeah,
we talked about this. Like,
I just think it's power delivery and timing.
We think that they basically, because we talked about this in one of the shows, I don't know what show it was, talking about like with the Formula One guys, but basically how they have the rev meter and then where Jet and Hunter position themselves on the body with the grates, where the RPMs are at from the grate to when they hit the gate, and then when they drop into the dirt, and where the traction, where the RPMs start coming up.
Interesting.
And I think that that's basically what they suffered last night is they just don't have the R&D with the GET system yet.
Like basically the way I look at it before is like Mark Marquez, right? Who's the guy that's tuning that bike and tuning that ECU, and where's that information coming from? That's coming direct from Japan. Okay. Dan Truman ain't touching Mark Marquez's ECU.
And Dan Truman is a very smart guy, so anybody on the show that if you know
I'm
Dan...
not shitting on him at all. Like, if he figures it out, then hell yeah, let's figure it out. All the credit in the world to him. But I think they're at a disadvantage.
I want to put you guys up on some game here. So the advantage of the GET system and having GPS, the next level of this, I'm not sure what they're doing with it right now, the next level of this is that by having fine GPS data, you can tune it so when you leave the gate, the GPS tells the engine, this tells the ECU, okay, we're going now to this map.
Yeah.
And when you come up to the whoops, and this is another thing, you see a lot of like high-end automotive. They have magnetic fluid, electromagnetic fluid in the shocks. they can make the suspension stiffer and softer at
Oh,
different
yeah.
times
They've
of the
talked
track.
about that. I don't know if that'll
So
come
you come around the corner before the whoops, and the GPS knows, okay, this is the lane right before the whoops, and it stiffens the forks up before the whoops. This is, in my opinion, the next level of our technology here.
I hope it doesn't come because they're just making this sport dummy proof.
Yeah, I mean, it's making it too easy for these
Like
guys.
if they make a bike like that, I can go out and ride Supercross.
They're making it too easy for these guys. It's taken away from everything, and like I'll fight
I mean,
anybody on that.
they don't even have to switch the map. Like they shift to third. And
Like we have
just
traction
does it
control,
for
and I
you.
know we've had traction control for a little bit now, not a long time, but we've had traction control.
Stewart was fucking with it back
But
in
it's like,
09.
dude,
Mid
like
2000s.
Like what? Like okay, so we're just taking away the technique thing at all? Yeah, and it didn't really work for Stu half the time. But my point is we're not racing cars. And
RC in 04 was the first I'd heard of traction control being really in the racing use.
as the great
I'm
Chad
sure,
Watts
yeah.
would say, we need less fucking electronics on these bikes.
Yeah.
Well, until right now with 350, and normally I'm a 125 rider, so like I want it to be a tractor. I want it to be as analog as could be, and I agree with you guys. However, we're talking about the advantage and the disadvantage of going from factory to the get system, and this is the next level of the advantage. And I'm real interested to see how it pans out.
Yeah.
And I've got a little, I don't know if I really want to say it on the air, but I've got when the electric bikes things come into play, I've got a concept for the electric bikes that will be big money. So it's interesting to see how it grows. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody want this panic button for Jet?
It's not a panic button, but
Okay,
it's bad.
Hey, I got two things to fix this.
Hunter Lawrence has to be ecstatic.
You know what these boys need to fix? Obviously, the suspension's an issue, right?
Yeah.
I guess I got three things I could say. Everybody's like,
Is it?
"Oh, the bike was great outdoors," blah blah blah, and why should Honda be concerned if they don't go back to the old frame? I say put the old frame McGrath style under that thing. Nobody's gonna know.
No.
They can put the same plastic
Yeah,
on it, but
somebody
then
will know.
everybody's like,
You want to know who will know? Michael Lindsay.
"Okay,
Yeah, of
Track
course. Of
that
all
shit
people,
down.
Michael will now.
So yeah, I guess where I'm going with this is go back to the old chassis, McGrath style, and then but the fight to that's like, oh well, Honda wants people to buy the bike that they're riding. The bike that they're riding is good outdoors. What do we ride? We ride outdoors.
bike that
The
they're riding,
consumer
I
is
can't
never
buy.
gonna touch a fucking Supercross track. So run the old chassis.
I'll say it again. I can't buy a Formula One car. Do you think Mercedes
Sort of.
sales are hurting?
Sort of.
Everybody drives a car.
Oh, Lord. Here we go back to that.
But let's talk about Jet though.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, boy.
Throw some KYB on that shit, Kennard style. See how that goes.
So,
Kennard is their test guy, so
You guys really think the
Well,
bike
Kennard's
looked
got a
bad?
broken arm.
The chassis
What?
and the suspension, you guys really think it looked bad?
I got to rewatch the race. I didn't get to do that today. I didn't think
That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
I didn't think it looked.
What?
I didn't think it looked that bad in qualifying there. I really was like, because that was. If you go back and watch my video that I put out of 3 things I'm watching, one of the things was the Honda 450 here with Jet and Hunter, which was to see how it looked because we all knew they're very open that hey, we've been having issues. So okay, cool. If I watch that and that bike looks like shit and Jet's outside like the top 3 in qualifying, this is an issue. Then he's running around battling Tomac for 10ths in qualifying, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
but it was
they
sketchy
fucking
though.
Fixed it.
It was sketchy though.
Yeah.
That last lap, dude, he got loose as fuck.
Well,
they're
you know
not
what?
trusting
I didn't
the
see
rear end.
Tomac's lap, so I couldn't tell you if
Yeah,
it was
I know,
much
right?
different
That's
than
another-
fucking what Tomac was doing.
I guess a little rabbit hole, I guess, that I just thought of, might have to do some digging into it, but I saw a photo of Trey Kennard with his cast on
Yeah.
his arm. So, 1, the 2025 threw him on the ground.
Yeah.
2, they don't have an extra resource to test new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the weird
So
thing
that's going to
about
put him behind a
weird
little
thing
bit.
about Trey too is obviously he tests all the bike because he's like that's his thing now. But he actually rides the 250F exclusively now. He doesn't really even ride the 450 too much anymore.
Really? That's
Yeah,
kinda
and I
weird.
don't know if that was to dial in for Joe and Chance.
Well, that worked for Joe.
But, yeah, and we'll find out with Chance. But what I'll say with Hunter, I think is more a physical thing, and I think Jet is a more him thing.
Look, dude, Hunter made it into the main this year.
Yeah, I know,
So we're 100% better as
So-
far as I'm
I don't, know.
concerned.
I don't have the panic button out, but to go back to your question, but
But he has to rebound next
he's
year.
15
in he has no choice but to rebound
15
next
or
weekend.
18 points or whatever it is
Yeah.
a lot of points after the first round.
If
He has
he's
no
if
choice
he's
but to
not on
rebound.
the podium next week, then we start getting into this is a problem.
Well, dude, and if the bike thing is an issue, man, like I don't see how that's possible. Unless he's just literally just going to shut his brain off like all moto, and he's going to take a chance of ragdolling himself into the ground every lap.
Now, with that being said, though, okay, we always talk about this. There is no testing like racing.
No, there's not.
So, yes, they've been testing. Then you get to the races, and everybody does this every year. Everybody who doesn't do what they think they should do, they're like, oh, fuck, we got to go back to the drawing board and, like, figure stuff out. So maybe they figured something out yesterday that they can go in this week.
I don't know. It didn't look like it. And the problem, too, is that what do we always hear every year, too? Let's get the hell out of California.
Yeah. I mean, the real shocking thing to me is that Jet...
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking. The real shocking thing to me is that Jet literally went nowhere. Like, he started making a run.
Not even really in the heat race. Not even really in the heat race.
Yeah, the heat race wasn't great either, but he, like, started making a run after that first turn thing, and then hit the deck after the whoops, and then I'm watching, I'm like, he's not going anywhere. He's running around in 20 seconds.
Lap 4 or 5, he was, and somebody's going to be like, that's not what it was, but I'm just, like, guessing. But I think he was, like, 19 down of Chase.
Yeah.
He ended the main 7 seconds down of Chase?
It was a lot.
Yeah, and that was after the crash.
Yeah, because he didn't do anything. I'm telling you, he didn't do anything, because I watched, I'm just like, what is happening?
My just biggest thing is, and like you're right, Jet could go in, win in San Diego this coming weekend. Chase could get 8th. My biggest thing is because if he's never been in a hole after the first round in all of his title years.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem to me, the reason why it is such a big deal, is because all the guys that can beat him, actually all beat him last night. Oh. Like usually every now and then when he has a bad race, one of the guys or two of the guys that can beat him actually just beat him. Mm-hmm. Usually also have issues that night. Mm-hmm. All the guys that can actually beat Jet. Straight up, all beat him, and they all beat him by a lot. So it's not like, if Chase would have won and Eli would have got 10th, okay? Or Kenny would have got 13th, or, Coop would have got 12th or whatever. They're like, okay, one guy is a fuck ton of points ahead of me.
Yep.
And then the rest of them we're not that far apart.
Of
them all have double digits on him now.
Yeah.
This is just another feather in the cap that Jet Lawrence is chasing. Like, we haven't seen him have this shitty of a round and then rebound. Mm-hmm. Well, if he can rebound, that's another feather.
Yep. We're going to see real quick, the one thing we always talk about Jet is, what is it like when Jet has to go in panic mode straight up all the time?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to find out.
Yeah,
because we all talk about, like, him at 90%, and I've said this, like, him going over 90% is bad. Like, him at 90%, one of the best dudes, if not the best dude in the world. When he goes over 90, that's when he makes a ton of mistakes. Yeah. We're going to see what he does now when he's backed into a corner and he has to go full tilt.
I think this could be good. We talk about moving the goalpost. This goalpost is
reason to get up in the morning.
This is a reason to get up in the morning. You're in a hole.
But it does scare me a little bit though with him, because we all know the whole, and I made the joke when Eric was on, he gets super pissed or whatever, and he gets all serious and all this kind of shit, which every interview I saw with him, he looked unhappy. But like, we just still have yet to see him in a headspace where
don't slip and fall.
Yeah, don't slip and fall, old man. You got to see him in a headspace where he's just pissed and he wants to try to go demoralize everyone. Don't slip and fall.
Don't slip and fall.
Oh, I'm going to piss right next to my truck.
Oh.
That way it kind of lubricates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good thought.
So,
good thought.
Don't put any fucking salt.
Yeah, no. So, that's my biggest thing is I'm, you know what, maybe he can do it. It's not like it's never been done. We talked about Jeremy, we talked about Stu and RV. Those guys did it. Only 3 guys have ever done it, but those guys did it. But it's just, Jet's never been in this situation before where he's been this far back after round 1. He always comes out, usually fucking wins round 1. Mm-hmm. So where's his headspace going to be? Because he does. I don't know about you being the Jet guy, but every interview I saw from him, he does not look happy.
See, and I thought he was way better this weekend. Like in the off season, when they did that media day, But then this weekend, I thought it was much better, and he talked about like Hunter getting in his ear and being like, "Hey, bro, like quit fucking worrying about these people. Who cares? We're getting paid to ride dirt bikes. Like it doesn't matter."
I don't know if I mean the part of the fans. I'm talking about him. What we talk about with Jet is now all the shit with the racing side of him.
Yeah,
that part. I don't care about the whole the Hayden Deegan drama, all that. I'm talking about just the racing aspect of like, oh my god, like this is not even fun anymore.
Yeah, no, I think he'll be okay. Like I said, this to me is awesome because it gives him a reason.
If he doesn't win in San Diego,
He's got to be on the podium.
If
he's not on the podium,
and if Chase wins,
then it's turning it. Well, yeah, that's a whole there's a couple variables to this. Number one, if he's not on the podium, that's a problem. Number two, if Chase wins and he's not on the podium, that's an even bigger problem. Now, if you have a complete switch up, and let's say Chase and Kenny and Ando are 6th, 7th, 8th or whatever, and Jet's right there in the mix somewhere, say maybe like 5th or something, and whatever Eli, Coop, Barsha, podium. Okay, then again, I don't even know right here looking at what the points would shake out like, but then maybe okay. But it still isn't a good. It's still no matter what, it's a problem if he doesn't podium next round.
I honestly think that he's got to win, and he's got to distance himself from Chase and Eli and Coop.
Yeah.
So we in this show typically talk about fantasy supercross, and now that sports gambling is legal, we're allegedly not allowed to talk about that. But let me ask you this: next weekend, do you have your actual money on Jet winning?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen it before, so
yeah, but I haven't seen him look that bad in a long time.
$50 on Jet winning, or are you not putting money on Jet?
I wouldn't put money on Jet winning.
I put a bunch of money on Jet last night and lost. So
I wouldn't put money on Jet. I wouldn't. I put
you put money on Jet last night.
Mm-hmm.
What was the
spread?
I was doing like 5s and 10s.
My money would be on Eli.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be putting money on Jet to win. Honestly, hot take. I don't think Jet wins until we go Glendale.
That is a hot take.
That's round 5.
4. It's before we go to the East Coast swing, and it's Triple Crown.
Detroit's first East Coast?
No,
East
Tampa.
Coast? Oh, yeah.
And actually, the crazy thing is Glendale. He's not even really that good at Glendale.
Yeah.
Well, not that good.
Yeah. It's
Not
not
good.
good. It's not good. It's not good as a guy who won 9 races in his rookie season and 450 Supercross can be.
Well,
so
7.
Travis, you want to go out to Phoenix and see our friend Paul?
I don't know. Yes, no.
All right, who's next?
All of the above. Shane got 13th.
Quad Lock Honda.
Dude, Shane sinned.
Quad Lock Honda.
Quad Lock's big now.
Well, it's big, but Quad Lock Honda.
Dude, yeah, when I saw the semi rolling in, I was like, damn, your Reeves got a semi in the States? Damn, Quad Lock on the whole side.
I was like, damn. I was like, man, Joey's in a rig and he's not in the back 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy.
Poor Joey.
The two on that team?
Yeah, well, and then when they go east, Carson Mumford's the 250
Hey,
guy.
that's solid for Shane, though.
Yeah, no, that's a good ride
Man,
for Shane.
that guy...
Put Shane on a 250.
Yeah, no shit. He was like McGrath all
Can't
off season.
point it out.
Yeah, I know. That was me
McGrath,
being
96
That was
in
me being
Australia.
super pissed off at these dumb rules.
All right,
Right?
let's...
Shane on a 250, instant title threat.
I mean, pretty good on the 450 there.
Joey, too.
That's not nothing to shake a stick at.
No, I'm not shaking a stick, but put Johnny Sin.
He just won on a 250 in the
WSX.
Oh, he's like McGrath all off season.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't look like McGrath, but
all right, so our last kind of heavy hitter that we'll touch a lot on here, Jorge Prado, 14th.
I shit on him a lot.
Great
In the
start.
pre-show.
Great start.
Rode good. I think things
Love
after
Jorge.
like 5 laps just started happening real fast for him up there.
my only big issue with Jorge, and it's not surprising, as Eric alluded to quite a few times, only his 5th Supercross, and I think this comes down to what happened. I also think he pumped up, but like in the whoops with his whoop crash, and I noticed it a lot during the preseason videos because we all saw him. Jorge has a huge fucking issue when he gets locked into a main line, not venturing out and trying different lines, even with that main line. And I think we all know it's hard to do that in preseason. You're out there, even if you're riding with somebody, your brain can't go to that, like, oh, if I make a mistake, this actually matters. So you start rushing yourself.
Yeah.
All the videos I saw him, literally the same line, like inch, same line, lap after, which is great if you can do that consistently. But when the tracks break down like they do, especially on the West Coast, like, same thing.
Yeah.
All I saw last night, same line. He even kept going to the inside. He kept cutting down early in that right-hander before, setting up for the inside. It's like, oh, hey, man, you cross-rutted and got loose because you didn't start switching up your lines. That'd be my only critique of Jorge. Other than that, killed it. Showed he had the speed early in the race. Maybe pumped up later on. It is only his 5th Supercross, and he'd never been that high of a level that long on Supercross. He's going to be fine, and damn, he's going to be good, and I think he's going to get podiums.
Hope like hell he stays healthy.
I think he will.
I think that was a win for him last night because he left
Heat race
there.
was great.
I was going to say, good heat race, good
Maine
start.
was good. Maine was good too.
Ran up front, saw what that pace was like. Finished 14th, okay, not great. Hit the ground a couple times.
But he was like,
walked
what,
out of there.
8th? He was like 8th when he crashed, though?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's stoked on it if you ask
So
him to.
I assume,
I hope so.
maybe he goes back another spot and gets 9th if he doesn't hit the deck.
I still think he's top 10, yeah. Which, again, I think is a
which
total
is right
win.
where we put him.
And I think he podiums at the end of the year, man.
Ooh, Maybe.
Hey,
real hot
18
take
rounds,
here.
17 rounds?
Real
17, yeah.
Okay, hot take.
First, I'm going to praise him. I'm going to be a Sour Patch Kid. I'm going to be real sour, and then I'm going to be sweet.
Okay.
I was like, where are you going with that?
So,
Jesus.
I saw a lot of similarities to Vince Freeze.
Oh, my God.
With who?
Jorge Prado.
You talk about the fact that he can ride like he has eyes in the back of his head?
I'll have whatever he's had today.
Is that what you're talking about?
The fact that he pulls the holy, start fading a little bit, and then when he was fading, he's crossed the track, back across the track, playing a lot of good defense. Everything that people criticize Vince for, he was doing the same shit. Because Vince Freeze is a good fucking rider. He has eyes in the back of his head.
Eyes in the back of his head. It's race IQ.
So, no different than Vince Freeze. You can take that how you want it. You can take that as sour as not.
Vince will be like, fuck yeah.
No different, he says.
No different,
You know what it reminded me a lot of? 2016 Aston with Jeffrey Hurlings.
Dude, but
Jeffrey's probably watching that going, yep, that's Prado.
I wish that guy would come here.
So
he's going to.
All over the place, the whole deal, whatever. Riding just like Vince, crossing. No cross jumping maybe, but going real tight to the bales there.
Didn't take out Robbie Wageman.
But on the sweeter side,
here we go.
I liked the fight. I liked the fight out of him.
It's a Spanish thing,
he
man.
was acting, the squaring up, cutting back down, countering, getting back in the mix. Like
just ready for those outdoor battles with him and Jet.
He's really good.
Did that bike look soft to you?
That's how he's going to ride it, though, man.
Okay.
We talk about Jet. He doesn't like the harsh chassis. He wants it plush.
Yeah.
Jorge, you and me have talked about this in the truck before. Him and they ride very similar, especially outdoors, hopping, skipping over stuff, wheel tapping.
They need Ricky Carmichael or James Stewart to show that fucking guy the ropes.
On how to set up a bike?
For whoops.
I was gonna say setting up a bike. James Stewart is not the guy to go to.
Yeah, and Jorge's but no, that's the way Jorge's gonna ride his bikes. I don't think he's ever gonna change that. And I definitely understand what you're like. Yeah, there was some softness too, especially in the whoops.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's ever gonna.
Really
he's brand new to this. You don't think he's gonna evolve with it?
I think he's gonna evolve in the testing, but like to Travis's talk about the softness, I just don't think he's ever gonna be a guy that's gonna ride a stiffer, rigid setup.
No,
that's just not him.
No,
he's too much like Jet, or Jet's too much like him. Whatever you want to say.
It's gonna be cool to see him develop into like an actual Supercross rider, and then even more so like once it goes to the outdoors.
And another thing I'll say before we move on from him with the Cowie setup, and I even said this to Wyman because obviously he's a Cowie homer and you're a Cowie guy, and I'm not a Fox person,
not affiliated,
not a Fox person.
Kawasaki shirt on,
but I just like the brand.
The whole get up with him in the Fox gear on the Cowie with that RC rookie number.
I like it.
Fresh.
I don't like
the whole
purple on the gear.
You already answered my question for halftime, but we'll get there.
The lit kit,
there it is.
Fresh.
There it is.
I've been on the Jorge thing since he showed up here, and he was doing just regular motos at Fox.
Here we go with the Euros.
Fox.
You're right. He's winning Daytona. He's winning Daytona.
He might win Daytona. I mean, Tom did last year.
All right.
He's always going to go back to that. Well, Tom Biel won it.
Tom Biel did win Daytona.
1 out of 12 ain't bad.
Tom Biel won Daytona.
All right.
Can you fucking fall down again?
All right. Let's wrap these 450s up here.
Yeah, we are dragging along. We still got all the meat and potatoes.
We talked to Eric for an hour.
Potatoes?
So Freeze 15th, Mitchell Oldenburg 16th, Mitchell Harrison.
Hey, you did call that. You low-key called that.
I did.
Conflicted.
Conflicted with the Kev thing.
Yeah, 17th. Freddie Noren 18th. Ryan Brees. Thoughts on the Brees-Dillon situation?
Well, Dylan leave him a lot of room, but Dylan should know.
Dylan's never going to let that shit happen again.
Yeah.
And Ryan Brees, you're a big boy, but you might not want to get around Dylan next weekend.
I don't know. Brees put her in the main.
Yep.
Yeah, good for Brees, bro. And Brees has been riding arena cross for the last year and a half now.
Notable
what do you expect?
Guys to not make the main.
And his teammates, Vince Freeze.
Colt Nichols not making the main?
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Nope.
Not a good look.
That's not a surprise.
And Dylan Ferrandis not making the main.
Not a good look.
Chiz 20th?
Last season. Finally.
Straight out of the heat.
Straight out the heat, baby.
Little fist pump over the finish.
Yep.
I bet Papa Chisholm's a little bummed out.
Anybody disappointed with Joey Savacci going 21st?
Did he have the syndrome? What happened?
He had issues. I thought
what?
I thought he got stacked up in a crash on the first lap.
He got crashed.
Yeah,
There's no way he just got 22nd.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go back and watch, but I thought he got stacked up in a crash on the first lap.
Yeah, I got to go look for some reviews probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like, he was going to go out and get on the box or get a top 5, but like I thought he was stacked up.
Figured be in the top 10. You know?
Yeah, and I thought he got stacked up in the first lap.
He definitely got Shane Sins beat. Would he get?
Yeah, no shit. Although him and Shane might have some pretty wicked battles this year.
Maybe
wicked.
And then Benny DNF. Do you want to make a comment on that?
All
right, can we go to 250 class?
Definitely on my bingo card.
Can we go to 250 class?
No,
Benny doesn't like me. So.
Halftime, son.
All
I
right,
got a
that's
rant.
been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks, always well hung like Justin Barsha. And
Karen McAdoo.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in here
Jason
to
Anderson.
show 289 presented by Rev X Oil. Make sure to grab some max power for your pitter, for your big bike.
Yeah, I didn't even know those came in 16 ounces.
That is a big boy.
I went outside and followed Cole's footsteps, and I was laughing because it's funny.
Did you pee on his truck?
You better get. I saw where he went, and
No.
I wrote his name in the snow.
That's awesome.
When you
No,
pee?
I went right next to the driver's door of my truck and just de-iced it.
That's awesome.
With pee?
Yeah.
Your pee's that warm?
All right.
I can de-ice some shit.
Justin,
Okay.
Justin sits to pee, so he doesn't know about this.
Maybe, sometimes.
I'm really dehydrated. That shit's hot.
you should.
Shit's hot.
You need
anyway.
more electrolytes, bro.
Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. And this month for Complete Racing Solutions, we are highlighting the Coach Rob Podcast Network. So make sure to go check that out on all your podcast forums. Coach Rob has navigating amateur motocross, navigating vet racer motocross, or whatever it is for us vet racers. All sorts of good information there. So make sure to check that out. Coach Rob Podcast Network over there.
Shout out to Coach.
All right, halftime report here. Do you have Rev X segment?
I do. You want to let her rip?
No, we'll do it at the end.
Oh.
We'll do it at the end.
Okay.
That's a good finisher.
Ooh.
Along with our stock prices.
Ooh.
Money shot.
All right. Let's
Now
see
where's
here.
my check?
Anybody got a rant?
I do.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
go ahead.
All
Holster
right.
Code Reload rant, baby.
This is my rant. It pisses me off.
Grinds my gears.
Start
It really
Get off
grinds
my lawn!
gears.
Start
It really
yelling.
grinds my gears. We're professional motorsport.
Yep.
Correct?
Pretty close.
Ducati's a pretty fucking big deal coming into our sport, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty big deal,
So
right?
excited about it.
Right?
I have a little thing.
Yeah.
on this.
Nice looking rig, right?
Bike
Nice.
looks like ass.
Bike is. I get the green hubs.
It's a throwback.
I get the green hubs
There we go.
because it's Italian,
Yeah,
right?
it's a throwback.
You got the green, the red, the white.
Yep.
Go with a dark green, not baby shit green on the hubs.
Well,
That-
they're anodized.
okay.
that's
So we're the ones.
problem.
So we're the ones that Tomac ran, and they were dark green.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, you're
Yeah, yeah,
right.
Talking
Wait,
about the
do you
color
think
thing
you
right
think
now. The
those
color.
were a lighter green than Kawasaki hubs?
100%.
Or did it just look that way because it's on red?
No, they were like
All right.
my piss green.
Well, maybe they.
Your
Okay.
green's piss? Your piss is
And
green?
that's
The
that
Cowie
Mountain Dew.
ones were like Christmas tree green,
Yeah.
Okay.
More like this.
So we used to run on a rim.
like
on a-
darker than that even.
That's what our rims used to look like. The rims
All right.
back in the day.
So you're
My
pissed
other
off?
thing that really, really drives
Oh,
me
this is
nuts.
good. I know what this one is.
Yeah, you probably saw me comment
Oh, I
on
did.
every single photo.
did.
I
I did.
commented on all of
Let
them.
me hear it.
Troy Lee Designs.
Love it.
Does Troy have a real good attention to detail, Tom?
The best.
Well, when they unveiled the bike, the Dunlop logos were not at the top.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in
Yeah.
in the circle is like, oh shit, but. It's one of those
Yeah.
things that you're on the fly during the day, and it's like, oh yeah, this fucking
Well-
failed, and then you're like, ah, damn it, I
Roll the
fucking
logos
forgot.
to the top.
Yeah.
Takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's one of the oopsies, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There was lots of industry people commenting that.
yeah.
That was a big fucking thing.
Like,
General fan doesn't think
Doesn't
shit of
care.
it, but for people that are in the mix,
but it
they're like,
still
"Ah,
looks
shit."
dumb.
Yeah.
Still
think the
looks
bike
dumb.
was like shit.
You know what it makes me think of?
I don't like it.
You know, like you go to, you know, like your little kid doing crafts, and you know, like the googly eyes things that kids glue onto shit.
Yeah.
One eye pointing one way and one pointing the other way.
You mean Jeff Bezos?
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's awesome.
That's how the bike looked.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I feel you.
I mean, dude,
The Ducati had a lazy eye.
Jeff Bezos. The bike, I think the bike looked like shit.
So
I
that's
don't-
my rant.
I don't know how many Ducati dealers there are in Michigan, but the only one that I'm aware of is Ducati Detroit, and it's
There's
2 miles from-
Ducati Grand Rapids too.
Fox Power
It's 2
Sports.
miles
Power
from where I'm
Sports,
at.
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's 2 miles from where I'm at on Woodward, in Royal Oak, temporarily, and some acquaintances of mine just bought it. And that being said, I obviously, as you all know, I have my toes on the ground with motocross stuff, and if they're getting into motocross stuff, it'll be interesting to have a little influence on that maybe. Besides with the coating shop, with my coating shop, it would be cool to be like the Ducati guy, right? So you think about electric bikes or the new brands Ducati and Triumph, when you're in the 70s and you're Mitch Payton and you're Don Emler and those kind of guys, and you're like the first people to do a new market, then your next thing 30, 40, 50 years later, you're like the baddest motherfucker around because you're still doing it. If you're one of the top electric bike, Ducati, Triumph guys, and you're on the cutting edge, you have the opportunity to advance the sport. And you have the opportunity to advance your brand. And if the Ducati thing is a real hit, if these bikes are bad as fuck, because they're probably going to be, they could be advancing our sport. And that's something that I'm like pretty excited about.
Well, tell your boys at Ducati Detroit, if they're starting a team and you're getting ahead of the game, you're going to be the next Mitch Payton, don't put green hubs on it.
Yeah, word.
And make sure the Dunlop
and put the Dunlop tire stickers at the top.
Well,
so
okay,
we'll see how.
I mean, say we can go into the Ducati thing a little bit here before I get to my rants, because obviously we've already touched on this. I'm very interested to see how some of these sponsorships play out with it, because obviously Shell
Chip
logo,
Ganassi.
Chip Ganassi, like what's the actual involvement with it, right?
Yeah, that's
Super
a big
exciting.
the Chip Ganassi thing, dude. I maybe it's not as big of a deal as I'm making it, but that's why I put it in our group text.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a huge
fill me
deal.
in on that because
I don't know. That's the thing. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
I put it.
But what is Chip Ganassi to you?
Development.
I just know him as like a NASCAR team.
Chip Ganassi is a guy. He's kind of like we talk about.
They're NASCAR.
They're
and
NASCAR.
IndyCar?
They're NASCAR and IndyCar.
Okay.
But yeah, huge in the IndyCar side of things. So Chip Ganassi to me, like the only thing I can basically compare him to is like we look at like Rick Ware has his hands in all the motorsport stuff.
Right.
Chip Ganassi is kind of the same way. He's just very. Like, we all know if you're going to start a race team, the whole adage, like, oh, you want to make $1 million, you better start with 2. But, like, nobody ever really makes money on race teams. Chip Ganassi just loves racing, anything having to do with racing. He loves cars. He loves engines. I think that depending on what his role is on this team, he doesn't do anything half-assed. He likes to be the guy that's on the winning team, and he will throw money no matter what it takes.
Resources.
Yes. He's just got a lot of them. I mean, he's been around motorsports.
Development.
Yeah.
Development.
So,
Really
like,
is.
if he really is, like, has his hand in the cookie jar, I think that is a huge deal. Kind of like when I first saw that Cowie had Haas, I'm like, oh, what is Gene Haas doing? Well, come to find out, it's not that as big of a deal. It's just his, his machine stuff.
Which is a huge deal, but doesn't
That's
really
a
do
huge
much
deal,
for the
but
team.
yeah, it doesn't do much. But is Chip Ganassi going to help with that stuff?
That's really exciting to me because I don't think he's much in F1. I think he's really Indy.
It's
Indy
IndyCar.
and
Yeah,
NASCAR.
he's had an IndyCar team for I don't know, a while now.
Long time.
And he's always fucking doing every he can to win the Indy
They
500.
rip
I-
crazy RPMs, and
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
I want to say Tony Stewart drove for Ganassi
Yeah.
at one point,
Yeah.
didn't he?
There's been a lot of good guys over the years, but when I saw that, I'm like, if there's a lot behind that, that's a big deal. Now, once again, we don't know what capacity, but if it's a lot, that's a big name to have on your side going
Yeah.
into things.
Very exciting.
No, that's cool.
Has anybody have you two heard anything floating around the interwebs about them racing this summer?
Yes.
Well, Cairoli's here, and there's
I think Cairoli lines up on that thing.
There's a little bit of a rumor going around.
How many rounds do you think?
They
though?
said
Not a-
4.
Yeah,
or
there
so.
it just
So the last 4.
yeah. There's
But-
just a few, or well, yeah. I mean,
Because the outdoor, so I talked about this in my A1 press day breakdown video, that the rumors going around that they're going to race. I said outdoors is perfect, especially if they're talking July for bikes to be in there. Now I don't know how early you can get it homologated before
That's
July.
my question is homologation.
And
Like
they have a pass so every manufacturer gets their
No, that doesn't exist
the
anymore.
Works rule's gone.
Works rule's
So
gone.
your boys at Ducati Detroit are going to have to order 4 or 5 of these things for
Yeah.
Antonio to even race it.
Yeah, because you got to have 400, right? Is that what it
So
is?
it's like
I think-
400 or 500 bikes have
Yeah.
to be in the state.
Yeah.
400.
And that's going to be interesting on the dealer side that I deal with every day. You know, your floor plan's going to go up another 30, 40 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, interesting.
the Ducati dealerships, they're few and far between. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
they got to pack a lot of bikes into a slim amount of dealerships.
I mean, you're gonna have 5 bikes in each dealership.
it
I
would
think.
it would. So yeah, it'd probably
But-
be Washougal.
Yeah, that was my thought, was like, okay, are we gonna go mid? Because outdoors broken up into 3 sections basically. So are we gonna go middle stint or are we gonna go final stint just to?
Also known as after Laurel Lynn.
Yeah,
I think you see it at Washougal because obviously a lot of people just like it'd be cool to debut at Washougal. Everybody, the picturesque of Washougal, and then you get the 2-week break, and then you go to Crawfordsville,
yeah,
and then you bust out the last 3 for Crawfordsville, Dilla, and Butts Creek.
yep.
So I mean, yeah, that's so you heard the same thing about with Cairoli and all that. And
Maybe Cairoli, but I mean, do they have Guadagnini come over?
No, they are not
or
bringing Matteo over here. He is not
they-
the guy you want on that test
They
bike.
bringing Sewer?
No, I don't see that either.
I'd be lucky if you did.
I think
Where's,
it'll.
where's Katie Wolf going?
He's got a.
He's going to pro.
The other thing
he's doing his MX2 thing.
You know, the other
he wants
thing
to
that
come over though.
if we want to start talking GP guys, I thought it was interesting they had Adamo over here. Who's he having conversations with?
Well, he tested some Supercross.
Did he?
Yeah, he tested some Supercross, but they straight up asked him. They're like, "Oh, maybe see you over in Supercross," and he just kind of goes, "Well, I kind of want to go, stay over in Europe for a little bit." And I'm just thinking, so it's already been brought up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that
it's been brought up. Didn't go well.
Didn't go well.
I think that Troy Ducati has Justin Marcia, and I think that Jason Anderson and Ken Roczen want to go there, but won't have a spot because they're going to bring over a GP rider. I think there's going to be two 450 riders, and then they're going to bring another 250 guy on, two 250 guys, but one at first to develop the bike, and then two to race.
Well,
250 is like 2-3 years out.
Yeah. Well, there's only one guy right now coming over from the GPs that's slated that actually would be worth the shit putting money into, and oddly enough, the team that he's on right now may not even exist next year, and that's Lucas Kunin.
Yeah,
and I don't think the Kunins are going there. I think so.
No, they're not going there.
I can't see Roczen making it work because he's not going to give up Red Bull money unless he can
I've
take
heard
Red
they're
Bull
working
with him.
on it. I've heard.
Does he also want to give up the Fox
Is he going to
money?
give up Fox money?
I don't know, but I've heard they're working on it.
Roczen's
Red Bull, right?
Roczen's the guy they want.
Troy Lee's Red Bull, right?
No, Ducati's Monster.
Ducati will be their monster overseas. They're not monster here. The thing that they got to work around here is gear.
Yeah, Kenny
I
ain't
heard
giving
it
up
was the Red Bull
Fox.
thing.
But I don't think Kenny gives up Fox.
That was
either,
what I
though.
heard has been the big holdup.
I don't think he
is
gives
the
up
Red Bull
Fox. Makes
thing.
too much money.
Either one
He's
of
been
them.
on Fox
Fox.
since he was born.
He would.
But listen, Troy Lee.
Long time.
But here's the thing. I might come back to that is Troy Lee stepped up to get Barsha out of
I was
Alpine
just about to say the
Stars.
same thing.
Yeah, but you got to think that Kenny's deal. What Barsha was making? What 300K?
No.
How much was he making?
He was making
Barsha
like
was close to.
750.
Barsha was
like-
close to $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh well,
And I'll bet you
Kenny's making more than
I'll
that.
bet you Kenny's 115.
And I bet you now that Troy controls his own company.
Fuck
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet it's.
I love it.
I think Roczen would be sick in Troy Lee.
I think
honestly.
Barsha. I don't think Kenny. I think Barsha is a good pick, but that's the thing, man. I look at all the other 450 dudes, and I don't see one that's jumping out that would be the next guy up. I think
would love it, but won't get it. Jorge Prado, his timing just happened to work out in a bad way because
Prado-
he would love to be.
Prado's on a
Cowie.
3+1 deal with
Yeah.
Cowie
Yeah,
anyway.
he's-
Timing
So.
didn't work out.
Yeah, he's in long term.
I mean, you got to think of like a 250 dude that'd be moving up.
I don't
Because
know.
like I can't see any of the other 450 dudes. Everybody's either locked in or going to be retiring in the next year.
I think that it's got to be Kenny or Ando.
I think it's
Anderson's gonna go triumph. I think
Okay.
unless he
They're
unless he
450.
steps up and Cowie locks him in again.
No, there's no way Cowie locks him in because Cowie's gonna pull what's it called?
Deegan.
Well, they're trying.
Yeah, but
But
they ain't gonna pull
that's-
Deegan
but
unless
I
they
don't
step
think
up
so,
with factory
because
support.
I think
Deegan's
Deegan's
gonna
going to go
do
his own deal. But so the big holdup with Cowie so far, from what I've heard, maybe you've heard different. Your
Sexton?
check says that.
I don't know
Well, no,
shit.
Sexton is another thing too.
still
But the
think
other
Sexton
big
goes
the
to
other big
Star.
holdup is they want to see how Ando is with Prado.
Yeah.
they seem fine already.
I don't know.
pretty chill
I
dudes.
haven't heard anything behind the scenes yet, so we'll see when we get.
I'm
midway
sure they're
through the
fine.
season.
Behind the scenes, Anderson's like cool dude.
Prado's chill, Ando's chill. They probably have nothing in common, but I don't see how they would butt heads. Even if like Prado starts beating him in Supercross, I don't see it because
all I'm saying is there has to be something
No, I
there
understand
that
what you're
they're
saying.
worried about it because it's been very openly talked
Well,
about. that
Ando
that's
just-
what they're doing.
Ando just doesn't get along.
So
with a lot of
let me
people.
throw a crazy one at you.
I also think they are trying to wait and see how he does this year. To be honest,
Prado
with
or
you.
Ando?
Ando.
Oh.
No, Prado's a 3+1. He's
No,
locked. He's
I didn't know
locked
where you were
until
going. Yeah, okay.
he's locked 25,
Yeah,
26,
yeah,
27, and 28.
Yeah.
with his option.
Do they do a flyer on Sexton? Troy Lee swallows his pride and lets him wear his own gear
Troy would never do that.
What do you mean?
on Ducati.
No, he'll.
No.
they'll-
They gotta be in
if
Troy's
they
gear.
If they take. If the Red Bull's not the holdup and it is the gear, even though I've heard the Red Bull, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
Well, I'm saying
They're-
any rider like
yeah,
to land a big guy.
Troy is gonna pay that.
Yeah, but they got to be in his gear.
Yeah, like Troy will make that worth their time,
Yeah.
essentially. So if that's what they're really doing, it just depends to me on how, I guess for lack of a better term, you would say serious Troy is about it. Because from what I understand, this wasn't as much of Ducati's bringing money in as we thought. It was Ducati was bringing a little bit, and they wanted you to bring a huge amount. So it just depends how locked in Troy is to having a team and wanting to make this work and not just like float around essentially and be like, yeah, I got a team, but like not really that worried about it, you know?
This topic's really interesting to me because for two reasons. One, Ducati's like the cutting edge. They're like, Ferrari shows up. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna race. And the other thing is, Troy Lee is one of my lifelong heroes. Right. So to see, like, he's a stylish motherfucker in everything he does. Literally everything down to the backpacks is so stylish, and the way that they get different sponsors and the way that they put the race team together is unlike anyone else I've seen. So to see them developing a new team around a new manufacturer is very cool.
Yeah. If you want somebody to bring some random money, it's gonna be Troy.
Yeah,
Atari hotels, Wow Waffles.
I think
I think the
whatever. Wildest thing though is that like with as big as news as this is and as big of a deal as this is, it's crazy to think that none of us really have, or anybody in the industry really have any idea who's going to be on that team.
They need a contender. They need someone that can fucking win.
And that's the problem is there's a bunch of dudes that can win, but the guys that can win right now are either locked in or they're all going to be retiring soon.
Which is why I think they're
also
really
my
hard
second
on
thing is
Roczen.
if I'm a guy that can win, I'm not going to an unproven bike.
No.
Yeah,
No, because that bike, luckily they're going to have they had some data from the few rounds. Arnhem and I don't know what the other one. Then they did the Italian series with Lupino and Cairoli last year, but we're really going to find out because the GPs obviously start in March with Sewer and Mattia. But like once again,
those guys aren't going to win over there.
Sewer is like the wild child. He's like the European version of Barsha. And Mattia, no offense to him, he hasn't done shit since he got on a 450. So like I don't know if you're any of these dudes. You're like, oh, cool, big paycheck. Is that going to be worth the headaches? Because I think they're going to go through a lot of growing pains, especially in Supercross.
Yeah. So they got Cairoli developing the bike, but that ain't Supercross.
No,
that's what I mean.
Great developer if you're talking about just strictly riding sand and knowing how to ride fucking like gravel pit lime.
I mean, they were riding a shit ass track developing that bike.
Dude, they were riding at Mantova. Nobody rides Mantova during the week.
Like outdoors, dude, that thing will probably be solid. Maybe those GP guys will be able to prove some stuff, but Supercross pays the bills over here.
I haven't seen any releases on it yet, but I looked at some of the pictures. I did the whole finger zoom in on my phone yesterday. Looks like an aluminum frame.
Did you look at the tire stickers?
Yeah, I sure did. that was the same pictures that I was looking at.
When I just looked at the head on the bike though, I was like, oh, that looks like a Kawasaki engine.
I don't know what they got.
Aluminum frame. A lot of the parts are CNC machine. You can see them.
I mean, dude,
well, that's because that's not a production bike.
Right.
They said it wasn't production, which is even more interesting because, like, okay, so within 6 months you're gonna finalize production and make that many bikes to get it homologated here. Like,
yeah, usually they're in the final phase.
All I know is if they show up at any of the nationals this year with Cairoli, the first national they show up with, it is going to be a huge fucking deal.
I'm gonna want to go to that one.
Me too.
Is Iron Man in the last 4 this year? Because I know they moved it.
No, it's right after the break. So Iron Man is the 9th of August, and of our favorite track just happens to be the finale this year in the one line. Budds Creek.
Really?
Love Budds Creek. Love the track. Love the facility. Yeah. Not a great racetrack to have your finale.
Garbage, dude.
Nope. All right. So moving on here, back to
Budds, didn't you? You raced Budds Creek, didn't you?
Hell no. I ain't even touch a pro national.
Oh, I thought you were there for Loretta's qualifier.
I tried to qualify for Loretta's twice in my life. Yeah.
Made it once.
All right.
Yeah, Baja.
Back to my Holster Co. reload rants here. First off, the fucking Spanish commercials.
The what commercial?
The Spanish commercials.
Oh, hang on. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Who invited this guy?
Sorry, I hit my head earlier.
What are you doing over there?
I'm making content for the Instagram.
Oh boy, the fucking Spanish commercials. Like, it's great that we have a Spanish broadcast, but do I have to watch Spanish commercials that I can't fucking understand?
I just turned the volume down. I
didn't see any of them.
It's unbelievable.
I just turned the volume down.
Okay, and my last Holster Co. reload rant, and I thought about this last night as I was watching the heat races. Can we go to a fucking 2-moto format in fucking Supercross?
You mean like SMX?
Just like SMX, just like outdoors. They talk about making the points, working out the points, right? Because you get so many more for outdoors. So, like, it fucks some of these guys that do Supercross only. If we had 2 motos that we paid points for in Supercross, then all of a sudden it's about the same. So that's crazy.
Hey man. We talked about this, but you know what? To your and especially Jace, there would be no privateers in the night show anymore because we would get rid of them during the day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and we would never see our guy Kevin Moran's yank a holy in the LCQ, and then we would never see Mitchell pass him on the last lap.
So you're saying you want to eliminate heat races?
He wants to do the qualifiers, basically like what they do in SMX during the day.
Yeah, I want to do qualifiers during the day.
So you'd have the LCQ would always be the last part of qualifying during the day.
It could be.
Let's talk as casual fans right now. You're gonna go to the night show. You're gonna bring your 3 kids with you. and you're gonna watch 4 mains and go home.
Get there early and watch qualifying.
Let me break this down as the casual fan right now. So you come in, you bring a casual fan with you.
Yeah.
You now have to explain,
Bring a nice lady at some
hey, so this stuff we're going to watch during the day is qualifying. And what they're qualifying for is a gate pick for a heat race. And then that heat race is qualifying to make it into the main and to get your gate pick. But the gate pick doesn't really matter anymore because we have these start devices, these grates, and everything else. So basically everything you watch up until you get to the main really doesn't fucking matter.
Fucking bike.
Really doesn't matter. And then you got to run these mental gymnastics through them because people just look at you and go, what?
Honestly, man, I'm not for the same reasons you're talking about, just for the pure racing aspect. I love it. We just did 2 15 plus 1 for 250, 2 20 plus 1 for the 450 guys.
If we want continuity throughout the whole thing, it needs to be a 2-moto format.
No, I agree.
That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And it took me until the end of last year for this to click of like, bro, we go outdoors, we race 2 fucking motos. We qualify in the morning, we do 2 fucking motos. We go to SMX, we qualify in the morning, we do 2 fucking motos.
Yeah, because then we could go back to, hey, Friday is just, practice day.
Mm-hmm.
Friday's practice day.
Friday's practice.
I did like when they used to have a separate day for practice. And
you mean back in the Nationals when we did Saturday practice and qualifiers and then Sunday race?
I think that needs to be a thing too if you need to have Friday practice. Like with SMX.
Yeah.
And then you can have all of this shit that you have with the SMX rounds. I think it's...
Dude, Friday practice day at the SMX is awesome. It's just real chill, down to earth, everything. Yeah. Everybody's just out there doing their thing. We're getting some content.
Well, and as Jace has been talking about, dude, can you imagine, like, Jets qualifying yesterday? He's okay, goes across, he's top of the board, sweet. Pulls in, gets off his bike, takes his helmet off. He's sitting there like at the GPs, watching the fucking board, watching Tomac do his fast lap, going, oh shit, that's where he just got me by a 10th. Sweet. Make this points, make the change, put the helmet back on, goes out, rolls 2 laps, boom, hits another fast one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've said this for a couple years now. I think that, Jesus.
Do I even want to know?
Jesus. I think we should go to the 2-moto format. I'm all about it.
So Cole just posted a thing to the Moto Aftermath Show.
Holster Co. Reload rant there. All right.
I welcome the idea of having a separate day for practice because I think that as Supercross, Motocross, and even Arena Cross, you have, like, you go and you do a quick parade lap and then it's fucking go as fast as you can. There's no like learn the track.
Look, bro, we did it for like 30 years. We did it for 30 years. Friday, whether it was Supercross or outdoors, was always practice day, and Saturday was the night show, and then outdoors Saturday was practice and qualifying, and Sunday was the actual motos. And hey, guess what?
Have you been to an SMX race yet?
I have not.
You can go to Chicago, right?
Oh, yeah. Gotta go to one.
Yeah, no, you gotta go because this Friday practice just incredible.
It's chill. It's just laid back. Everybody's out there.
I like it.
Everybody's out there just doing their thing.
SMX is sick.
Okay.
Don't point at me like that.
Oh. Did you read the note?
No.
Thanks for fucking being part of the show.
Okay. You're welcome.
So we found out
you do have an iPhone now.
Yeah, I do.
So we found out why the goat farm closed. Remember we were doing all that speculation? Oh, it's fucking Hurley.
It was Cole Sealy.
Yeah.
I
Lame. Fucking dumb.
Exactly.
Lame.
Never was Hurlings.
They closed the goat farm down. They wouldn't let anybody go there for a test.
Show.
Yeah. It was Cole Sealy.
Wasn't Hurlings like I claimed it was never going to be.
Because they had found out that Cole Sealy was eligible for 250s again, and he was talking to, was it MCR? He was
because he rode from MCR.
And then Star found out, so Star flew him out and had him ride a test and like put an offer in front of him and stuff.
That sounds like such a Bobby Regan and Brad Hoffman thing.
Dude, they're such a
assholes.
So that was lame.
I think that's cool.
I mean,
actually, Brad Hoffman, you're not
I don't have any problem with Cole Sealy. It's just not as cool as like Hurling's coming over or something.
It's crazy that they're like making it like
this big thing for Sealy, who
that and the Star team grabs the young kid, and they say fuck the guy through the middle, and then they're like, dude, let's take the old veteran guy.
Fucking, you're either going to be 10 years old or we're going to take a guy that's 30.
Yeah.
Well, the benefit of hiring Cole Sealy is he's able to help you develop your bikes.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to say anything.
Do you want?
Never mind. We'll never have Cole Sealy on the show. I've also heard he's kind of a dick.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there, I guess, that says he's a dick.
He'd love to come on. And
dicks,
if he'd
good.
That was a good one.
What?
That was a good one.
Must be a Cole thing.
All right. Do you
Holy shit!
Do you want to talk lit kits? Because I got
lit kits and shit kits.
I already said my lit
Yeah,
kit.
you
It's
already
Prado.
said
Are you down with the pink and purple gear?
I thought that shit looked tight.
I already said it's Prado's the lit kit for me.
Yeah, especially against the green. Look
Yeah.
good.
I've
Yeah.
been Fox and Troy Lee for the last since I retired. Really, I've been Fox and Troy Lee, and I like them a lot. But I'm out on pink and purple, dude. I'm out.
I'm in. It's coming back
I like
around.
it.
Seafoam pink is
I
coming
think the
back
neon,
around
the
too.
neon shit's pretty cool. The glow stuff or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
purple.
We're talking about Triumph's gear.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Purple
Dayglow.
and pink's coming back.
The Renan stuff from last year was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like the flashy shit.
Renan is Jeff Fox.
Yeah, it's Pete Fox. Pete Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete Fox and stuff.
They sold Fox, and now he's doing another one. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah. The Capital Company bought Fox out and all that. So this is just kind of his own
And I've
passion
never
project.
And I've never been a Fox guy, but Prado's stuff has been on point in my
Fox
opinion.
doesn't miss very often.
No, they
No,
don't.
they're
I'm
so
not a
good.
fan of Fox, but I think that
I was watching like Bar to Bar 06 and
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
and I was
always
like,
been- always
damn,
been
dude,
sick.
Stu looked pretty good back then, too.
Well, that was
When
back
I
in
was
the-
little, I was Fox, and then most of my career, I was like MSR
I think-
and other things. But now I'm on Fox.
let's be real, dude. Anybody from our generation at some point was a Fox guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
everybody's
From our
first set of
generation,
gears,
it's,
Fox,
at some
like-
point you were a
Apple
Fox
was my
guy.
Rep. Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Or Shift.
But,
Or shift. That's true.
man.
You got a point.
Shift, shit kits, lit kits got to go. Eli looked good, man.
Yeah, that was good.
Dude,
Eli
A-Star
looked
stuff
good.
is always sick.
Which is
I
such
agree.
it's such a contradiction because Eli's kit was exactly the same as Anderson's.
Yeah.
And Anderson's was a little loud and wild for
Yeah,
me.
its color scheme wasn't as good.
I really didn't like it, but they put the black where the white was on Eli, and it looked good, dude.
Yep.
I don't really understand the top guys all being Alpine Star. Like, there's only one dealer around me that sells Alpine Star, and it's not the top of the line guys you see.
Every
Supercross.
dealer can get it. If you're a Western Power Sports dealer, you can
Yes.
get Alpine Stars. Yeah. Yeah, but Alpine Stars, dude, they want the best guy. They go get them. They always have.
Big money, and it's family-owned company. Come to find out,
Probably
why.
Italian mob links.
That's
Oh,
why.
for sure. For
Pat-
sure.
Swiss?
Italian. No, they're Italian. Yeah.
Yes, I mean if they're passionate about a guy, they grab him. So,
Yep.
man, I am. Shimoda stuff didn't look good that on the Honda. I
Nope.
didn't think.
Nope. Didn't like
But
that either.
Kenny's gear looked pretty good on the Suzuki.
Yep.
Kenny's a bad motherfucker, you guys.
I think the
Yeah.
O'Neill shit was the shit kit.
What?
I didn't like the O'Neill stuff.
I was just getting
J.
ready to
Coop.
say. I was just ready to say Cooper looked pretty good.
I was
I didn't
enjoying
like
the
it.
ride.
I didn't.
It was like Scott Blue, right?
It was a lit kit. Besides the shade of pink on the boots was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm all the way out on pink. I'm all the way out on it. And you see so many guys that go down and get hurt, and I go
You
back
never
to
been in some pink? You're all the way out.
I was gonna go there, and I'm like, nah, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop.
He's like, well, he dropped some gay stuff on me earlier. Now he's talking about. not wanting
You
to be
don't
anywhere
like
near the
pink?
pink.
You don't like pink?
I've done a couple of sets of pink in my day, and I very rarely wear it. And for me, it's whatever. Okay.
I can't. Sorry, can we move on?
Yeah.
I can't. I can't do it.
Here's
I
the
can't do
thing.
it. It's not
in our
good.
era, Stu had a thing about.
Oh,
pink-
Stu has been in some
a
pink.
superstition. Well, the thing is it was a superstition, and Ricky Carmichael followed the same superstition.
Orange.
Chad Reed followed the same superstition.
Emig had some superstitious.
Chad just hated blue and white.
Emig was
Well,
superstitious
is
about in the middle of summer, 110 degrees out, wearing all black. Just gonna wear
camo.
all
That
black.
shit was tight.
Camo
Jeff
shit.
MX style.
Fro style. Yeah.
All right. So last thing I have for Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here. Some of the biggest talking points this week here was the Deegan video and him dropping the little bombs about 2026 with the 250s and stuff, which I think now is pretty open source, that they're basically making age and sound changes to the 250 class here. The sound restrictions, the first thing. Now,
The age thing's not that big of a deal. in my
I was
opinion.
listening to
Talk to me.
I was listening to a Pulp thing, and they were like, "Oh, it's not that big a deal. They're not dropping it that many decibels, whatever." I heard it's like 10 decibels,
That's a huge jump.
That is a huge deal.
and I've heard that it is actually a thing. And you brought up that Kawasaki's are right now. They're saying the 25s are like slow,
Yeah,
and that's because they got ahead of the curve, knew it was coming, and so your bike is quieter at this point.
Vacuum cleaner.
100%. So so the exhaust on the 450, everybody was shitting on the new generation when it came out for being slow and all this stuff. Got to put the airbox on and all that. That's why.
Yeah,
So all the manufacturers are going to have to step up and make some changes. And from what I know, that Kawasaki tried to get ahead of it.
yep.
That's
So
crazy if they're going to go down that far, because like GP bikes are always known to be slow because they're quieter, and that's like 4 decibels, not 10.
I remember the days of 107 decibels putting fucking rags in the airbox for sound testing. You're like, dude, I don't know if this is going to make it. I have no idea.
Dude, like Josh Grant's Twin Piper, dude.
Dude, we would roll up into testing it or for sound testing arena cross and like fucking 2 rags. Put the 2 rags in there.
Barely get it to run.
Barely.
Yeah, foam the airbox.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't know for sure if it's 10. I've heard 10. I also heard that it was less than that. But it still is. Either way, like Star is already on the verge. They're failing sound test on a weekly
Jeff
basis.
failed sound test, apparently.
Why are we even worried about this?
Jeff failed sound test,
Why?
apparently.
About sound?
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody call fucking Donald Trump. Let's get this straightened up.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think if they're all bitching about the bikes being slow, dude, these bikes the factory bikes are still going to be fine. Okay, they lose like a couple 5 horsepower, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Nobody cares. Like these bikes, dude, they're still
They're still going to
good.
figure out how to cheat
let's
the sound test.
let's
like-
put these kids at
That's the
125.
biggest thing. Is we
Yeah, let's go
cheated.
back to the 125
Yeah.
days. Like, y'all need to watch the Gary Bailey videos that he puts up on YouTube. I still like your idea from a couple years ago. We go back and watch
I
some
know
Gary
we should,
Bailey.
dude. It's
Watch
like
those
Beast
videos
React.
of watching 2001 practice with Pastrana on those dog turd RM125.
Yeah.
Great bikes,
I
dog
have
turds.
a 25, the slowest bike I ever
But
owned.
great bikes. Great handling bikes. Look
Got a
good.
title.
Let's look back on those days and then come talk to me and all these kids that grow up on, your stock 250F is 42 horsepower. Come back to me and then we'll have this conversation because you guys don't know shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry,
and
that was a
then
rant.
the other
age one?
So the age one is because there's gambling now, so you can't bet on 250s this year. You won't be able to bet on them until next year. So they raised the age this year to 17 to go pro, and next year it'll be 18.
What?
Yeah,
It's like
so you
a
won't be
twisted-
able to.
Because people can bet on you?
Yeah,
This is like a Twisted Tea thing where the 250 guys couldn't be
That's
on that side of the tent.
crazy.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that.
I don't.
That's
so
crazy.
so I've heard.
Yeah, maybe we'll
heard,
get injury reports now.
Well, so I've heard
No.
that
Let's AC's talking.
All the PR
I've heard
idiots
that
in
there's
the sport.
also stories out there that they're saying it's because of insurance, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's the betting side of
Okay,
things.
I
That's
don't-
crazy, you guys.
I don't think either of those, the
insurance
sound
is
thing
another
or
topic
the
that's
age
big.
thing,
Yeah,
is that big
insurance
of a
is
deal.
big topic too, but
I don't think the
it's-
age or sound stuff is that big of a deal.
Well, no, like insurance is a big topic in general because as of I heard like last week or something, AMA doesn't have a company that's gonna cover AMA tracks for insurance. That means there's no AMA sanctioned events can run without insurance, and nobody will cover these tracks.
Well, maybe the AMA needs to use some of the money that we all pay.
Don't believe
to
me, I already went down
insure
Lobbyists.
the shit instead of out there not lobbying for anything that's helping us.
I already went down that road. Don't
Sean,
worry.
can you and Davey come on the show? Can we have this conversation?
This is really interesting because that's a huge
Sean's our buddy now, so
It's a big problem.
We can
it's
ask
a big problem.
That derails our whole sport real quick.
100%.
They'll figure it out.
That's why it's a big problem.
This is what happens when you get a thing like we have where everybody's fucking sue happy.
Look, man, we'll have an outlaw series. It'll be fine. It'll be
So
fine.
yeah, I mean,
It'll be fine.
whatever.
But
So-
the whole thing with the sound, the DBs, and then all the age for the 250 class, people making a big deal about it. It's not that big of a deal.
So you're saying that none of the AMA tracks have insurance this year,
So
as of right now.
You got
I-
the Battle Creek inside.
So like Battle Creek,
Yeah.
and I don't know if Doug went over insurance stuff when you talked
I
to
don't
him.
remember if he did
how
or not.
that works out.
I
But
asked
the
him-
AMA,
I asked him a question, but we didn't dive that
any
deep
track
into it.
that's AMA sanctioned,
Yeah.
AMA provides the insurance for a race day
Okay.
to cover the race.
Okay.
Unless the track, so Battle Creek did it a couple times to get an independent insurance company for like practice days.
Got it.
So like if you notice now, Battle Creek went back to AMA for insurance.
Okay.
So when you go ride a practice day, you got to buy an AMA card, right?
Yep.
Pisses a lot of people off.
Yep.
That's where that ties in.
Got it.
Right now, AMA
Wow.
can't find said insurance company.
They'll figure it out. It's fine.
That's because we're too busy not lobbying for anything useful.
I don't know.
I'm not
You
gonna.
have a key to
I'm not
Battle
gonna-
Creek? You still have a key?
I'm not gonna cause. I'm not gonna get
We
all
can
up
go
in
in there
arms,
if we
up in
want
arms,
to.
and all that bullshit. It'll be fine.
The reason I asked that is because if that insurance policy is a thing, if you have a key, you go ride whenever you want. Like, I wonder how that works.
That is just based on the track itself being covered by an insurance company, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah, but to hold events, that's
Yeah.
a whole different story.
Whole different ballgame. Okay. Anything else for the halftime report?
You guys just blew my fucking mind right now. I gotta get it back together.
you want to? You wanted to hit me with some vacuum talk?
No, we don't have time for
No,
that.
not. Well, let's talk about the vacuum next week because we've gone.
Are we
real
doing the
long.
stock? Are we gonna do the stocks thing before we go to the 250 class, or you want to do it after?
Now we'll have to. We'll wrap it up with the stock situation
Wrap it up
and
with
the Rev
stock,
X stuff.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
go all the way to the end.
so
Maybe I'll
that's
timestamp it.
All right, so that's been your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. So again, make sure to check out the Coach Rob podcast there with Complete Racing Solutions. We want to thank Rev X Oil for presenting the show, keeping the lights on here for this extra long episode we got going on here. So
we suck at staying on track.
I think that's better. I think the fans love it.
Let's jump in.
Some of them.
All 7 of them.
250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. Make sure to check them out. All sorts of hard part needs there. They do all sorts of different bike builds. There's different. They can help you out with your motorcycle.
They're the PW specialists.
He works on PWs a lot. Bit of a touchy subject right now after my interview there with what's his nuts, but
I don't know nothing about that.
yeah. So anyway, but they can help you out with. They do all sorts of bike stuff for every size bike. So make sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. All right. So when there's no pressure, when no one talks about him, he wins. We just flip-flopped it, right? So no one talked about him coming in, so Joe wins because there was no pressure. Now, next week, he'll probably get like 5th.
That's why he wears yellow gear, because he's fucking yellow.
Jesus. We're on YouTube, man. Come on.
Jeez, that came out aggressive.
Unbelievable. Oh, my
Great
God.
guy, but
So is that why Suzuki's are yellow? No, I'm just
Jesus.
no,
my
no
God,
saber tooth
you guys.
in Joe.
Anyway,
Oh, my God.
Careful, his dad's connected.
I don't care about that. I like Joe, but
I think Shimoda's. I think a lot of his success is definitely to his change in the offseason.
Going to Eric Sorby or moving to Florida?
Whoa, Eric Sorby.
Yeah, he's working with Sorby.
Sorby's his coach. He's not with Nick anymore.
Eric Sorby's like a coach.
When he moved to Florida, Sorby's his coach now.
Look, I love Nick Way, Michigan guy, but I think a lot of those guys. Need
Oh,
to
we're not going to get on this. You'll get me heated, bro.
You opposite with me, or you agree?
I'm opposite with you.
Okay. I mean, everybody that was kind of with Way kind of started shitting the sheets.
I know your argument. That's for a different podcast, but go on with your Joe thing.
Anyway, he got the fuck out of California.
Yeah, everybody needs to do that.
Eric Sorby's kind of out of left field. I
There's
can't see
drones
that guy
running around out there.
It's wild, isn't it?
That is wild, but maybe he's just like one of those weird.
You ever know how Kuzo looks like Eric Sorby?
Maybe that's why
Can
they
we
both look
stay
like
on
weenies.
topic
But
here?
anyway,
We're deep now.
yeah, we're deep here. If somebody's still listening to the show, thank you.
Yeah, for all of you
Y'all's
members,
nuts. Y'all's
for all
nuts
you
is still
members
listening
that are
'cause
still
y'all
watching
nuts
the
in there?
live stream.
Because this is Hayden
You got any
Deegan.
comments on it?
Because
I
Hayden
can't.
Deegan.
I told you I can't see
Because
it
you're not even a member of his own show.
until I figure it out.
Yes, off-season change for Joe Shimoda, whether it be Eric Sorby, whether it be Florida, whether it be actually starting with a stock bike and then throwing parts at it instead of just jumping on the Lawrence setup. Dude, it worked. I mean, that main was flawless. Flawless. And Dan Truman has his ECU running, so I don't know what's going on with the other guys.
Yeah, I mean, what have we always, like what Travis said about the pressure thing, but we've always said about Joe, like what happens when he gets a start? He usually wins or he usually gets on the box.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited about.
I was just going to say, when he ripped a start last night and he did what Joe does when he gets good starts.
Oh,
Like,
he's gone, dude. He rode
Joe-
a really good race.
Joe was solid the whole entire time. We'll get to Juju next, but like Joe was solid the whole time. Joe doesn't really, outside of his starts being super inconsistent, doesn't have a lot of flaws. Like, he doesn't fade. It's crazy because we talk about how dedicated Joe is to the work ethic, like how much time he is compared to everybody else, because sometimes his heart's not in it. You know, he doesn't override the bike. He doesn't bitch and moan about bike setup where he's going into left field all the time, where bike looks good one weekend and all of this. Joe is just solid. Joe gets starts. Joe usually wins, or he's on the box. So, I mean, like we talked about with Levi, who was going to be the other guy, that was going to challenge Hayden. And now Levi's not there. Joe is always one of those other dudes. We just never talked about him because Joe's starts are super inconsistent.
Yeah.
Well, if Joe's going to get starts all of a sudden, Joe's going to be real tough to beat. Now, Travis is right.
I found the chat.
Joe,
man.
Joe,
The chat's probably gnarly.
Joe next weekend could probably get 5th.
Flip that around. I want to read them.
All right, so all of a sudden,
Y'all nuts in
What?
the chat.
Nah,
We
show
heard
it
you.
to you.
We heard
Anyway,
you.
go ahead.
No,
No,
we heard.
that's all I got. That's all I got with Joe.
That's all I really got with Joe
point,
too.
okay.
It's just going to be interesting if he keeps the ball rolling, because now everybody's like, But he finally won right off the rip. That hasn't happened before.
Third win now as a 250 guy.
I mean, not a lot of guys can say they got 3 wins, which is pretty good. But
So my question for you is that
we kind of got to eat crow because we were like,
I mean, we didn't think Joe was going to do much.
no, and we were like, where's his motivation?
But
like,
do you think that if he continuously gets starts, can he win? I mean, it's too early, even in an 8-race series or however many rounds the West is.
Can he keep getting seconds and thirds and
can
maintain the gap?
Yeah, like can he win? Can he keep getting on the box if he continuously gets starts?
I think I'm so excited about this.
I think he might be able to get to the box if he doesn't get a start. With this field isn't that.
What if
depth.
he yanks a holy though?
Yeah.
What if he gets a hole shot like that last night and everybody's fine? Can he still win?
I think Deegan can wear him down. It depends on where Deegan's at.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It depends on where Deegan's at. If Deegan's right behind him,
I don't think Joe.
Not a shot.
I don't think Joe. You can get in his head. I don't think Joe plays those games because I don't think he cares enough.
yeah.
When has Joe really ever exploded? When has he ever had issues with other guys where he's just like mentally like blocked out?
He's never been in the position because he's never been in a championship hunt.
Well, there's that.
He won't be in championship hunt after like 2 weeks from now.
I mean, he
anyway.
also punted Hunter Lawrence at Paula.
Here's the thing, you guys. With Joe, it's such a confidence thing. And I'm excited about this because with Joe normally starting off quiet and soft, then he warms up through the season, gets more and more confident, and then he's a bad motherfucker at the end. With Joe coming out with a win at the start, now he's got like the, oh yeah, I belong here feels, right? So that's what I'm excited about. He may still be Joe, maybe still a little yellow, but he's got the confidence right now. And that means that he's doesn't have to warm up for 7 rounds before he's ready to go. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Are you playing footsies over
No, he is. He's trying to put his knee on
Look,
mine.
It was the left hand on the pant that I was real weird about.
Look,
Yeah, Justin,
I have
what
to
the
see.
hell?
I have to see Joe actually do something once we start talking about him here, because that's going to be the thing.
That's where I'm
Everybody's
at,
going to
man.
talk
Like,
about
I'm
him.
still like I'm a very jury's out until second, third round before I can form real solid opinions.
It was a great ride,
on guys.
Well,
but,
you know,
but
we
it
go-
makes sense because again, no one talked about him coming in.
Well, you know, we go
Yeah,
to
no
a
pressure.
triple crown in
Yeah.
3 rounds, so that's cool.
Yeah. So,
I just think the off-season changes may have been a good thing for him.
Yeah, you know, Kennard was your
again,
best guy.
headspace coming in.
yeah.
Talk
So-
about the man of the hour, second place though.
Okay.
My
I
guy.
was so excited about
My guy.
So, in the
hey.
infamous words of Jace from Gypsy Tales, this boy showed up to fuck
Did I
last
not?
night.
Did I not?
Hey,
say
easy on the cursing. Did
Did
you
I-
see the comment?
So this boy showed up to fuck last night, dude.
Did I not tell you boys? Juju was going to shock some people,
Yeah, it
Really
was
good.
and Juju done shock some
more shocking than anticipated.
people. Love it.
I
love it.
He's here to
going
party.
there.
That's for sure. He's here
What
to
the
party.
hell? Where were you going to go?
I was gonna go where on the broadcast they were kind of jumping around saying Juju.
What were they saying?
Well, they were Julian instead of saying Juju.
Yeah, man.
And I
think
don't know if that's an upstairs thing,
They'll
like,
get
hey,
there.
we got to walk the line or what.
Nah, they'll
He
get
like
there.
sees Juju. I think he'd
I
honestly
know
rather be called
he's Juju, but I remember
Oh, I
it was,
get it,
it was
yeah.
either James or Ricky or somebody
Yeah.
who kind of danced around
Probably
it
Ricky.
and went to Julian.
I don't think Stu
And
gives
the
a
reason
shit.
that is,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not-
I don't think Stu cares.
Yeah.
I think it was probably Ricky. But Juju, love it, man. Love it. From
Oh,
a kid
dude,
that
he
was
was-
on a stock 250F at his
Oh,
first
yeah.
Futures race a year ago, or
dude, he
2
looks
years now.
spicy. It's like Daniel Blair talking about his program was loose. All he needed was a tight program.
And in that dope ass One Industries gear,
Ooh, it's
sick
back.
looking Arai helmet.
Who?
Juju's in One Industries gear. Yeah, bro. Love it.
One Industries is back, baby.
Back.
We're
Love it.
so back.
I love it,
Back.
dude. I love it, and I
I
honestly.
knew I should have bought the rights to it when it was available.
There you go.
And what I love about Juju is the fact of when he's on the podium, he's just dead ass serious and he just wants to get better. Mm-hmm. He's not like they were like, oh man, like some people were saying like, oh, the Baston at like second, best race of your career so far, even though it's only been a year now. And he's just really like monotone. Yeah, man, like we're just going to try to continue to get better. I love it, dude. I love that he's not buying. And I don't know if that's because he was so successful as a jet skier. So
Yeah.
he knows what winning at a very, very high level already is like.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just, I got to get better.
Yeah,
he's like, I got to get better.
If you,
Is that picture of him in the coat real?
I don't know what you're
that's
talking about.
real.
That's real?
That mink-looking coat.
Yeah.
that's kind of.
I mean, he's from Havasu, so like he probably.
You haven't seen this picture yet?
No.
Oh, he looks like.
big ass white fur.
Don't bring it. Don't say
Corella Deville.
Nice.
White and black spotted mink.
Dude.
Dalmatian
he's a half a suit kid, so those kids are a little
walking in.
Hey,
he's a half a suit kid.
Yeah,
a lot of this success, you gotta tip your hat to Davey Millsaps.
Oh, for sure,
100%.
Because I mean, look at that boy through the whoops on a KTM, nonetheless.
Dude, he was faster than Smitty through the whoops, and that is not an easy task.
Dude, Daniel Blair on that podcast gives all the credit, or a big majority of the credit, to Davey Millsaps for cleaning up the things that needed to be cleaned up with him.
And Millsaps, like, I mean, he'll say it over and over again, like, he kind of pissed away what he could have done in the sport with his work ethic. And he sees a guy with the talent that maybe he had, and he's like, he's like living through him. I'm not going to let that guy do what I did.
And you want to talk about a guy that if they continue this, partnership through the years into the 450 class and beyond, even, all the way. I want to talk about a guy, kind of what you just said, that can guide Julian or Juju, whatever, down the road of not where to go. And like, hey, this is what you should do. First time Juju gets it, I don't know if he comes from money. I don't know. I assume if living in Havasu, his parents probably have a little bit of money. But the first time he gets that really, really big check, wherever it comes from, KTM or whoever, Davey's be like, hey man, this is probably what you should do. This is probably what you shouldn't do.
And the other thing that he's got to navigate being that young is
the
success.
Oh,
you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, nope.
Mr. Pink over there.
Hey, man, Juju's an 18-year-old kid, good-looking kid, a lot of money, very talented. Yeah, you live in...
You wanted to slay.
But where's the focus go? I mean, you want to slay the track, son.
Yeah.
He wants to make enough money so he can slay later on in life and not be as big of an issue.
And hearing some things... I guess we'll go down that road, but hearing some things maybe about Millsap's focus in that world.
Oh, dude, some of the stories that T. Doney used to tell me about Davey.
Exactly. So
rest in peace, T. Doney.
Maybe, Millsaps can, he'll be able to guide that. Like, again, I've been there, done that.
I love it,
dude. You need to go.
I love it. And I'm a Davey Millsaps guy, so I love it.
I don't know how to say this, but I think that a rock star should be a fucking rock star and go do rock star shit. I think that a pro athlete...
I don't think
focus on game day, be ready to go, but also enjoy being a pro.
But Tom, you and me both know that at that young of an age, though, being the rock star thing is the worst thing for them to do.
I'm not saying he should be a rock star. What I am saying is he should be a pro athlete.
Perfect example.
How's Jet Reynolds' career going?
Perfect example. We can do this one better. I can tell you the stories of Nico Izzy, man. I know what Nico was doing. Fuck yeah. I mean, yeah, dude. Nico fucked at Stroop. You want to talk about all? We can go down the list of all those dudes.
Josh Hill, Jason Lawrence.
What I am saying is, you don't have to go crazy with it, but.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
There's some good-looking women in there.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to go crazy with it when you have no guidance. You're making $1 million a year. You're 18, living in SoCal.
I think you should just give it a few years.
Shove it up his nose, but what I am saying is, there's some good-looking blondies around the Supercross tracks.
I think right now, Juju doesn't give two shits about that.
I don't think
personally,
so
I don't think so. I think that he's looking at it, he's going, I'll wait. I think it'll be fine. Focused. But I definitely get what you're saying. Like, live it up, because you don't know when your career, could end tomorrow.
Like Deegan, disciplined. He'll go to the club. He'll put "Hi, Mrs. Cooked" on a sign, but he doesn't drink water. While he's at the club.
Water.
Yeah.
He's 19, 20.
19. Yeah. Hayden's 19. Juju's 18.
Yep.
I love it, dude. I love it. And I think a kid like Juju, I think his whole demeanor, I think his whole attitude, perfect kid for this sport.
Yeah,
I like it. Like a little
humble.
Yeah, like a little, kind of humble, kind of dungy-ish, but a little flashier dungy.
Dungy would not have worn a mink coat like
That's
that.
what I mean, a flashy, dungy workhorse, though. Mm-hmm. Dude, the Deegan thing that Eric dropped on us kind of interesting. You would think that Deegan would start throwing shade at him because he's going to be his
that's a little weird. He blocks him on...
That's what I said last night when he told me, too.
Like,
so that's interesting.
You would think that Deegan... Like, that's a threat now. Juju's a threat now. You're going to start throwing shade and talking shit to him. Why would you block him?
And Hayden was not happy after that heater in the second qualifying.
Yeah,
he was on top of the board. You could tell he was visibly, and I mean, it showed right off the rip. Like, when he came around, when he shifted third coming off the finish line, and he just blew that right hand before the whoops, you're like, oh, he's pissed. Mm-hmm. He is pissed.
He was in the mechanics area like, dude, change this, and this. And
yeah, I mean, I still think it's weird, though. That doesn't... As much as I'm not a Hayden guy, that doesn't seem like a Hayden Deegan thing.
Not on brand for him to block him like
that's actually way off brand for him. He would relish in it, be like, I got another dude.
It's the media machine. Everybody's guessing.
Yeah.
What's going on?
We'll figure it out.
Because the dude off the camera with Dirt Shark, you see that interview?
No.
He's like, is what it is. Like, it's an 8-race series, but the 250 class tends to go way up and way down. If I just stay consistent, I think we're good. I'm not that shook.
I don't watch dirt track shit.
All right, so Jordan Smith third.
A douche though.
I thought Jordan Smith looked rough all day.
I thought he
to
looked
be honest with you.
I mean,
I didn't
he
think it
went
was
down or whatever and still worked his way back to the podium.
Yeah, I just didn't think it looked as good and polished as I thought it might with him.
I'm with you.
I think
thought
Smitty
it was
did
gonna come
Smitty
in and look
things
better.
I think Smitty did Smitty things, but the whole kit, the gear, the bike,
Little
good.
loud for me.
I like it. Smitty
the
did.
highlighter yellow was
I like it.
there was too much to
Little
it.
loud.
It needed
A little more black.
I like it.
Black, yeah.
Smitty just did Smitty things, man.
Yeah, that was
He
all.
did.
It was
He
a
did.
Smith.
Like
It was
he
a
could have
very
won
Jordan
last
Smith
night.
day.
If he would have won last night, I'd be like, well, that's a Jordan Smith thing to do.
Yeah.
And guess who's stoked? Triumph. They're on the podium.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, Styles made it through without getting hurt too. So that's a
We'll get to him. in a
Styles
minute.
was definitely not ready, but
well. I mean, yeah.
Oh, I meant to bring this up in the halftime report. Well, we'll bring it up here after with this guy. So Ryder D gets fourth.
Also, as the thing that I said about him and Juju doing a lot of riding together in the off season, a lot of riding together.
There's other things they were doing too. Didn't you pay attention to how many guys gained 10 to 15 pounds of muscle here over the...
Oh, well.
Which, if I put on my TLR tinfoil hat and you
That's
Google
fine.
how much muscle you can gain
That's
per
fine.
day,
That's cool.
naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care that
Yeah, I don't give a
that's
shit.
happening, but I'm just saying...
Oh, yeah, good.
If you Google it, the max amount that you could do is 1 ounce per day,
Yeah, 10 to 15 pounds of actual muscle is a lot.
which means the most you could
1
do...
ounce per day.
Which means the most you could do in a month would be a little over 2.5 pounds.
I mean, I don't
At
give a shit.
absolute most, which means
I don't give
in
a
a
shit.
3-month off
Yeah.
season, you could only put on possibly 6 to 8 pounds.
Look, bro, they're out in
Really?
They're out.
Oh, what the-
Look, bro,
Of muscle, of lean muscle, yeah.
they're out in SoCal. Some weird things happen. Peter Park's doing
Who's
weird
training
things.
them?
Nobody.
I don't know.
Nobody. They're kind of doing
I
their
don't
own
know,
thing.
but they're not.
Crazy.
was Millsaps on the sauce in 13?
There's
No.
there are
Millsap's is probably on other things.
there were several people they talked about putting on whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm just
D
like,
was one specifically.
Can we
yeah, and I'm just like,
1 ounce, even with
Can-
peptides and all the other shit you can use now. Not
It's-
even talking about steroids and HGH, just all the shit you can.
all
use.
that
That's
shit's
it.
that shit's illegal. You're not
Peptides aren't
supposed to
illegal.
use it.
Peptides are natural.
Can we talk about the riding?
What?
Can we talk about the riding? Ryder D, though.
I mean, he rode good.
I mean, dude, like I
Fourth
said,
place is okay, but I mean, the West Coast is soft.
he was running third.
I think you look great.
Smitty zapped him at the end, which I didn't expect him to beat
Look,
Smitty.
if you want to talk about the sauce, old boy got tired and let Smitty by.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You don't think this coast is soft?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that you're talking about like, oh, fourth is okay.
'Cause, like-
has nothing to do with being soft. Just Ryder
No.
D. What has the book been on Ryder D? Doesn't get a start, can't do shit. Usually crashes his way out of a main no matter where he's at. He was good all day.
no, that was great.
But not to talk shit on him, the only guy to finish behind him, well, I guess there's two, Deegan and Marchbanks.
But last year, Ryder D still wouldn't have even gotten fourth
And-
with this coast the way it is what I'm
And
saying.
if Deegan doesn't go down there at the beginning,
I'm
he
not-
beats him.
I mean, whatever you want to say, Ryder D is an improved version of himself.
I mean,
but this
it's
version,
better,
but
yes.
last year, Ryder D, even in this spot with the weaker coast now, with all these
Yeah.
guys going east, my point is he still would have gotten like 10th.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's fair. Well, look, I'll be interested to see it moving forward.
Mm.
He looked better, but I almost need to see like an East-West showdown to see where he lands there, because it's like, okay, cool, like what are you really? Because if you go next week, right, and let's say Marchbanks doesn't have an issue and you have Deegan doesn't have an issue, Deegan for sure beats
Yeah.
him. Marchbanks, I think it's up in the air. He should beat him.
I think Marchbanks
And then
does it
if-
because he
and then if
crashes
that's
more
the
than Ryder D
case, you're
does.
like the last factory rider in the class outside of Styles.
But if you're Ryder D, though, I think he's not looking at it that way. I
Got
think
Moseman.
we'll talk about Moseman in
well.
a minute. I think Ryder D is looking at it as, dude, my start to my professional career has been way up and down.
Yeah.
I should have done better. I've led races and I've thrown them away. I think, as crazy as it is, because this is not his first year, he's just trying to make it through an entire season where he's just consistent.
Yeah.
Motherfucker just took 4th place.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't disagree with all you're talking about being the weaker coast and all of that. I just look at it as even last year, Ryder D would have gotten like 10th because he would have hit the ground,
Yeah.
then hit the ground again, probably pulled in the mechanics area, and then hit the ground again.
I think your goal if you're Ryder D is just to don't be the last factory guy.
I think that's
Every
Jet
week.
Reynolds' goal.
Well, we'll get to him. All right, so time for your Isaac Nelson Designs Deegan Danger
So
Zone.
let's hear in the comments.
All right. So
Wait,
the ride was good after the crash. Like coming back to fifth,
spazzing the fuck out for the first 3 laps.
He was too, dude. He was fucking
front wheel high, landing at the top of the berm, getting loosey goosey in the whoops.
He definitely had to reel himself back in there.
No,
he definitely get panicking for a second.
I think that's what it comes down to. Is he's not been used to working his way through the pack in the last couple of years, and we've seen it because we've talked about this. It's not a problem with him. A lot of guys don't have the race IQ that far in the pack. He spazzes the fuck out. Mm-hmm. And what did I say?
Look, he reeled it back in, though.
He reeled it back in after he realized, I'm like 4 seconds a lap faster than all these dudes. I don't really need to go 100 right now.
Yeah.
Like, I need to work my way up, but I think the moment he got inside the top 10, he's like, all right, I got enough from the reserve. Now the disparity is not as big. I can start putting in heaters again. But, dude, when you're 20th, especially in the 250 class, you can't be going 100 where all these other dudes are going 4 seconds a lap slower than you and are literally just trying to make it through a lap.
Yeah.
Things happen quickly when you're 19th in the main.
Things happen quickly when you're going 5 miles an hour faster than someone on a Supercross track. Now, with that being said, it was interesting to watch how humble he got when they interviewed him there at the end.
I guess we're just interviewing fifth place guys now.
I said that.
There were
he
people
said that.
There were people that were pissed. There were people that are not happy.
Did he say that too?
Yeah, he was like, well, I'm not really stoked to be getting interviewed for fifth place, but I guess whatever.
Reminded me of like the Philadelphia interview where he all of a sudden got real humble.
And they did it in the 450 class too. Both the guys that got fourth were just like, all right, fuck you.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Now look, I do think he handled that interview very well because it would have been easier for him to get up there and be like, yeah, I don't know, small mistake. I had all these guys, another 3 laps, I could have won it, whatever. But he was just like, no, like, I don't know why you're interviewing me. It was rough, but he goes, it was better than last year.
But look, bro, man.
Was it 17th?
What have I said about Hayden? If you're going to go on this, even though he's not a villain to fans, this villain role to the riders.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it 100% of the time.
Well, I mean,
you can't go from in the day show basically calling Levi a bitch without calling him a bitch.
Oh, man. Did anybody else like that when he was like, well, some of the hitters decided to take the weekend off, I guess.
And then even going in the heat race after the 2-section battle that him and Cole have, basically going, yeah, like this is kind of like a weaker coast. Like I kind of expected it. And then just because the main doesn't go well, you get all of a sudden humble. Look, I'm not into the flashy, like, cocky people. I don't like arrogance. I'm not a fan of it. I love people when you're humble because being cocky comes back to bite you in the ass when you're not 100% all the time. But if you're going to be that role, I would have rather him gone up and be like, yeah, man, like, if I'd have had another 5 laps, like, I'd have called it Joe. Like, I was going, like, just be that guy all the time.
Yeah.
Like, be that guy all the time. Be that guy that everybody that you're racing doesn't like. The fans love you.
Yeah.
I would rather
stick with I would have caught his ass.
I'd rather him be that guy all the time. You can't flip flop. Like just don't be one guy or the other. Like if you're gonna be humble, that everybody says he really is behind the scenes, like he's actually humble. This is all a facade. Be that guy.
I don't care. I'm here for it all the time.
But if you're gonna be a villain to the riders, not the fans, because obviously fans love the kid. Be that guy all the time. Just be a dick. Be like, yeah, bro. Like if I'd have got to start, like no chance. Be that guy.
I just want to see him.
Because people on the line don't like you already. So, like, why? Who are you trying to be nice to?
I'm just pumped for this all the time. Especially, like, when he's calling out Levi and being like, yeah, so he took the weekend off.
Excuse me, what?
Please continue.
What?
Please fucking continue.
Or the stories and stuff on Instagram. And there's a picture of him sitting talking to Duffy.
Yeah.
And he was like thinking about going east.
Discussing going East Coast.
Oh, should have done after free practice. Be like, thinking about going east.
Oh, man. Just freaking epic.
Just be that guy all the time, man. Just be it all the time.
He's still the guy, though, right? For this coast?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, yeah, you
like, there's nothing that... It was just a stupid, like... That start was weird. Can we all agree that was such a weird start? Because it was split. It was short. The turn was awkward. Like, it was just a weird...
Did you see the pictures from behind the gate?
No.
Inside gates and stuff went straight to the box.
But this is kind of what I was talking about. Why with the Supercross side of things, where I still look at it and go, there's still some things that Hayden needs to improve on for him to win the Supercross title. Is he still the guy? Yeah, of course. Especially now with Levi even being out. But this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, all day good. Second in qualifying. Won his heat race, no problem. I don't know what his lap times in the main were. But he still needs to improve on certain things consistently in Supercross. But yeah, he's still the guy. Of course he is. Like, I got nothing bad to say about him. Like, he minimized the damage last night. Because that could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So, yeah, no, he's fine. He's fine. He's, 8 points back? He'll be fine.
Something like that, Cody Schock, 6th place.
Last lap.
Oh, dude. Straight should have went straight for the exit.
He should have ruined him.
I'd have sawed off his front end so
100%.
fucking hard after what happened in Birmingham last year.
You want to get all the fans? You would get all the fans.
I would have sawed off his front end, dude. I don't give a shit.
I forgot that it was.
I think he was too. I
Broke
think
his
he was
collarbone.
too far back to do what he needed.
Oh,
he
for
went
sure.
in there pretty hard.
He did, yeah.
For sure. When he had to check up on the on-off and
got a
Hayden
bonsai
sent
to
it,
take him.
but still, man, if I'm like a bike length more ahead, I'm going straight for the exit, bro. I'm sawing your front end
If he
off.
would have made contact, it would have been straight up Barshawn Mookie curve.
I'd have loved
Yeah.
it. I'd have loved it because here's the thing: either Hayden checks up, but Hayden had too much of a drive coming out of the corner to react that quick, or we're both going down. And guess what? We're both going down. I don't give a shit.
I mean, that torpedo.
Fucking
Man, at that speed, it would have been forks broken in half.
Oh, it'd have been great though. It'd have been great as long as nobody.
Jesus.
It'd have been great. I don't
Listen to
give a
this
shit.
guy. This guy's over here. I don't like being the villain thing. Hey, if you're gonna break your forks in
Yeah,
half,
fucking kill him.
fucking head on him. Just
I
hit
don't
him
want to
head
play the
on.
villain, you fucking flip flopping ass.
I just said I don't care if
Look,
he's the
if you're
villain
gonna
as
be the
long
villain,
as the
just
villain
be the
off
villain.
time. Yeah,
Follow your words. Just be the villain.
that's what I'm saying.
Just
Cody
be what
should have went
people.
straight
Just
for
be
the
what
exit,
people
bro.
hate. Okay.
Saw off his front end. I don't give a shit.
Saw it off. But yeah, no, that was good. That
I
was
don't give a
good,
shit.
especially compared to the way the rest of
Get
the
the
Club MX
Sawzall
team
out.
did
You know
yesterday.
what hurts your back more?
Sawzall that neck.
Anthony Bourdon, 7th.
Hey, he was solid.
Solid.
good.
Yeah.
He was good on that Zook last year.
Yeah.
Look, man, Avery Long got a real awakening to what it's like being in the heat race.
Yep.
No, that was Wageman. Oh, that was
That
Bourdon.
battle.
I thought
Yeah,
that was
Wageman's
Wageman.
hurt because Freeze hurt him.
Yeah, mentally and physically.
Cole Davies, 8th place.
100, 100, 100.
Very good.
Yeah.
One hundo.
100.
Podium could.
He was shockingly way better than I thought he was.
I
gonna
think
be.
you could sneak a podium in.
I think so too.
Ooh, that's rough for me.
You don't think you can
I
podium?
think he can get top
after
fives,
that?
but podium, man, I don't. It depends on where he starts.
Daytona.
If what?
Podium's Daytona.
He had
He won't be. He won't be riding Daytona.
Yeah.
Did- I
you're
mean, he
fucking-
kept Deegan pretty honest in that
Did
heat
he?
race.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nah.
Did
Okay.
Did he?
All right.
Put a
fine.
P on it.
did.
Hey, put a P on it.
Hayden dropped.
Did he?
Did he?
Okay.
Hayden dropped it.
All right.
Top
All
fives.
right,
Top
fine.
fives, not podiums.
Cole Davies gonna have something to say.
Cole
Dude,
Davies.
How many guys are we gonna get that'll want to punch you in the nose?
Look,
in the
Julie,
fucking thing.
I don't think they want to try punching me in the nose.
Me
I don't think
too.
that'll go well for them.
We're like buddies,
Did you randomly just say Jalik?
and hopefully he gets better soon, dude. I want to see him.
I just want to say Jalik.
heard he was ripping at the test track.
Stop. Not cool.
I heard he was.
Who?
Jalik.
Yeah. So here's my
Oh
theory
my
on
God,
that. Did
we're
we get
going-
to Styles yet?
No, not yet. Hold on.
When we get
Relax.
to Styles,
Hold on,
I'll
relax.
lay out my theories.
We'll get there. Any thoughts on Garrett Marchbank's getting
Jared
ninth?
Martin.
corners at 250 weird. Like when he comes into a corner, he like sticks his knee out. Like it was real weird to watch.
He's like a monkey
Like a
fucking a
street
football.
biker?
Kinda, yeah. It was really strange.
He's like a monkey fucking a football.
He's really good though.
Well, this is Mitch Payton.
Wait till next week when Adams is there. Then it's really
Yeah.
gonna be bad.
Adams will just mail it in for like 10.
Another guy. It almost had a podium for Mitch. His other boy Bales.
Yep.
Poor
I
Mitch
don't
Payton.
like Mitch Payton, man. I think you need to go hire a local shaman or psychic or something. Have him come stage the whole shop down.
Look, bro, you're just gonna have,
You boys need Jesus.
Bro,
Just
you're
go
gonna
to
have
church.
Something,
You're gonna
dude.
have four
Somebody
deep.
put a curse on them.
you're gonna have
Yeah.
4 deep on the East Coast. It'll be fine. They'll all
They gotta
crash.
go to church and start praying.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
They
They need to sage the semi or something. I think
Something.
I think Bobby Reagan went over there and cast a
I
spell
think it's gonna be
on
great.
Yeah.
McAdoo's gonna land on Levi. Seth's gonna get hurt, which is gonna be a bummer, and Ty's just gonna.
That's gonna get hurt. It's gonna be a bummer.
Ty is gonna be just brown down with Duke Gomez
in his Lambo.
that he rented.
All right. So let's rapid fire here. Cole Thompson 10th.
Hey.
Who'd he wave by? Deegan? He
yeah.
waved Deegan.
Yeah,
by.
I think he waved somebody by.
He
was
let him,
Deegan.
he let him go. Even
Yeah.
they brought up.
Everybody
on the
says
broadcast.
Cole Thompson's a douche,
He is a
whatever he is off the track. Old boy is solidly in the top 10 every year, or he's hovering around 10th,
Yeah.
and he's a joy to watch.
and he's usually getting like second or third at WSX, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Lux Turner 11th. Avery Long 12th.
Good for
for
Avery
him.
Long.
Yeah,
Finally
yeah.
got a ride. Dude.
Yeah.
Lindsay was working his ass off on that one.
Hunter Yoder 13th. After that,
How
he
about that
really
heat
thought he
race,
was
bro?
going to be better.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think he had some issues in the main where he went
okay.
down and whatnot.
fucking killed it though.
TJ Albright from last in the LCQ to 14th.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
Good for him.
Michael Motorcycle.
Michael Mosman did Michael
Not a
Mosman.
bad
Michael
heat.
Mosman.
Michael
15th.
Mosman did Michael
Not a
Mosman.
bad
thing.
heat for Michael Motorcycle.
Okay.
We can build from here.
He's rocking a neck brace.
We can build.
Yeah,
from
that was
here.
weird.
That's bringing the neck brace for Mosman just on brand.
Just he showed when I saw like on press day with the neck brace, I was like, Was it?
brand.
Like, people still wear those?
Max Miller, 16th.
Looking like Yago Gertz.
Parker Ross, 17th.
Good for Parker Ross, man. First official pro race. Gets in the main.
Noah Viney, 18th.
What's the deal on him? Is he just like on a
MCR?
He's
like,
an MCR
I'm boys
deal.
with them till I get a ride?
He's got money.
I thought that he was a firepower guy. Is
No.
firepower still a thing?
No, it's quad lock now.
Oh.
Yeah, quad lock.
I don't think they're fielding any 250 guys, right?
Mumford.
On the other coast?
Yeah, at least.
Damn, another guy on the other coast.
I know, right?
Gavin Towers making his triumphant return to the U.S.
Yeah,
I kept,
19th.
I kept getting him mixed up with Evan Ferry.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me
I was
too.
like, fucking Ferry's going to blow it. He ain't making the LCQ. And then I looked, he wasn't even in the LCQ.
Uh-huh.
That was real weird, too.
He blew his Achilles out.
You're shitting me.
That's what they said.
Evan blew his Achilles out?
Evan Ferry.
That's too bad.
Achilles in the heat.
Somehow I don't believe that.
Unbelievable.
He probably went through the heat race and he's like, I don't want to race
Fuck,
anymore.
I got to get a job.
God, I got to go get a
No,
job.
Because now you can't race. If you did it in the heat, you can't do east. Not
Correct.
that you'd really
I don't think he was going to make the whole
I mean,
season
if,
anyway.
if he was in East, he'd be real.
Yeah, because his other two teammates would be beating him.
And then
Nick Romano, another
Romano.
guy. Jeez.
I know, bro.
East is gnarly.
Styles Robertson, 20th.
I'm just glad Styles did not crash.
Yeah,
too.
I-
How'd he get
obviously
20th then?
he wasn't ready.
No.
What's up?
How did,
That
he,
was-
how did he not crash?
Bro.
in 20?
No, I mean like crash and like ragdoll himself into the ground.
Can we talk about, too, in Q1, how that bike came over the fucking berm at him there? Did you miss that?
I missed that.
Oh,
So he
dude,
came
his
out. He came
instincts-
out of the whoops, went into the sand there, and somebody must have clipped on that on-off, and there was just a bike flipping over the berm at him.
You want to know who I think that was?
Who?
I think that was Evan Ferry.
No shit. That'd be funny.
Was it?
Yeah,
No, we would have saw that clip on the Instabangers.
I don't know. I think it was a Honda. I'm pretty sure it
I don't
was
know.
Evan
I
Ferry.
don't even know. All I know is I saw a wheel, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And he's like swerving out of the sand. I was like,
If he would have got hit by that, bike, that was definitely a sign to never race dirt bikes ever again.
100%.
So, I think Triumph had an A and B thing, and I think honestly, Jalik was the fastest guy on that team.
I think so too.
I believe that he was the fastest guy. They were going to send him east. You got an A-B team on east that would have been Styles and
Fortner.
nope, Styles and Jalik on east.
Oh, yeah.
And Fortner, as crazy as it sounds, was the mid guy.
Was the B guy on the West?
He was
Because it
B-
would have been Smith and Fork.
Smith and Fortner, yeah.
And Smith would have been the A guy, and Forkner would have been the B guy.
I mean,
I think you're right.
I mean, yeah.
So,
So now-
healthy, right?
Wow.
yeah,
What's
but
healthy for
Now
him?
he becomes the A guy, and whoever you say is in the pipe to.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm just glad Styles made it through that race and didn't crash.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
it's kind of like the Fortner thing, man. If he gets hurt again,
Nowhere to go from here but up.
I have no affiliation to Styles. I really have only ever been around him like twice in my entire like being at the races. But that kid has been through so much shit since he went pro.
100%.
Like I just
Yeah.
I don't
Does
know.
Triumph care about result?
not like Husky
Not this
didn't.
year.
Not this year.
Then we got Veriz in 21st and Jet Reynolds
2-time.
2-time.
We decided to put Jet Reynolds on the
22.
West Coast, huh?
Look,
22nd.
Yeah, we told him to stay out of Cali.
Stay out of Cali, bro. Why'd you go?
They
I
fly
don't.
back. In all fairness, they fly back and forth, so he's not staying
I
there,
still
so
don't think that
that's-
was a good
In
idea.
all fairness, he made it past press day. And made the main.
Levi MX this year, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there was no Dragons back.
Well, he made it past press day. He made it to the main, and he,
So now you have-
he did all the laps. So
now
that
you have
is a win.
You have Volan, Phineas, and Devin Simonson when he comes back for East Coast.
Yep.
East Coast is gonna be fucking nasty, you guys.
Yeah.
East Coast is going to be
man.
fucking stupid.
I mean, let's lay it out right now while we're talking about it. Let's Nate Thrasher,
Yep.
our homie.
Our homie.
Our homie. Fuck you guys.
Our boy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Nate Thrasher, dude, took Hunter down to the wire that year.
Yep.
Pierce Brown.
Pierce down in the brown. Can he
He's
stay
not
out
down.
of the brown?
Yeah.
Who's
Pretty
the
good.
other? Oh, Max Anstey.
Max
Max
Anstey.
Anstey.
Benix on
And
that
it's,
on that
getting,
team.
and it's getting to be his time to win a title.
Then you go PC with Kitchen, McAdoo, Hammaker, Masterpool. Then you got Volan. You got Hymus. You got Vial.
Hymus,
You got
Vial.
RJ.
RJ.
If you want to give Casey Cochran a nod because he's a fast guy.
Yeah.
He's a fast guy.
He's
He's a fast
fast.
guy. Like I said, Volan's going to be there.
Probably top of the qualifying board.
Romano's going to be good. He's not going to win anything.
Romano.
Romano's going to be good.
Yep, second year.
Yeah, I mean, and then you got Fortner and whoever this other Triumph dude is.
Wow.
Like East Coast.
Is toast.
Just making the main is gonna be hard.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't know who wins that coast. I was fully like when it was just McAdoo and all
What,
that.
dude? You were over here stroking Levi 20 minutes ago.
No, I was out like Vial.
20 minutes
No,
ago.
I had Vial as my title pick.
A month ago, he was stroking Vial, like couldn't gargle him hard enough.
Yeah.
About who do you think's gonna beat him?
Coonan?
No, they're not coming over till next year.
Who's the Triumph guy though? Is it a guy that's currently factory?
You have all the info. I'm not even holding out till after the show. You have all the information I have, which is there's a rumor they have somebody to fill in there.
Whatever.
It's gonna be Michael Harrop.
So, all right, that's been your 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. Make sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. Okay, let's do X segment here real quick.
We didn't have a lot.
Okay, well, that's good. Rev X segment here. So, again, if you guys want to ask us questions, you can jump on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Cole puts up a thing every week, and you can check out... Or you can ask us questions, and Cole will go through and pick the best ones here.
Yeah, we only have like 5, so we'll just do them all. First one is from our boy Bones.
All right. Talked to him the other night. He will be at the race next week and the week after.
Bones is hot on X. Like,
all right,
the takes are hot.
Let's
he
hear it.
did piss off Myrtle.
No, the takes are real hot. But anyway, kind of valid. We kind of touched on this. Does last night's win boost Joe Shimoda's confidence?
Nope.
1,000 times.
Nope.
Yep. No.
I'm gonna go half yes, half no, because he knows how to win.
Wow. Way to fucking waffle like a wuss.
All right, fine. No.
Fuck. Thank you.
Half
fucking
Be a
douche.
fucking man. Make
You know
a
what?
decision.
Fucking.
I'm half in, half out.
Are you half in, half out? Never mind.
Joe is a slow drip of confidence, and when you get a big
That's only
boost
a
like
quarter
this,
inch.
when you get a big boost at the start of the season, it will carry him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So he's got the IV in his arm, just slow drip. There it is.
What?
Okay, anyway, next one. What else you got?
He's laying there with the bag of confidence dripping into
Definitely
his IV.
was not taking what Ryder D was taking.
Exhibit. You might see this guy. He posts a lot of reels and stuff. Plays.
Exhibit the black.
No, not
Pimp my
ride.
No, this is Exhibit, and we're not pimping the ride here. But will Jet and Hunter struggle all year because of the bike?
No, that's
I think
stupid.
They figure it out.
Jet
No, that's
true.
Or
Or
fucking Honda.
yeah, they get on KYB or they just ride the old chassis and
Jet
don't
will
tell
win next
anybody.
weekend.
The bike wasn't bad. It was just not as good as they want, maybe.
Oh man, they'll go on some WP. It'll be fine.
Zachary Ruth, not related to Babe Ruth.
No shit.
You don't say. Do you know this for sure? Did he say that in the...
Yeah. Do you know for sure?
I'll ask
not
him.
Babe.
I'll ask him first. When will Honda learn to stop fixing things when not broken? Well, not really a question here, but a statement. 97, 09, and now the 25 model. Bold prediction here. A few years down the line, we actually see either brother on a different color.
No.
A1 2025 will be traced back as the first breadcrumb.
Well, those first 2 years he did, those models sucked ass. So he's definitely pretty spot on with that one.
Well, it's always the new generation of the bike, right? So when was this newer generation? 22?
This
not- it's
25, 25 is the new one.
Is it?
25 is a new chat.
25
That's why
is
they're
the new
struggling with it.
Did you remember that 09 Honda 450? God,
I
those
have
things
one.
were
Terrible.
Fucking terrible. I remember when Kyle fucking was on it. He's like, nope, back end's terrible. And he switched to his 08 and got out of the box.
I had an 08, and I regret selling it. 'cause
I
it
think
was
everybody
so good.
does.
I
It
had an
was
11 and that thing
so
was
good.
Look, this just stems back to the conversation we had with Eric a long time ago on one of the shows last year about, like, why do you change the bike every 3 years?
Oh, shit, dude. I forgot to have a beer for our boy.
Fuck.
That's
right.
fine.
And I think this is him that I'm reading a tweet for him.
Okay.
Hey, shotgun that shit.
It's warm. It'll be
NL
fine.
Mac, does this win give you confidence that Joe will be in the title fight? Yeah,
Nope.
we just kind of answered that. So.
No.
The core is right over there. There's only one.
Is that
Did
it?
anyone see Jorge blitz the whoops? This is from T-Bolt USA.
Yes.
He did about 13 minutes in or something down the
Yeah.
right side. Dropped the front end 3 times. Is this a twisty?
I don't know.
All right.
Anything else with that? Any other ones?
That's that.
All right, that's your Rev X segment. So again, if you guys want to ask us a question or whatever, make sure to keep an eye on Twitter, X page, whatever.
At the Moto Aftermath
At the
Show.
Moto Aftermath Show. Okay, let's talk. Let's do our stock picks here. Whose stocks went up? Whose stocks went down? One up, one down. Go.
Dude, this twisty?
I don't know.
Twist it. Yes, it is.
Does it?
It's
Can
twisted.
okay? So we never really like. Can I do 1 250, 1 450?
Yeah, whatever.
All right. So Juju's stock is up for me right now.
Okay.
Can't buy it.
What?
Bye.
That's not a buy because it's high right now. You want it to dip.
I'm just putting all my stock in Juju.
Damn. All right.
All right. So
wow. Okay. Well, fuck me, huh?
Can we go? We'll go back to who
There's
I'm
some
selling.
pretty obvious picks here, but
Whose stock is up and whose is so Juju's is up.
Yep.
Whose is down?
Honestly, man, I think that Malcolm's stock is down. I think a lot of people were, because he came in, he was talking like, "Oh man, this is the first year I come in, like I'm good to go, whatever. I know what my program is." And I think a lot of people after Paris were high on him, and he crashed. But I think that last night just kind of Malcolm still does Malcolm things.
There's a very VRM you got in your hand right there.
Yeah, not really my go-to. More of a hey broski, give me a Heineken. No, I'm just kidding.
Rigsby will have something to say about that.
Heinekens are Dutch, hey?
All right.
I don't know. I don't really drink beer.
Who you got?
Who you got? Stock up, stock down.
I'm buying the dip, baby. I'm buying the dip and buying some Lawrence stock because that shit is down right now, and
is it really?
It's gonna go. It's gonna go back up.
I mean, Hunter's stock might be down a little bit, but I don't think
Just
Jets.
a smidge.
I mean, y'all were talking about how a 15-point deficit is the end of his life over there.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's down a little bit.
You might be right.
It's down a little bit. So
buying the dip.
Buying the dip.
Who are you selling?
Who am I selling? That's a good question. I think I'm gonna sell a little bit of Garrett Marchbanks.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
You lead on this one.
Okay. So I'm selling because the stock price is up right now. I'm selling everything I got of Joe Shimoda.
I knew you were going to say that.
His stock price is high right now.
He's a pump and dumper.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to say that shit.
And I dumped it, dude.
I know.
I've been sitting on it for years.
You pumped it, dumped it, left it in there.
I wouldn't even say pump and dump. I've been waiting for years
like it was halfway
for this
in,
stock
halfway
price.
out.
So you pumped it, dumped it, and left it in?
So the stock price is way up now. I'm selling.
The tip was always in. You were just like, every time you win, put it back in and pull it back out.
Justin's just got to be sexual.
And then,
what a dirty boy.
Oh, I can.
Jesus. Then I'm going to turn around and I am going to buy some. Ooh, good question. Fuck.
Look, I got another one I'm buying into.
I'm blanking on
I got an
right
index fund I want to get in on.
Okay.
Race Day Live. It's going up.
Yeah, since somebody left the show.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like the S&P 500.
I'm going to buy some. I'm going to buy some Jorge Prado because I feel like that's down a bit.
It is.
I feel like that's down a bit, and we've only got one place to go from here, which is up.
I disagree with that because there are a lot of people that are high on that man. Comments and stuff, all the GP homers and stuff, they're like, oh, he's going to come over and win right away.
He's going to figure out whoops, and he'll be really good.
The GP homers, yes, have been very high on him, but I feel like his stock dipped a little bit with that 14th place because there was a fade. That was a fade.
Yeah, he bumped up.
He faded.
He did, and his wide bike held him up there as long as he did.
So
that's part of
like I said, so I think it fell a little bit, so I'm going to take that Joe Shimoda that I just fucking cashed out on, buy me some Jorge Prado, and wait and see how we are in a couple of weeks. Maybe we should actually get like a thing and track this.
We should.
Like,
hey, somebody that's out there techie and smart.
Buy like five stocks.
That'd be a fun
each.
app.
That would be, it'd be kind of fun. All
right, who you got, buddy?
Ahead, who you got?
My nieces and nephews are going to hate this, but I'm selling AP. Messenger will be very good in 5 weeks when there's rain.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, he's going to be okay.
Well, just not have one mud race this year.
Probably.
Once that's in the forecast, I'm all fucking in.
Yep.
In the meantime, I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna cash out on that. I'm also going to buy Dylan Ferrandis because he's pennies right now. He's a penny.
Pennies on the dollar.
That's probably factual. It's probably factual.
You might as well get a package deal, buy some Colt Nichols.
Yeah.
For nickels on the dollar.
Well, there's that. I wouldn't. He's a nice guy, but I'm not in on Colt Nichols.
Nickels on the dollar.
Somebody should also buy some Freddie Norton stock while they're at it too.
Put some nickel on
there
nickel.
You go.
Did you guys see Luke Kalatsian's painted helmet?
No.
Oh, I bet Feld had a heyday with it. There was.
I saw Deegan's Donald Trump one.
Oh,
speaking of helmets,
cock
and
oil.
Stuff. Oh, I've seen that. He had a custom helmet, I think, but the whole in the running for lit kit, and I missed it. Was Dylan Walsh.
Dude, I feel bad for that Grindstone team. Dylan,
they're out there grinding.
Dylan was looking good during preseason. His lap times were matching up with a lot of the top dudes when they go to like Hemet and Fox and all that. Was good in the first qualifier. Doesn't run the second qualifier. Has some issues. Gets stacked up in the heat race. And then him and Max Sanford just end up on the track at the same time with both having issues. Mm-hmm. So neither of the Grindstone kids qualified.
Yep, sounds about right. Sounds about right. So, all right, everybody. Well, this has been episode 289. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. To all the members there, I apologize. I just found my workaround here to be able to actually. Would you guys shut the fuck up? I just found my workaround. I just found my workaround here to actually look at the chat, and what I'm seeing is that apparently when we had Eric on, that audio was not coming through. Nice. Didn't know that, so sorry about that. I will see what I can do. Maybe we have to have the Eric segment on first every week, and then we'll bring you guys in to watch the rest of the show get recorded live until I figure out this audio situation.
Because they were on the...
Yeah, they're on that, but I thought it would go through because that's a headphone thing going up there, so that's weird that didn't work, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, all right. Y'all Nuts is in there. He is in there. Y'all Nuts, Vince Howard, J-Mats 144, Steven, I will here in a second, Tim Cross, and David Sparby, so thank you all. I saw some of you guys on the Thirsty Thursday live, so that's super cool. We'll have another one of those this week. Thanks to all our sponsors. Again, show presented by Rev X. Make sure to get some max power there. Also on board, Gutterworks, Complete Racing Solutions, Holster Co., and Flo Racing, as well as we're in the TLR Coatings studios. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back next week with the full gamut of shows again. San Diego.
Hey, shout out. I think it's NL Buds. Thanks for the beer, bud.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the Moto Aftermath Show. If you guys like the show, make sure to give us a thumbs up there with that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a show update, a live show, or anything that we're doing here, because when we find out news, we will be on here bringing you our thoughts with it. Also, if you guys want to help support the show, join our members area. You'll get member exclusives, including live shows. You get to watch the show being recorded live, and you'll get all sorts of other member benefits. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Join the members area, subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one.